best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Welcome to the show.
Look at that hippie.
I've never seen your legs.
I know, thank God.
They're not bad.
I requested you were on this with me.
thank
I know
you.
we're not thrilled with you to tell
Yeah,
you the truth.
absolutely.
It's been a rough morning.
It's been a
Ricky.
disaster. It's been a disaster.
Ricky, it hasn't been good.
You were playing Atlantic City and
Yes.
you came in.
I drove
especially.
in last night. Yeah,
How's the
because it was
hotel?
you.
All right. How's the hotel?
It's beautiful. It's the Borgata. But if you weren't here, I think I'd drive in. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He really thinks this is going to make his showbiz career.
No, it doesn't. No, because I like doing radio with Ricky because he's generous. He gets good comedy. He can see a fraud. He knows what's going on. you know what I mean?
You never let me down either.
No, thank you.
I asked what is he wearing, but they didn't say a baseball cap on backwards, and that is a thrill.
Yeah, he looks like a Dominican 6-year-old.
I didn't want to fix my hair this morning, so I just don't.
You've got more hair than me as well. That's
Yes,
annoying.
so does Norton.
So, oh God!
But,
I was thinking on the way in, right? With my body, your head and neck, and his hands, we could make one good turtle. What are we talking about? What's going on?
I mean, we've been trying to talk about just about anything, but somehow progressively through the morning, we started okay.
Yeah.
The wheels came off after the first break.
I mean, Rich has been slowly taking off those little lug nuts ever since he got
first
here.
of all, you're supposed to take control like Opie did. You don't take control.
You already did an Opie reference.
Yeah, you did.
I know.
You got over once. It's not going to get over
That was
again.
last week, not this week.
That was literally 1 segment
hour
ago.
ago.
Oh, you're right. You're right again. You're right on that one. But what I'm saying is, here's the thing.
Okay.
You tell me, you ask me to go to Vimeo, log on. I've never done it on my stupid phone. I could barely see.
He's upset about stuff today, and he's upset about other stuff.
They were supposed to pay for my little things.
Pay for your
they
what?
Were supposed to pay
Lobotomy?
for my hotel.
That's what I
'Cause
asked
can't-
about, but you said it was great.
You know,
he needs the one he's working at in Atlantic City, not the one he's staying in.
Oh, what's
yeah.
the one like here?
It's okay. I was only there for 4
I thought you
hours.
lived here. Don't you live in New York?
New Jersey. I live in.
Okay.
It's an hour away.
Yeah,
Oh, is
no.
it? It's not worth it.
Yeah, so I couldn't go from
It's not close,
AC
no.
to there.
Right.
So
Okay.
they say they're going to pay for my hotel. I get to the hotel, they go, it's not paid for. And I don't want to deal with it. Listen, you know.
Listen.
What I'm saying is, so now they say they pay
Don't you
for
get
it.
paid for this show?
No one does. They don't even get paid. What are you kidding me?
No, I
This
don't
is
get
fuck-
paid.
Yeah.
No.
No, I do it for the fun of it.
Yeah, I do it to get the 6 people.
Well,
in
he
the
complained in
room.
the hotel and they got pissed off at him.
No, I didn't complain. No,
He's
they-
like, I think there's been a rape up there.
Sneaking in the references.
So you got there, right? You got there, right? And they said, you said like, it's all paid for, right?
Yeah.
By my company, Sirius.
And what
right?
time is this, by the way? Is it the middle of the night?
1:30.
You said I'm a big shot. I've flown in from Atlantic City.
I
right?
drove in.
Drove in,
yeah.
right? Yeah. And I need a room to crash, right? And they said, oh, it's not paid for.
No, they said, first, you're wrong. I walked in. I never been there before. They said, welcome, Mr. Voss. They knew me. And I've done TV. So they were big fans. And I said, yeah, this is all taken care of. And they said, no, it's not. I go, well, they did it. I go, they did it on booking.com. So I wrote, I didn't
That's
say,
how all the big stars do it.
Why would you say that like that? Proved your point.
Yes.
I think you're fine.
No,
They
yeah.
did it on.
wrote for the
I'm
Oscars.
telling you, they didn't. Okay. Booking.com. No, I'm telling you, they didn't do it, Mr.
Okay.
Voss.
Check
Right.
booking. Check
Let
the
me-
booking.com column.
That is how you prove you're a big actor, though, and a big star. You know,
Yeah.
Travelocity.
Listen, you fucking idiots. Well, when you go on like a Priceline or a Booking, I don't know Booking. I do Priceline myself, and automatically you pay Priceline, you go to the hotel it's already paid for.
Right.
So when the company here said they went to Booking.com,
Yeah.
I would figure it's like Priceline already paid
Sure.
for. So the hotel
Is that what
said-
you do when you're
so
on
the
tour,
ho-
Ricky? Do you go through Priceline?
Well, I
Hold
think
on.
it shows a massive amount of disrespect for him, for this company. He's already doing this for free.
He is.
I've requested him
You
to
have.
be
Thank
here.
Yeah.
Then they put him in a hotel,
Right.
right? That's not even. How much was it? Was the bill?
It's $183. Oh wait, maybe 186. I got it.
He's actually going to hand Ricky the bill if he's getting a cash stipend.
183.
Right.
Yeah.
So you're down on the deal.
Down. I'm down financially, mentally, spiritually. Everything you could be down on. I have
He's
to go
actually
buy
lost-
something to fill
he's-
this emptiness when I leave here.
What are you going to go for?
The jewelry district. No, I don't know. Nothing sneak. Just something to fill.
Jewelry.
No,
he
no,
answered
I'm doing it.
seriously.
Yeah, he does.
What?
Like he wants to get the fact.
He set you up for a joke. What are you going to do to Phil? And you're like, I don't know. Maybe I'll,
Something tough. Something, nothing, not that big of a deal.
Hey, wait, you're talking about me saying something funny? Fuck off. Are you kidding me? My 11-year-old is funnier. This guy
Rich, it's your job.
It is true.
It's not my, no.
Your
I
job
came
is
in
to
as
be
a guest.
funny. You're a comedian.
No, he's an actor.
true.
You have him come in and do a scene. You
Sure,
fucking
Ricky,
idiot.
he's pretending to like you.
No.
Oh God.
So listen, I'm a guest. You want to interview me? Go ahead. I got some
No.
answers. I'm not going to come in here and
I interviewed you last time. I found out all about you. You started and when you used to go
Oh, that's
Doing
right.
crack and
drugs
Yeah,
and
with
yeah,
like 20 minutes
short
on your-
shorts
yeah.
and
And then
yeah.
I saw a picture of you with no teeth and the Jerry curl.
Yeah.
It was incredible.
That's right.
Yeah.
Someone showed me that. Who showed me that? I think Roland showed me it.
Oh, yeah.
That was that the 80s.
There you would have
Yeah.
like Mountain Dew mouth almost.
That was
where the teeth were
incredible.
missing. Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
lived
it
an
was-
incredible life, but the life experience has left him with no knowledge. It's
Oh,
the
really?
oddest thing
No,
you've
no,
ever
he's-
seen.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but guess what?
So, go on. What are you going to say? Do you agree with? Do you agree with
No,
Sam?
no,
Firstly,
no, because
Let's do
Put your
that.
glasses down. Put your glasses down.
Hold on. Hold on.
By the way,
on stage, I'm a fucking monster.
True.
And all
Yeah,
of the
right.
experiences and knowledge I went through, I fucking, I don't fail when I'm doing stand-up.
You crush every time.
Every time.
the majority of the
and-
time you do very well.
No. Listen to me. Fucking blinking.
By the way,
What?
look at the glasses of the fucking. You see the glasses?
Look at the
Hey.
sticker.
What's the sticker
That's
say?
wide
Wide frames. He forgot to take the sticker off his fucking glasses.
Oh, fucking hell.
I bought 5 pairs.
Tag on his ring.
I bought 5 pairs at the dollar store, and sometimes I forget to take the
How do
sticker
they know
off.
they're for you though? Are they
They're
just?
250s.
Oh, you know that they do a
You know your
Every
prescription.
couple of years I go 25.
right.
So
Okay.
250.
Okay.
Do you want me to? This is true. This is how fucked up I. This is no lie, and it might not be funny, but it's true.
Okay.
I was getting a physical.
the odds are.
Yeah. I was getting a physical last week of the week before. You get a physical. And,
Sure.
Yeah.
So the doctor, and I pull my pants down, and he's touching it, and I said to my doctor, "It's so much nicer when it's hard." Right? Just because I
Why
felt
did you
so
say that?
insecure. Because I felt
That's
insecure.
hilarious.
And he
That's
said,
hilarious.
I felt so insecure that he's grabbing my soft, and I go,
Dick.
I swear to it's just a lady in the room. I felt so much nicer and her that and he goes, I don't want to see it that way. He told me, but that's how insecure I was.
But he
about
didn't
it.
laugh. He
But
didn't
hold
laugh.
on.
Oh, yeah.
He did laugh.
He laughed. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
okay.
he's a funny. Yeah, I can say anything to him.
We can
But
say anything to anyone and they laugh.
Yeah.
You're
yeah,
a
that's
professional.
true. Yeah,
That's what you do for a
Right.
living. Yeah.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So hold on. So this is a relationship. You knew this doctor already, or did you just
Yeah,
took
for
a chance with some? Oh, right,
30
great. Okay.
years.
Yeah, I have a different one every time. So I'd never make that sort of joke with a doctor just in case, because I don't think in case it went badly, I could.
Yeah.
Then you're there.
Yeah.
It's not like
Oh, really?
you can't move on. You can't move on, can you? Really?
I
Oh,
said,
this killed last night. Yeah. Oh God.
That's only a
you're
great
stuck.
joke if you say it to a pediatrician.
no, I said, I said it when he gave me a prostate check.
Voss did, by the way, Voss did the finger
Yeah.
poking
Yeah,
forward.
that's what he does. So probably, and I turned around and I said, "That's all you got." I said that. Because he's funny. We've been there for years,
Yeah.
And
I mean, I'm
Then he
58.
fisted.
I've had the finger now for probably 8 years, and it's still awkward. It's 2 grown
Yeah.
men. It's still awkward when he says,
Yeah.
"Can I give you a rectal exam?"
well, don't do it in a van.
And every day, you're back again, doctor. I'm sure I've got cancer. I'm sure I've got cancer. Okay,
Could you
right,
double
what-
check?
The guy last night did it with his tongue.
All right, just relax.
I know.
Now
It's
let me
still
check
awkward.
you, Doc.
Doesn't it feel like it's high up as well? Like they really go for it. Like it's not like it's like they really push. They feel like they're about a foot in. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
sure.
The grossness is, and you know this, is when they're done all that waxy oil.
It's the oil, that's
yeah.
what the part I hate the most.
Yeah. dripping, and you know what I mean.
I've heard. It's only a rumor, right? But you can do it without that now. They can tell in
blood test.
Urine,
can tell.
yeah, urine as well, yeah.
But
I thought you meant without the oil. I was
no,
like,
I think
maybe
I think the imagine Voss giving you look at those fucking.
I can absolutely imagine. Yeah, all 5 of them curled into a fist.
At least take the sovereign rings off.
Caligula.
Yeah, you can do blood test, but that's no fun.
So have
you done a colonoscopy?
No.
I did one.
I've never had anything major done. The worst thing I've ever had done probably is like root canal. Right? I've never had any. I just want it to go away.
Well, just as a test, though, the colonoscopy doesn't fix anything. It just kind of checks you out.
I know. I suppose the next few, however long I live now, are going to be all the years where all the terrible things are going to have to be done to me, aren't they? Eventually.
Oh, yeah.
Well, no.
But they knock you out. It's not a bad test. It
Well,
literally
it
goes off, you wake up, and you're fine.
Some people
But what
do
about
it
the
awake.
prep?
Some people do it
I
awake.
took propofol. I was up
Yeah.
15 minutes later. I felt fine. Like, everything's great.
But don't you have to prep yourself? Like take all like the stuff,
drink the
beforehand
barium or
and
whatever the
shit
night
everything
Worse,
out.
what's the one? Kidney stones.
I had that.
Up your.
They
A
put a
urethra
tube.
catheter.
Yeah.
They put a tube in my
Your
after
urethra.
in my penis. And after
He literally
I-
sounds like he's on the stand
Yeah,
talking to a doll.
Listen,
Yeah.
and
Just like that as well. Just like that. How
And he
old
took
are
me
you?
behind the bushes.
I'm 8 years old.
then when I was done, I had it because I had mine done in lithotripsy, I think it's called, where they put you in a
I guarantee that's not what it's called.
Definitely
look
not
it
what
up.
it's called.
Lithotripsy, look it up. Where they put you in a tub and they vibrate it and it explodes.
Oh
in
yeah,
you.
they can destroy the because it's tiny.
Yes.
It's tiny little bits of grit, isn't it? It's like a crystal.
Well, I was pissing out. I had a strain. I was pissing out sand that was
Fucking
coming.
hell.
It was coming out sand, and the good
But it
thing is,
worked.
though, huh?
But it worked.
Oh yeah, this was years
Is
ago.
that how
And-
they get rid of kidney stones? I thought you had to just
Well,
piss
There's
it out.
different
different
ways.
ways.
They can dissolve them. They can
Yeah.
destroy them with ultrasound. That it smashes up and then you
Yeah.
piss it out and it hurts.
It hurts.
Yeah.
Or you've got
Surgery.
up the thing and they blast it with something, don't they? What do they do? Or do they remove it? Or
I don't.
What
I don't
causes
think
it?
they
Is
pull
it
it
salt?
out.
Too much salt? What is it that causes
No,
that
it's
shit?
calcium.
Calcium, yes.
Too much calcium.
So what causes kidney stones then?
Calcium.
Like
we just
eating-
said
but
it.
What foods causes it? Or is it lack
milk,
of water as well?
Let's break down what's in has calcium. Milk,
What
Right.
else?
dairy.
Right.
You just said
That'd be milk.
Yeah.
It's
No,
in milk
I'm
and
just
dairy.
trying to sound smart.
Dairy is mainly milk.
You were trying to be
I think-
condescending,
I
like,
think
duh.
almost exclusively milk.
Well, how many
Dairy.
things
I
have
think-
calcium? Fluid.
I don't know, but isn't it lack of water as well? Can't you do it by just because it's not flushing them out?
Oh, maybe.
Yeah, I think because when you have kidney stones, you're supposed to drink like crazy amounts of water to try to flush
and
it
that
out.
can do it as well.
Yeah.
Because it's that. Yeah.
Well, can you imagine trying to pass a kidney stone, but it gets stuck halfway
I'm sure that happens.
halfway in you?
It's supposed to be one of the most painful things ever.
That
Yeah, it
and
must be,
watching
yeah.
you do an hour are the two most. I can't. I'd rather have a kidney stone. I got greedy.
You did. We got it. Watching me is like pissing a rock through your dick. There's no need for a tag.
So what's your new show? Is it a new show? Is it a tour you're doing? This Atlantic
Oh no,
City
we're
thing?
doing a tour. That one coming up in October.
Oh, I saw that with the
Creeps
guys
with
with
Kids.
what was it called?
Creeps with Kids.
That's great.
Yeah.
I love the photo as
yeah,
well.
it's going to be great. It's all,
Yeah, hosted by Jeffrey Epstein.
I like it.
Yeah, that's.
I love the fact you did a photo shoot for it and everything. All wearing
Yeah, oh, it
black
was great.
cigars. Yeah.
Oh, it was a lot of fun.
It's
we
Foss,
did it-
Ron Bennington, Jim Florentine, and
Kelly.
Bob
Bobby
Kelly. It's a
Kelly.
really great show.
5 of us.
Yeah. Oh God. Oh dear.
So no, I'm just doing stand up, clubs until it happens. Going to Montreal next week, and
Is that just for laughs?
yeah,
Yeah.
and my wife and I are doing our stupid podcast here and there.
Oh,
we
don't
gotta
put
get
yourself
things.
down, Rich.
I'm trying to
No,
sell.
it's a good podcast. It's funny.
a good
You guys are very
podcast.
funny.
Don't put yourself
Him
down.
and his wife, the fact that they don't have a show, and I sound like somebody's aunt saying that, but they're fucking hilarious together, and it shows you how much show business stinks. Like the fact that him and Bonnie don't have something.
Why don't you do a documentary then? Just follow each other around
did
and edit
do-
it down.
Well, we made that one documentary called "Women Aren't Funny."
Oh,
which
yeah,
which
yeah.
did real well.
Yeah.
and it was a lot of us in it.
Right.
And we were supposed to do a sequel. A network held us for a year, going, "We're going to do it. We're going to do it for a fucking year." and then they go, huh?
It should be just you and Bonnie living your lives, going
like
to do
the
gigs.
Osbournes,
They have a kid. Yes.
But with like,
two comedians who literally do. You wouldn't have to force any of it. None of it would be for it. We'd all be legit.
You'd want someone to direct it and produce it, though, just to keep it all together.
Yes.
But just to.
But Bonnie wants to direct. Bonnie writes and directs. She just had a fucking 3-page article in the New York Times. I mean, amazing. You know, I got one blurb that I'm a stage hog, but it was her. I mean, my wife is fucking brilliant. It's a whole nother. She writes scripts. It's just, look.
He's holding her back.
I am.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah,
he's an
it's clear.
anchor.
No, she does what she does.
Is this a Sinatra song? She does what she do.
And I do what I does.
I do what I does.
Oh, she does what she do.
She does what she do.
We were all just kind of waiting for it.
She does what she do. It's amazing.
I mean, that's terrible.
We were all just kind of waiting for it. Like the longer he talked, we're like, okay, he's meandering now. He's not going
I
anywhere.
saw what you did with the little guy. Yes, that was amazing.
Yeah.
With the little bagel shop guy?
Yeah.
Amazing. When he said, I'm not going to be syllabus, right? And you went, no, why should you be syllabus, right? And then you said, the good thing about you is your bad behaviour is justified. And he went, thank you. Unbelievable.
He was incredible. He was
did
absolutely
you see it?
incredible.
We enjoyed
You know
him.
what we're talking about?
I know what you're talking about. I didn't see it.
It went viral. Yeah.
Little bagel guy.
Why did you ask him why? I only saw that clip. Did you ask him why he started going crazy in the first place in the supermarket?
We talked about it.
Yeah, he was
He's
mad
got a lot
because
of built
there was
up
an Indian
anger.
woman who was working there,
Right.
and the Indian woman didn't understand egg whites that he wanted. And then when he asked 3 times for egg whites and she turned around, she snickered. And he said, "Why are you laughing at me?" And he said, "And that's when the video starts."
I see.
He's been getting laughed at his whole life.
Yeah,
and he's
no, I
just
get that.
tired of it. And
I
this was
get
just
that, yeah.
one more example.
Yeah.
And he just snaps.
I
There's a
know,
whole
but
bunch of videos
who
of
was
him
filming it, though?
yelling at people.
They started
Some woman.
filming it when someone went mental.
Yeah, some woman.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Although
No,
apparently
no,
he does this, like, he said he does it 1 to 2 times a week. He flips out.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yeah.
not like this was built up over years. This was probably 4 days. He hasn't flipped out. He had anger built up. He did it again.
He had literally video after video of him yelling at people. And the police had been involved multiple times. Like, he just gets
And
very angry.
is it about him being shorter?
Little guy, yeah.
And so, do you think that do you think it's real that he's hypersensitive to it? Like,
Yeah.
he notices it. He notices a
He's
look
got
or
anger issues, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's real. Like, his flip outs are real. That's another thing that I think we were both
he
kind of
was real,
looking
yeah.
for to figure
Yeah, but
out if this was fake or not. And
it's legit.
It's real.
It's
I
he's
knew
out
it
of his
was real,
mind. Yeah.
But of course now he's capitalizing on it, and he's
Yes,
got a bit-
exactly.
Yeah, but yeah, no, I get that. If you've had 40 years of being treated like a second-class citizen or a joke, it would.
But here's the thing.
He's the punchline.
Doesn't get to
always.
Voss though. It doesn't get to Voss.
No, it doesn't.
He's just
But
goes,
here's-
you use it.
He took it and empowered himself. Like, literally, he should have hung himself in 1985. True. But he empowered himself and became a great comic.
Yeah, that's because I can't hang myself without slipping through it. Fucking, I stopped.
I know you did. And I don't. Stop putting your hands together.
The most fascinating thing about Bagel Guy, though, that we found out yesterday was that he was married for a period of time. And, he's pissed at the world because women don't like him because he's short.
His physical shortcomings.
His physical shortcomings.
Yeah.
And we said, what went wrong between you and your wife? And he said when he met her, his preference was women with smaller breasts. And then his preference changed and he wanted women with bigger breasts.
Right.
So he and his wife split up because her tits weren't big enough.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he kept harping on it, and she got annoyed hearing it, and then she finally
I
left.
mean, I do see people's problems, and I acknowledge them, and they're real. But then it says something like that, like, "Oh, so it's your fault as well." Then
This is your
Yeah.
fault.
sometimes
Yeah.
you behave badly.
Yes.
Nothing to do with how short you are.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're just an ass.
I know,
yeah.
Sometime the breast will be small.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
He's an asshole who happens to be short.
But I like the fact that went viral last week, and the
Yeah.
first thing you two do is say, "Get that get that guy from the internet on.
I want to get his take on this.
Now, how did you even find him? How do you see that sort of thing and you go, right, who is this guy?
Travis, how'd you get him? Travis got him, I think. Right, I saw him when he was coming in that morning. He was outside. I'm like, he must be doing something. On the
you didn't know he was a guest?
No, we've been talking to him all weekend,
but
trying to arrange it.
I knew we were going to get him, but I didn't know we had him yesterday. So I saw him outside. I'm like, oh, maybe he's doing.
But
Howard.
how do you even find that?
Well, luckily for us, he did not shy away from publicity.
No,
right. Oh, okay.
He decided he wanted to lean into this.
He
thing.
wasn't shy about it. He didn't go, I don't want to talk about it. He was like, I'd love to talk about this.
Yeah, because he feels like a victim of the whole thing. He's not ashamed of his actions. He feels that like you saw, justified.
Yeah. Well, I suppose he treats it like a racism. Or
Ricky, he said he was the new Martin Luther King,
which we all agreed with.
Okay, see
Let's put him on a balcony.
Okay.
Bullets whizzing over his head.
Missed.
No stuffed animal.
God damn it! If he got out behind that potted plant.
So, what do you mean? He said he's like Martin. What does he mean by that?
He said when he was talking about.
Does he mean like leading short people to?
Yes, he's standing up for people that are short and get bullied, and then he said, "I'm a prophet. I'm the new Martin Luther King."
He said, "I'm a prophet." He said those words. I'm a prophet.
That was ironic, though, wasn't it? That's
no.
No.
So he thinks he's gonna.
He's a prophet.
I have a dream that one day a tall woman.
Yes, big boobs. Yes, big boobs. Yeah. It's going to be a very powerful speech. For now, a very powerful speech coming from behind a podium.
We'll walk cock in hand on the streets. Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah. So he was great. He was absolutely.
I enjoyed him. I enjoyed talking to him. I think he has his issues, but he was in.
He lives in a van. He said he
does live in a van.
Oh, does he really?
At the moment,
maybe
he
that's
does.
why his wife left. I don't think she wanted to live in a van with him.
So
right?
did you? Were you all clean and everything when you met Bonnie? Then were you? Or were you?
Oh yeah, I've been.
Right. That's all done, right?
For years.
Right.
My kids have
good.
never seen me high.
No.
So yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet. Yeah.
No.
Hey, please, if I get high, I'll die. I got.
All right, I was just joking.
Yeah, just go with the facts.
Now you start. now
you start. Jesus Christ! Oh God! It's like a video game. Things are coming out of everywhere. You've got to shoot. You've got to shoot them all. There's no relaxing. No. Dead. Got caught again.
No.
I'm just fascinated. I'm just fascinated by it, and it happens a lot. I realise I see it more in New York. Like all New York comics that have sort of made it through, and you know what I mean. Working comics, they seem to have had this thing that you all went through.
Yeah, well, I mean, back
I think it's
in
because Brits don't admit it as much. We just carry on.
Maybe
with
they have
sobriety.
to.
Die.
They don't talk as much.
We don't get out. We go fuck it. We pull yourself together or die. Don't go to someone.
Right, you pick die.
Don't go and tell someone you're an alcoholic and you've got problems. That's embarrassing. Just carry on or die.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you die, you won't be embarrassed.
No, exactly. No, you'll be like Martin Luther King.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you know who I got obsessed with? The British comic, Tommy Cooper.
Oh, he's amazing.
I fucking love Tommy Cooper.
He was an alcoholic. And,
was he? Yeah.
Shot to pieces. He was really worried about her. But just funny. Just walked on sweaty and.
Did you watch him as a kid growing up?
Yeah. He was like a mainstay. He was like one of the five comics that were always the best to be on telly. The whole family loved him. Your dad, your granddad, all the kids loved him. He was a clown. He was this guy. The joke was that he tried to do magic and he was terrible at it. He didn't, and his jokes were terrible. But you're in on it. So it was things like I went to the doctor. I said to the doctor, it hurts me when I do that, and the doctor said, "Don't do it then."
Yeah.
So it's just jokes like that.
Like dad jokes.
Yeah. Yeah.
But rapid fire and really fucking funny.
And it was sweaty and out of control, and his magic tricks were just awful, and they wouldn't, and he'd fuck them up on purpose. So he was like a big thing.
I've watched speeches he's done, like at this thing where he's presenting at this club and he's being honored at this dinner, and he's just a funny dude. I mean,
he is. No, he had funny bones, and everything he did was funny, clowny, and a sweaty ball of fear. It was that classic falling down and failing for our pleasure.
Right.
Do you know what I mean?
Right, yeah, totally.
There was no, and I think that I love that. There are these sick, slick comics. We've got them. You got them here, you got them there, and they've got a smart suit on. They do great one-liners, and they write 50 a week. But it's exhausting. I want someone to come out and tell me what a bad day they've had.
That's why you like Rich.
I know,
Right.
genuinely.
Yeah.
Genuinely.
Yeah.
I want the comedian to leave something of himself on the stage.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get dirty with his stuff. Whereas there's some comedians that it's as good to read their jokes as them do them.
Totally.
We don't need you're great jokes, but now just leave the paper. I'll read it on the way home.
You're
I don't
a writer.
need-
Yes.
Yeah, I know.
Well, they
Yeah.
think their job is to teach you something, and it's not.
And it's not. And it's nothing to do with them. They're
Yeah.
just puns.
Right.
Or there's nothing. These syntax and semantics are nothing to do with them. I want someone spewing up their fucking guts.
Well, the
Right.
thing is, too, there's two different comedy. When I leave, if I left a comedy show, I want to know that person.
Yeah.
Now, the whole crew we hung out with, Norton, Patrice, myself, Colin, Bobby, we're all putting it out.
Yeah. We're all screwed up in some way.
Yes, you're fucked up.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't have to be fucked up to be honest. You can still be honest
Of
about your
course.
political views.
Of
About
course.
how
Yeah.
you see things.
Honesty's
you know.
funny.
You know,
Honesty's
yeah.
funny, particularly
Yes.
if it's a taboo. That's
You know,
already funny. Yeah.
But just our whole crew is just broken toys. We're just broken, and
Yeah.
I don't know. What
No,
you're
I'm
laughing
laughing because you're making great points.
And you hit the-
but your fingers are so short, and you still manage to hit the microphone while you're making these great
Yeah,
points.
you
That's
Listen, you're-
incredible.
I know.
That's incredible.
Exactly.
Imagine if Martin Luther King had been fucking interrupted.
Yeah.
I know. The thing is,
I have
when
a dream. We all sleep,
Yeah,
Martin.
yes.
I have a
Fucking
dream.
heckling, fucking.
What I'm
His
saying,
dream would be to wear gloves that an adult can wear.
Yes.
Us three would have been such a better podcast than doing this. But I'm saying, 'cause we would have been free of dead weight. We could have fucking just talked 3 comics and him.
Jim,
Not-
Jim,
know
would
what
you
I'm
have
saying?
would you have noticed the hitting of the microphone?
Yeah, I did. I noticed the little thing flopping. I'm like, that's not necessary.
Okay, well,
Not necessary.
who cares? Sometimes on stage I'll do, but you know what?
What?
I can do an audible. I know how to recover.
Do an
Boom,
audible.
big. I still talked. I still went on. I made my point. But you, Mr. Negative,
Right.
found the littlest thing.
You
No, you're
fumbled,
right.
but you still got the
Let's-
touchdown.
You
Let's
fumbled
try to-
again and still.
I'm sorry if I took
You have to say
Ricky's
again.
attention
Again.
away from you.
Yeah,
right.
But
No,
we're
you're right.
comics. We're headliners. We're talking. Okay? We're different levels of headliners.
I was about to say, I don't know.
Different levels, but we're headliners. On a 1 to 10 scale, we're all 10s in our own
And
way.
so what? and so
A scale of 10s.
I agree. On every level of success, there are comics as good as everyone on
Yes.
every level. I agree. So what's the next stage for you then? Is it to get on? I don't know anymore. I don't know.
Stern.
What?
No,
If you're doing your comedy, I don't mean become it like. Is it still cool to do 7 minutes on Fallon? Is that still?
No, I don't. I don't do. First of all, I,
I mean, why do his best stuff twice?
I'm not going to do that. No, because
It's got a solid 3.5.
Fucking hell! He's got a fucking cracking 3.5. That's what his doctor said.
You know
Yeah,
what was
go
so
on,
brilliant
yeah.
about that joke?
What?
That Jim already had. I could see it in his eyes. He already had another Voss joke in his head, and that one just leapfrogged and jumped out.
Yeah.
that was. I'm not a late night guy. I don't want to get somebody fired.
Say
You
that
know, because
again.
you work in
Right.
a moment.
I'll tell you what Voss's goal is: to be able to do comedy without hearing a soda gun.
Funny. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, that's funny.
I was in Atlanta last week. I was in Atlanta, and I'm trying to take this. I want to make another CD, my 6th one. I want to make another one. And
CD?
all-
Are they still CDs?
well, exactly. Yeah, but no, you put it out.
Yeah,
and-
he's putting out a.
Make a cassette.
Yeah.
Make a
No.
because you can both sides. You can do 2
Okay,
hours
sure.
on it.
It's really hard to take you serious in those shorts. Jesus, what
It's a floppy
you're
disk.
staying in the meat pack. Anyhow, so
He's
Jesus.
got fucking shorts.
I know,
on.
I'm thinking.
But
He
my
does.
nuts aren't hanging out. Pull them down.
I'm old. We're old. Why aren't yours hanging up? Do you wear a bra? Testicle bra. Yeah.
So
Hurry
I
up!
was in Atlanta, and I'm trying to make this. You know, and
Hurry up!
You hear the
We've interrupted in 15 times. He gets that one word and you go,
But he keeps restarting. He's like when you watch a fucking Instagram video. I was in Atlanta. We know.
he wants to go back to the beginning.
You don't have to reset every time.
Yes.
Atlanta, establish, go.
Where were you?
It's a dumb shit.
We're in front of the soda gun. He
From
says,
there, yes, the
Soda
home
gun.
of Delta.
They're putting the drinks. You can hear the glasses in the back.
Oh, God.
You know,
it
the
fucking
whatever,
annoys me.
you know.
I ban ice at my fucking gigs. I don't even like the rattle of ice.
How about the snoring?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, dear. Right. So, come on. So, you're where are you? Atlantic City.
No, now I'm in
No.
Atlantic City.
Atlanta.
So I'm
Atlanta.
I'm just saying,
All
it's
right.
hard.
Right.
Right.
Look, you asked where do I want to go? Exactly.
Right.
I'd love to sell we'd love to sell a TV show, my wife and I, or
Right.
to direct a movie, make a sequel to our other movie.
Right.
But
But what's your aim? Is it because I've
what's my
noticed
aim
to
get
sell more tickets so
No,
you'll
yeah,
gig
just
or-
to become the best comic I could be.
Right.
Hopefully. no, wait a second. No,
God.
That's all right.
I
No,
like
it
fucking-
isn't.
True.
No,
No,
shut
it's
up.
not all right.
No,
don't
to
make
be
a-
the-
don't
because
make
I
a-
want to bring
oh, look.
joy.
Shut up. I don't want to bring joy.
You don't.
You fucking overacting stretch face fuck. I'm trying to say, okay, enough with your fucking.
But you said, he said, what's your goal, to sell more
face."
tickets? No, I just want to be the best
No,
craftsman.
yes, I want to.
Shut your face.
Of course I want to.
You don't think he's being legit?
No. Hey, do you want to do 7 minutes on Fallon? I don't want to get anybody fired.
No,
Be
I don't.
quiet.
I'm not
Stop
a late
shouting.
night. I don't do late
Screaming.
night. That's not my. But
No, you
listen,
don't.
my
Because
wife.
I don't, no, yeah, exactly. I don't know what's cool and what your aim is because some people want to get a TV show to sell more tickets. And some people want to do gigs to get a TV show, and I don't.
Well, listen,
you know what I mean?
I taped this hour.
Right.
We're trying to sell it.
Right.
It's like I said before. It was
Right.
done at a NA convention. No one's ever done it. Ever.
What's NA
Broadca-
mean?
It's like
Narcotics
AA,
Anonymous.
Oh, is it? Right.
They have conventions.
Great.
And there was.
And then the
you know,
audience were all
in recovery.
Right, great.
And I don't show the audience. It's Bonnie directed the opening, which is fucking amazing.
Right.
Then we had a 5-camera shoot, and we're trying to sell it. No one's ever done. I have a distributor, but I'd like to get it on Amazon or Hulu.
Right.
You know, whatever. So that will also
And,
bring in.
and when you go to Amazon or Netflix, that is there we don't want it, or is there we want it, but it's worth this? Is there?
I don't know. My management's dealing with that.
Okay,
I'm not
right,
on that end,
right.
but I don't think I think we've heard we don't want it, but it's worth nothing because we're paying nothing.
But I don't.
No.
I don't understand that though, because it's the internet, isn't it? So it's not like they've got like it's all there. It's in the cloud. So you'd think they'd put a price on it. We don't want it unless it's this cheap, or we want it so much.
Because what does it cost to throw it up there?
That's what I mean.
Yeah,
right?
I've
It's
seen
like
some of it. It's really funny.
But then it's up to you to promote, and it's always there. That's the good thing.
Yeah.
But you want to get paid for it, otherwise you might as well put it on YouTube. Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
my goal is to hopefully sell this. Then also I'll bring in a bigger audience and
Right.
a lot of people in recovery that will get material that I don't do in a regular club. I could do different. Besides what I do in a club, I could expand and do that.
Why don't you
other
chop it
recovery.
up and put it around a documentary about it then?
Because we've already, I didn't pay for it. My management,
Right.
paid. It's a 5-camera shoot. They had to edit it.
It's because he didn't think of that.
What's that?
But I think
Because
it'd
you
be
didn't think of
amazing.
that.
No.
Because you could talk to comics
Yes.
about recovery and people with that, and then do your bits on it, and they could talk about your bits on it. And
Well,
I don't know.
we also have a TV show attached to it.
Right.
So that could lead, that could be the interviews, whatever.
Yeah.
If it's sold, then I'll go in that direction.
But
If
you
not,
want
I'll-
you want to do stand up every night. If you
I
can.
love stand-up.
Yeah,
I love getting on stage.
I love it more than I ever
Yeah.
did. Yeah, the last couple of years, I'm sort of obsessed with it.
Yeah,
I'm fascinated
I mean,
with it, and I love
because-
the process, and I love the awkwardness and trying it out and bits fail. I'm fascinated why didn't they laugh at that bit so much? I'm
Maybe-
really more and more fascinated by
Bits
it. than anything
bombing
else.
is kind of fun. Something. Not that you do it on
I
purpose.
love
but
the fact
something-
you put on your tryout things that didn't go well. That's amazing to me. That
Anything
you
he
put the
puts
things
up.
up there that and they're going pretty well.
They're okay,
Yeah,
but they're all
yeah.
topical. I can't do
Yeah.
them for long. How
Oh,
long you do
really?
ga-
Oh, I
anything
see.
that's topical, like Game of Thrones jokes? the Alabama abortion
I love
thing.
that when you put that, your list of Game of Thrones jokes. It's just so funny.
Thank you.
To put up your process. It's great.
Because it's not like it's something I could do. Like, I have other bits I'd love to put up, but it's like, if I do a special, I want to save them. But these are all topical things that, you burn a topical thing in 2 weeks. What am I going to do with it? I'm not going to do it on a special.
Well, it's funny you say because we do these things. I do. Socially, we're always making jokes. We do the podcast. It's like 2 hours, but to get an hour together, it takes fucking years. Why we throw stuff away because it's not that.
Because you can't meander on stage. In a podcast, we can meander. We can talk for 10 minutes without a laugh here or whatever.
But what I mean is,
4 days.
If we were on stage now in an audience, they couldn't be laughing more. We'd be laughing with jokes, right? And it would be 2 hours, right? And yet we went out there with a new material. It wouldn't be like that. It would be traumatic and hard, and you've got to hone it. And is that because they judge it differently? I think.
Yeah, but
here's what listen to what you just said. What you just said was a statement. We're having a conversation. We can't do that on stage. Like, you could just say something without being funny that's conversational, and then we go into a joke. The pressure of being funny, every line isn't here. But they don't want me. An audience doesn't want to see us meander.
I think it's the same reason that an ad lib gets a round of applause.
Yeah.
Because they know. It's like they give wit more credit than hard work.
But also to a comic, if you think something's funny, 99 out of 100, it's funny. You know more than they do.
You do it intuitively because you've worked it so long.
And you know what funny is. That's
on a bad day, you should be funnier than a regular guy.
I don't know if we know more than they do, because they fucking it's all about what's funny to them. Like whatever they think is funny.
Yeah, but we deliver lines differently. Even when we're talking, we deliver lines with a rhythm and a punch that
it should be what's funny to you, because you have to live with yourself.
I know. What I'm saying is what they interpret as being funny to them is up to them.
But also, too, they're also so some of them are politically correct. Some of them won't laugh because it is whatever.
Well, yeah.
One bit will kill in one place, and then I did a bit last night. It just died, but it always kills.
What's the bit about?
Why?
I don't want to do the bit.
Why did it die?
Because I talked about.
I have a guess.
No. I mean, it's a true story, but it's a long bit about Ron Jeremy doing comedy.
Okay.
And he walks on stage. He's an ex-porn guy, Ron.
Yeah.
He walks on stage playing the harmonica.
Right.
Then does 10 minutes of unwatchable comedy, walks off playing a harmonica. So I went on stage after him.
This happened?
Yeah.
This actually...
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I went on stage after him, and I said, that harmonica has AIDS, right? Because he's a porn star.
Yeah.
But I got off stage, and there was a porn actress in the back complaining that my joke offended her.
Why? Okay.
Because I said, hey, a porn, like fucking triple anal, my joke offended, something. So the bit, when I do the bit, the whole story.
You add humor to it.
I do. Okay, it was serious. So, his eyes only blinked 7 times. So... Okay,
you're describing a terrible bit.
It's not a terrible bit.
It's the second guest he's told this bit.
That's a good joke. I think that's a good off the cuff line. One's got AIDS, right? Yeah. And what's offensive that anyone could come up to you and say with any fucking dignity that's offensive. But that is amazing that they could do that.
Where this country's headed is that I offended a porn star.
Yeah, of course.
This fucking lady's fucking all day long, but my joke. Fucking go fuck yourself, you know what I mean? So last night in the lounge, there's a lot of blue hairs, and they hear, and I go, when you burn a candle and you look at the base of the candle, her faces look like that after, and they're staring at me because I said, she has a whole jizz face, but they're older ladies. What I'm not trying to do the bit. What I'm saying is one.
Oh, good.
Wow. I'm saying?
I feel like I'm watching somebody just spiral. Fucking Jesus, Captain Queeg. I told him I would do the joke, but
just face.
Listen, you don't have to do this.
That's Captain
enough.
Queeg. I know you didn't get it.
Who's Captain Queeg?
Exactly.
Didn't get the reference.
No, he didn't.
Okay.
What is it?
I don't know either.
Don't worry.
I don't know. Who's it?
It's a Humphrey Bogart Kane Mutiny reference.
Oh, yeah, topical.
Well, it should be.
He's right, Jim.
He is right, but you were in high school when it came out.
and you were under a porch.
That's true.
Yeah,
I can't laugh at.
Yeah,
there's nothing wrong with not being topical. I mean, I've still got Hitler all the way through my new set.
Absolutely. Well, until he's proven wrong.
Fucking hell.
Hillary,
Whatever. I didn't mean to do that long. I'm just
No,
saying.
it's
one
just funny to
audience,
watch you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
No,
know,
I don't.
You can't
But when
do
something
your act
works,
sitting
I
here.
know.
But you do. I suppose you. Yeah, I don't do lots of different crowds. I do my crowd wherever I am in the world. I'm doing my crowd. So once something works, it sort of works every night,
Right.
For me.
Because you don't
But-
have to prove to them you're funny. They just like you. So if the bit's good, it's going to work.
Well, I think if they've bought tickets to see you, they already want to laugh.
Right.
You just have to corral them in. You just have to give them the rhythm and the punchlines, and I mean you have to do a lot more than that. But you know what I mean. It's not like they're there. If I walked onto someone else's audience, I'd struggle. Wherever you are, you'd have to win them over. There's comics that are just so different that there's a 2 minute where they go, whoa, okay.
There's you could take a guy like Brian Regan, who's as funny as anybody, and if he goes on, they don't know him.
I think he would do well anywhere, though. Regan's just a fucking.
He's
Yeah.
a funny
Good comic,
guy.
yeah.
But I'm just saying as an example. You know, your audience. You know, when your intro is just your name, then you're one step up. You know, because they're coming to see you.
And how do you try out new material?
On the road, I'll throw it because I'm doing an hour and 20.
But they're coming to see you. You're not doing clubs on the
Some-
road.
yeah,
Some
clubs.
are.
Some actually, all I do is clubs and diners. But okay, diners. But, so I do clubs. But
Put
if
your
I'm going to
glasses
do a
down.
lot of time, I'm going to throw in new
Getting
stuff.
annoyed by him.
And I know if it doesn't, if it doesn't work, I surround it by something that's going to work. And I'll get the rhythm down until I get it to work. That's all.
But is there the club scene? It seems to be that you work in things that were topical when you first tried them. So you're doing stuff that's happening in the world. I don't do that.
So-
I try and do anything but, because I think I've got to tour this for a long time. Then it's going to go on Netflix, and in 3 years' time, no one's going to remember this fucking
Yeah, but
story.
here-
So I try and Hitler,
Yeah.
the Holocaust,
Yeah.
famine. You know,
Yeah.
those
They never go out of style.
Evergreen,
they're-
evergreen.
Timeless.
yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'll make it. I can try to make it personal. Like, say the lady that got kicked off the plane for fat shaming.
What was that? What was
in
that?
United, some lady was sitting between these two messes and got up and
Oh,
complained.
yeah.
She was shitty,
Yeah, I
though.
remember
I watched that.
I
She was a
don't,
bitch.
and I said I don't mind that she got kicked off. It was all the social justice warriors on the plane clapping that she got kicked off.
Yeah.
you know, go home and sleep between your mattress and box spring, and then tell me what it's like to sit between two fucking. You know what I mean? It's
Yes.
uncomfortable. So you're sitting here talking about this country on how the direction it's going and how everybody is outraged.
It's point scoring, though.
If they're outraged when they're not outraged.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay,
there's so much fake. I mean, even real outrage, it's not a slam dunk. We can still go, I don't care.
Yeah.
But fake outrage is actually annoying, because I think social media is sort of to blame, because they've got an audience and they find their audience. So now they're playing to the crowd. So now, like virtual signaling, I think is going, look how cool I am. I picked this person up on a thing that we don't like, and it's like there's loads of these clubs. There's these big mobs and clubs, and they get a pat on the back and a round of applause. Then they do it again tomorrow. They go looking for somebody to get the pat on the back again. It's just like a kid going, "I was good at school.
Yeah.
I said this. Well done." I really do think that it's point scoring now on social media.
Here's you know Bobby and Keith. I don't know if I ever
Bob
told you
Kelly
so.
and Keith Robinson.
Yes.
Bob Kelly and Keith. I was working at the Village Underground, so I go on stage after a comic who's as funny as anybody. Nikki Glazer is funny, dirty but funny, and funny. She goes on and destroys.
You think she's funny?
Do you like her?
So Bobby and Keith go. They came over from the cellar. They go, "We're going to come over and watch you bomb." Right?
What do you?
Yeah,
Sure.
That's
So they go,
fantastic.
"We're gonna go
That camaraderie would make me cry. You know, one of their funerals, I'd go. They used to say they used to come to watch me bomb. I'd well up.
Yeah.
Tell me, that's such a sweet fucking thing
Yeah.
for
Sure.
guys to do. That's how I grew up. That
Right.
sort of camaraderie, taking the piss. You know, oh my god, he's got to go to assembly. Look, he's got an erection. You know, take a picture. It would be like if
As
you
an
could-
adult, that you still have that.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And also that you play the odds.
Yeah.
I mean, they know.
Like he's gonna bomb.
So we're at the cellar. I walk around the corner to do the other club. They come over. So I'm on stage. She kills before. She always. So my
funny,
first
right?
my
Yeah.
first three jokes, I get good laughs,
Great.
and I go. I knew they were there. I go, look at that. 1 for 1, 2, 3 for 3. All right, I'm not going to bomb. So then I did it. I didn't see this. They went, and the audience is with me.
Then you said that harmonica's got AIDS for no reason. Oh, come on.
This is how crazy. So I didn't see them. They went on each side of the room. And then I did a dirty joke. And they groaned. With the audience.
They sabotaged you.
Oh, that's amazing. I agree.
So now the whole audience is like, oh, what's he doing up there? And throughout the rest of the bit, they're going, oh my God. And the audience.
No! They sabotaged you.
The audience
This is amazing.
turned on me.
That's
like it was
incredible.
So,
Me and Florentine
That's
ruined
incredible.
a 45-minute set you did at Caroline's doing that.
what,
Really?
Behind the curtain, yes, fucking 15 years ago.
Oh, that's
happened?
great. What'd you do?
Groaned on opposite sides of the curtain, and you snapped for 45 minutes. You're like, what the fuck? Screaming at the audience. Because you were headlining.
Did you think it was funny?
Yes!
That's incredible that that's a thing that you
Isn't
go.
that great?
Yeah.
You're going to watch him bomb, and if he's not bombing, you're like,
You
oh
make
no,
it.
he's gonna bomb tonight.
All it takes is this. Oh, man. And the Florentine was so funny because you go, oh, man. And people go groan with him.
So the lady, so the people thought they were audience members, and one table ladies, after I did a joke, go, "What's going on here?"
But what did you say? Did you acknowledge them?
I didn't know it was them out there. I just thought I
you thought
started
it was
bombing.
real.
And then I kind of got the crowd back. I go, because I said something dirty, and they, and then groaning. I'm going, wait a second. The comic before me was talking about her pussy. And this is. Then I started yelling at the crowd, "Fuck you!" And I kind of got him back
held it
towards
together.
the end.
Brilliant.
But all you need is one.
I mean, you know what? I'm not going to fail. I got to do whatever I can. I didn't know these two fucking mokes were on each side of the room.
People
I
are.
love the fact that because he thinks that they don't like some type of comic. He refers to the comic before.
And he snitches on her.
What a coward.
Just grown at her in retrospect.
Oh no, you can get away with that, and I can't. Fuck
That's
you.
so funny that they started
But isn't it amazing that like people are so afraid to be the one person laughing at the inappropriate time?
That's right.
That all you need is one person to groan, and the entire room goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, we're groaning.
They must be
Oh, we're
right.
not laughing. Oh, we're not going to do that."
I bet that none of your friends has ever gone and started a round of applause to say,
Let's help him out.
Yeah.
Let's help
They
him out.
never do it. the
Only
other
when
way
he
around.
says,
my
all right, I got to
audience.
go, folks.
Oh God.
Well, Ricky is here because the Supernature Tour has been announced. He's going to be in the United States back on tour this spring, and tickets are going on sale next Friday, July 26th. You're doing New York, you're doing Chicago, you're doing Los Angeles.
Yeah, there's the first 3 dates, and next May and June.
It was very funny. The set I saw a lot. Is that a lot of the stuff you did at the Sirius?
Oh, that you
show?
saw a really early one when I
Yeah.
did sort of 3 lots of 10 or something between.
It was
you
funny.
and-
Me,
it was
Bennington, and you.
but
Yeah, it was funny.
I mean, it's obviously it's the real deal now. But yeah,
What month?
What?
What months are they starting?
Next, it's not till next May and June. I'll be doing Europe before then, and
I'm
then
available.
But,
yeah.
but you're going on
Next
sale.
week.
You're going on sale next Friday, though.
Yeah,
July
so yeah,
26th.
it goes on sale 10 a.m. local time, so 10 a.m. New York, Chicago, and LA. And I'm doing the Hulu Madison Square Garden,
May 14th.
Chicago Theater.
Well, you're selling tickets now
May
for next
11th.
May?
Yeah.
Wow, that's great.
Isn't it amazing?
Jesus Christ.
And then
Yeah.
June 24th in LA.
I start
That's
pushing.
right, yeah,
Wow.
yeah, Orpheum, yeah.
So a year from now.
I'm selling
Yeah.
tickets for last week.
And they still have to pay for the room.
Oh God! He had to pay for his hotel room to come
He
on the
did.
show.
No, they're
I
gonna-
thought it was nice to be reunited because we always have a
No.
good time. And I said to her, I said, "Oh, get Voss on, right? Yeah,
Thank
sorted.
you.
He's flown in, driven in from where is it? Atlantic City or
He
Atlantic?
said
Atlantic
3
City.
hours from here.
Yeah.
I got
got-
to drive back. It's not a big
You're
deal
talking to Mike
because,
Rich.
what
You've
I
had
would
such
just
a good time.
Yeah, I have a great time. What am I going to do? Play golf today or?
Are you okay
gamble?
with the hotel room? Because they literally just told me during the break what hotel you were at, and I was not through.
No, it's not bad. It's just I was there for 4 hours.
I guess it's not that big a deal.
Well, are you out of it now?
No, I got to take care of this because it's not going to break me. You know, $700 for a room is not going to break me. But
$700,
no, $200. But I just don't want to have to.
You said
deal
it was
with
180 earlier.
183. I'm rounding it off. Okay.
And you leave a big tip. What tip do you leave in the room for the chambermaids? Yeah.
I don't have. I always leave 5 because I don't clean. I don't get anything dirty.
You don't leave
I always
anything.
leave 5, or I left 5 tips in Atlantic City. I always tip. I'm a fucking.
Ricky's saying
tipper.
that it just occurred to him, like, oh, I guess people leave money for the. Yeah.
So you gamble. You go to.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Isn't that
not like him. I don't
for-
fuck guys in the ass without a rubber. I play dice.
Yeah, but don't. So you can't brag because you're a bottom. Of course you don't.
Okay. My gambling's different. I
Do
can't
you,
die.
do you play? Is that craps?
Craps, yeah.
Yeah. I don't quite get that. What
Yeah.
do you do? You have to bet on what the combination would be, or the total number. Right?
You can look it up on Google. There's so many different things.
Oh,
but
okay.
I play. It's the most exciting game when it's
I thought you
fun.
stopped. You quit gambling.
And
Yeah, isn't it- isn't
but
this-
I
isn't this-
started again.
Do you
So quit again. What are you
No,
Do you
doing?
it's
refer
not
to
my-
yourself? Do you refer to yourself as a? I don't know what the correct term is. Because
Homosexual.
Compulsive, a compulsive
Have you,
gambler.
have you got an addictive personality then?
Oh yes.
Yeah,
Sure.
but isn't that dangerous then to gamble?
Yes.
Oh yes.
Yes, and he quit gambling and he started again.
Well, no,
right.
I don't.
When
bet
did
on
you start again?
sports.
I don't care. When did you start? I don't drink beer. When did you start again?
Oh yeah, I don't blame.
When
you,
did you start
Christ.
again?
When did I start?
Yeah, he had quit, and it was the
I
lottery.
quit for like 10 years.
And then when did you start again? When?
A couple of years ago, maybe.
Oh, you haven't been telling people? Stop
I
killing
told
your
you.
label.
I'm
Nervous?
so nervous.
I'm not nervous.
When did you start
I hate
again?
labels, huh?
When did you start again?
A couple of years ago, maybe.
And do you win?
Maybe.
Or does it matter? You
Sometimes.
just like it's just fun.
It's just fun.
But you
killing
don't spend your wages on it, do you?
Yes, he does. He
No,
used to have to
no.
get. Here's what he used to do.
Wow.
He
Used
would go
to.
to
No.
Vegas and
No,
blow
that's
his
not
whole
true.
check, and then have to call us to send him money.
Oh, that was years ago when I
Wow.
didn't have
Jim,
money.
you can
That
have
was
one
years
drink every now and then and still be sober.
Sure, why
Just
not?
for fun.
Listen,
It's
I
a
didn't
party.
wine.
Yeah.
Listen to again.
You're a terrible,
hole.
terrible gambler. You're a terrible
I'm
gambler.
saying, dead hole. It was going.
I can't
smoothly.
believe you've never had a drink. That's
Never.
That's,
You never had a drink.
No.
That's incredible.
No,
Pot?
you
You
did
ever smoked
once.
once?
No.
You did recently at Bar Rescue.
Oh, you know what?
shit,
I had.
blew
I,
it.
What? I missed that. I missed that.
he blew. We were working. Okay, so we were on a TV show where they help bars that are
When
in
they
danger.
help bars, what? You're on a TV show, what?
We weren't going to say the name Bar Rescue because
I just blew it because Sam had a beer on the show. We did this thing called for a John Taffer show called Bar Rescue. He goes in, he whips a bar into shape, and we made a guest
Right,
appearance.
right.
And we've kept it quiet this whole time, but I forgot Sam had a beer on the show, and I just
Yeah.
blew it and fucking spit
Yeah, it
out
hasn't
on the
aired
set.
That's
yet.
the only thing that's kept
Oh,
quiet on this show.
but why is that a problem? Because you're just spoiling the fun for
Yeah.
people, or
Yeah,
well,
we
yeah, we had to
promised
announce
we
that we were
wouldn't.
on the
But you're not,
show.
you've never had a problem with drink. You've just never drunk, have you?
Exactly right.
Yeah, but
Right.
you
And,
haven't
why,
addicted-
and why? Why was that? You just didn't fancy it. You
Yeah,
didn't-
it's never appealed.
Visit clubchampionGolf.com.
We're good, ladies and gentlemen. Please welcome to the studio for the first time, believe it or not, on Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Yes, first of many times.
First of many times, our new friend.
Hello,
Here he
Chris.
is.
Welcome to the show.
Chris the Bagel Guy. Chris the Bagel Guy is here. Christopher Morgan.
Here he is.
Chris the
We're on
Bagel
here,
Guy.
Chris.
Welcome, man. How are you? Sit down.
This is amazing.
Join. No, you're
in.
amazing. Are you kidding me? We're all so
I
excited.
like this blue, like it's lighting. Ride the Lightning Metallica, one of my favorite songs.
You like that? Metallica.
So
yeah.
you've been
We're
doing a
live
lot-
on the air, just so you know.
Priest,
Yeah.
Iron Maiden, or like my favorite, but yeah.
You like that? A little. You like aggressive
Wait, I'm
music.
taking
That's
this in. Hold on.
that's a
It's like
surprise.
WrestleMania with the lights. Dude, look at this.
Yeah.
If you smell what the Bagel Man is.
Are you?
So
Wait,
you're liking your newfound fan.
Chris, are you a wrestling fan?
Yes.
Yeah, put the headphones on. Are you a wrestling fan?
I've been.
Well, you should know. I don't know if you watched the WWE pay-per-view last night.
No, I
But
didn't.
could somebody play the clip? You can hear in your headphones, right?
Yeah.
This happened. If you look at the screen right there, this was last night on WWE TV. Okay, and this is for you, Chris.
This building is going to have to be structurally sound because these two are going to walk in more aggressive than a short guy at a bagel shop.
That's for you, buddy.
He gave you the reference.
On WWE last night.
Thank you so much.
You got it.
Thank you so much.
You got it. Well, welcome to the show,
Dream.
Chris.
I didn't think I'd ever see you calm. It's nice to see you just kind of mellow in the morning.
Well, the way this whole thing transpired, I didn't expect this to happen at all, and this is all real. And for everybody that thinks any of this is a hoax, it's not. It's 100. The stuff like this has been going on. It's been building, and it's brought this personality. That's why it's real. That's why the people that I work with love me, because they know I'm a natural, and it's coming from my heart because I felt it. I've been through it, and it's all real.
I have to ask you the most important thing. Sorry.
Yeah.
Did Al ever give you the money?
Yeah. Con man Al.
What happened was I agreed to give him, even though he texted me what he wanted, I ended up giving him like another $300, and then he gave me the rest, and I signed a little thing. But he went in and brought out cash. But the fact that he's trying to play it off like he's broke, yeah. Meanwhile, you have the cash in the house. Nikki Santoro, yeah, you thought I was laying it?
You know,
right?
It's interesting the way you talk about your what you're doing right now,
right?
Because you're talking about how it comes from the heart, and everybody's so happy. Normally, these types of speeches that you're giving are reserved for people who maybe do good deeds, or all of a sudden are doing something. Magnificent, just doing something that brings joy to people.
Yeah, I love it.
You are actually, you've become very famous for yelling profanities at people and kind of threatening and getting very, very angry. But you're treating it like it's the great joy of your life.
I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
When you get to a point where so much stuff happens, you just kind of start going, like, what the heck? Perfect example just popped in my head. The movie Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Love it.
It's a good one.
Right. Remember when they're sitting on the road and all of a sudden the car goes on fire?
Yeah.
And they just thought, like, it was like that. Like, that's it. I've had it. Like,
right.
But,
it strikes me, though, because you've said that, but it feels like you've had many of those moments. This just happens to be the one that everybody saw.
Yeah. And I met, like, years ago, I used to be a freelance court reporter. I met the guy from Goodfellas with the Maury's wigs at a deposition.
Oh.
And he goes, at the end of the deposition, he goes, we're going to make a Goodfellas too. He goes, do the scene with Nicky, how am I funny? And when I did it, he goes to the lawyer and he goes, he's good. And that was in 06.
Right.
So the
and
guy
I'm like, where's my exposure?
You met the real Maury.
Yes.
And we were just
Chuck
saying,
Lowe.
you asked for money like him. I want my money. Where's my fucking money? You asked for money like Maury.
Before the deposition started, I was setting my equipment up. There's nobody in the room. The lawyer said, all right, go set up your stuff. And this guy came in with sunglasses and a snow hat. And long story short, he starts talking to me. I didn't even know it was him. And then when I started hearing him talking, I'm like, what? He goes, I'm him. I'm like, get out of here. He didn't even tell me at first.
I have to ask you too. We know it seems like you're having trouble with the ladies, and it's kind of gotten to a point where you just can't take it anymore with the way they're treating you.
Nope.
What are they doing to you, and how are they treating you?
Well, I'll tell you what. From speaking to a lot of people, I felt a little better that it's happening to everybody, not just short guys. I mean, I have a gazillion stories. Obviously, there's not enough time for it, but most of them. I'm not trying to offend any woman out here. Don't get me wrong. It's just from the heart. You know, a lot of them they come to you with smiles, you know, like and then they promise you this, oh, I like you, and then you either never hear from them again. You know the deal. And a lot of them, maybe they're not doing well, and they're ashamed of it, and they want to, try to get over on you. And I rather you be honest. And if you're honest and you're trying, I'd be happy to help you if I'm doing well. But to act like that and be sneaky, it's like, come on, I can't stand shaniness. I cannot stand it anymore. And it's just everything and boom.
Well, let's walk through the day in question, shall we?
Yeah.
You walk in to a bagel store.
You want me to just tell you the whole thing soon?
I would love that.
Yeah. So I walk in and I've been there. I'm a local fisherman now. I know a lot of people there before this ever happened.
You're a frequent.
Yeah. So this one particular time, the Indian woman never helped me. I've seen her there, but she never helped me.
Right.
Maybe in like late 50s or something. And she had an accent, and I ordered a whole wheat bagel with 2 egg whites and American cheese.
That's healthy.
Right. Well, I'm diabetic, so I have to eat that way. So she almost didn't understand the concept of egg white. And I'm like, so I had to tell her 3 or 4 times. Then she said she understood.
Let me ask you this.
Yeah.
When you had to repeat yourself 3 or 4 times about the egg whites, were you getting a little bit frustrated?
Of course I was, because this happens a lot. So, write it down.
Right.
Most delis do that anyway. So then all of a sudden she walks over to one worker and she's giggling, and then she goes to the grill and she's cooking, she's looking. So I let this go so after having to tell her 3 times and then letting this stuff go, 3 or 4 times, that's why I said, excuse me, miss, and she stopped cooking. I says, no, she's still cutting. I says, what are you laughing at? What is so funny? She stops and she's like, now she has this look on her face like, oh, he caught me. I'm like, duh, you couldn't make it more obvious. Right. So then the next thing you know, just words got louder, and because they were denying it, and that pissed me off even more. And then that's when the video took over.
So the woman says, what makes you, the video starts, if I remember right, it's the person filming says something like, what makes you think you can degrade women? What caused her to say you were degrading women before the video started?
When that happened, that reminds me of all the times that if I asked them out, I got reactions like that, and it just all the memories built up.
So you
And that-
started getting very, you just pissed off. It,
Yeah.
it tapped into something.
Yeah, it's like if a woman gets raped 3 times, and the man's she's alone jogging in Central Park, and the guy starts jogging, but he could just be there for the purpose
Sure.
of jogging. She's going to because from past experiences. So it's the same thing. It's just
This is
a
similar
build-up.
to women being raped.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's she's not going to trust any man anymore.
Did you?
So-
Sorry to interrupt, Chris. I have to ask you because this builds up. You said when you were growing up, you would like girls, you would ask them out,
Of course.
and they would be. How would they treat you unpleasantly?
Well, don't get me wrong. I've had girls on and off, a good amount of girlfriends, but they like today, especially with. Oh, I thought the microphone cut off.
No.
In the old days with the rotary phone, you would have to speak to somebody. Today, it's so easy to just, and it's just so cold. I mean, it's great because it's helped us people make money overnight, but at the same time, it's just turning people into like. Forgive me for saying it, but stupid robots.
Yeah.
with no freaking personalities.
They blow you off. They blow you off in text.
Yeah,
It's
they don't
crazy.
answer. Even last night, one of the guys that's here in the studio today, we were hanging out. He goes, "Dude, don't worry. This has happened to me a million times. Taller, better looking guys." I says, "Even you?" He goes, "Don't. That's just how they are." And I'm not trying to offend women, but I don't get your logic. Just be polite and just tell us. Stop. I can't stand being like the silent treatment. Oh,
You don't
you
like being
said-
ghosted.
I hate that.
You said at one point that women had told you to kill yourself because you're short.
Yeah.
What is the context of that? In what context did a woman say, "Oh, I didn't realize you were 5 feet or under. You should just kill yourself"?
This was in 05. I was actually at court reporting school. I took a break and I was on a computer checking my stuff. And I think I got a message. And she must have been, I guess, talking to a lot of people. And she didn't remember me. So I sent her a picture. Oh, okay. And then she asked the basic pedigree information. When I told her that, she said, "Are you serious? You should kill yourself. Your family you should be dead." And I still remember that. And that was in 04. And I'll never forget that. And I even showed one of my teachers the email.
So you in the deli, waiting for your bagels, you got mad at the woman filming you because you remembered in 2004, 2005.
No, I had no problems with her filming me. I didn't care about that.
No, I mean, you were mad. You directed your anger towards the woman filming you because
she's a young kid who hasn't lived half my life, and you're questioning my validity.
She doesn't understand where this is coming from.
Yeah, listen, I was in college when you weren't even a thought. So be quiet.
I see.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but it
You don't
builds
know
up.
nothing.
The
Right.
frustration builds up.
Of course it does. I'm not a bad guy, but when you go to a zoo, get a stick, and you keep poking a lion and see what happens. See what happens.
You're
gotta
gonna get bit.
Yeah.
You're gonna get
You're gonna
bit.
get bitten.
Exactly.
You're gonna get bit.
Damn right.
There was one thing too where you said the guys who tackled you as 3 times your size.
Yeah.
One thing that struck me though is you did.
What
kinda,
a tough guy, right? Good for you, tough guy.
Yeah, I didn't like that he did that either. You did.
Trust me, I didn't either.
You did kind of chest bump the one guy though. Like you did kind
I
of.
did, yes.
You
Because
invited a little physical
I did,
confrontation.
because I was already heated,
Sure.
and I'm tired of people butting in my business. But I could have forgiven all of that. The thing that set me over the edge was when he had his knee on my back. I couldn't get him off me, and he had my shirt pulled. I was starting to like slowly suffocate.
You did have your shirt pulled over your head.
He had it, and he wouldn't. And he goes,
I
"Call it."
theorized that, yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't almost breathe after a while.
But let me ask
You
you,
know,
this:
so-
how much of it is personal responsibility when you say to a man who's 3 times your size, 2 times your size, however big he was?
I know what you're going to
when
say.
you say to him, "Then come and attack me," and then he responds in kind by saying, "I will accept your invitation and I will attack you."
Meaning like prove you're a tough guy by beating someone up my size. That's
Right.
basically what it was meant for. So
was
if it was a
some sarcasm
misunderstanding,
there.
right? If it was a misunderstanding, that's what I meant by it. Like, come on, like oh, you're going to prove you're bad, but that's what it was.
But you're
That's
not
what it
an
was.
angry guy. You consider you have an angry guy. You're a good dude.
Ask all my friends.
Right.
I have a gazillion friends. I mean,
Romeo,
when
where's Romeo? Did you bring him?
I tried reaching him, but Romeo, where are that Romeo?
We enjoyed your video of Romeo making you laugh with the Ernie doll. You really?
Oh no, that's Jose.
Oh, that's Jose.
Oh, different guy.
You saw that?
Oh, we watched it. Kidding me? I watched
We
it while I
did.
was driving.
That's one of my many normal friends that I fish with.
I
No,
see.
he's hilarious.
I
He's
see.
hilarious.
No, but you don't consider.
I'm looking for.
He said he's looking for.
I'm
Well,
looking for pussy.
pussy.
Oh, you can say it on
You
this.
can curse
Oh, I
on
forgot.
Satellite, yeah.
Oh, all right,
Looking
yeah.
for pussy. Yeah.
You see Ricky? Any fish out there? You laughing at, motherfucker? I want to make soup.
I'm junkie. I like to fuck you.
No, he goes, I'm chunky. I don't give a fuck.
I don't give a fuck.
Fucking guy. Shout out to all you guys at the Marine. I'll never forget all you guys ever.
Right, no
like
matter how
pussy.
famous you get, right?
You know who I mean. I can't run down the list. There's too many people.
Too
you know
many
who you
people
are.
to name all.
Exactly.
But you don't consider yourself an angry guy, because when I looked at this, I said,
Everybody gets angry when provoked, but
Yeah, but
angry all
I've-
the time like a Charles. No.
I've never seen the reason I think that this went so incredibly viral, and millions and millions and millions of people have seen this. I mean, you know, I'll tell you how popular this video is.
I've heard.
Jim and I watched the video on the air
It's so-
and just kind of did a breakdown of it.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
video of us doing the breakdown has almost 100,000 hits on it.
It's
and that's
nuts.
us just
I
doing
can't
the
believe-
breakdown.
it's
Yeah,
nuts.
just discussing it.
Staggering.
But I think part of the reason that everybody is so interested in this is
They
because
can relate in some way. Like if you have a handicapped brother, they can relate.
No, you are
You know?
incorrect. I think that the reason that they're so interested in this is that they have never been in a situation where they've seen anybody get this angry for apparently no reason. I think that your behavior might be a little less common than you think.
Yeah, but as I said, there's a whole story behind it. For every action, there's a reaction.
Right.
So
Now,
what,
if I had a decent life and I was like that for no reason, you'd be like, okay, there's a problem. But you seen all half of my stuff on YouTube.
A
did
lot
you
of
get
it.
bullied?
People,
In
people
school,
trying to
right?
bezzle money out of me. You call me your partner. It's like, who do you trust anymore?
I saw
Then
the
you
one-
get like sometimes you get whacked.
Al, you made a math
You know?
mistake with Al, by the way. It's been driving me crazy.
What?
Al, you owed you $1,500.
Yeah.
You said to Al, all right, 350, 300. I'll give you 500. But then you took the 500 out. You had minus 300, made it 1,200, and then you go, all right, I'll take 500 off. You owe me 700.
I
you
realized
fucked yourself out of
yeah,
300 bucks.
I realized, and I was so angry. Yeah, you're right. But
You
you
saw
know
red.
what? It was like
You gotta
goodbye.
bring- you gotta
Yeah.
bring an accountant.
But here's the kicker. A week before this happened, right?
Yeah.
We went to Jake's Casino out on Long Island.
Okay.
58. He wins $500. So I'm waiting for him now. He owes me $1,500, and I'm like, give me $20. He didn't even offer to start to pay me back. But
So-
that was
Oh,
such a
my God.
that was such a slap in my face. I'm
Are
like,
you still
piece
friends?
Of crap.
You still
could-
friends with him?
Am
or
I
no?
still friend?
You didn't went back after that. No.
I don't think I'm going to go back. I'd
Can
be
I-
in prison.
I'll tell you, you can if you want to say shit instead of crap, you can.
You can.
Yeah,
can
but
say that.
I don't know if you noticed in that video. If you scroll down, there's a comment down there of a guy that knew him.
Really?
And he had a company. He would demolish their homes, take their deposit, leave their homes wrecked. They eventually found out. They raided his office, closed it down. They took all of his laptops and shut him down.
Really?
And I never knew this about him.
But you kind of saw it coming when you had that interaction with him.
I know. I used to work for him. He owned a restaurant and he even owned a pizzeria in Ronkonkoma. But I knew him for about 6-7
cock.
years. And then this just started brewing like the last 2-3 weeks. It was getting skiffy,
Right.
it's sketchy. And he never really came across as that ever.
Right.
Do you
You
have
know.
a girlfriend now? Are you
Totally
dating?
no.
So are you, now this must have
No, I'm
helped
not-
you. You get some.
I mean,
fame.
I got some phone numbers and I met. I know pictures, but actually dating. No, I'm not with anybody currently yet.
Trust me,
So-
when you got this kind of fame, dating anybody
I feel-
exclusively is not the move. You know what I mean?
Right.
Get out there and play the field a little bit.
Of
That's
course,
what I would.
Yeah,
do.
I mean, I know.
Yeah, you know how to play the game at this point. So
And you don't want to, but there's so much cheating going on. When people get, I have a close friend of mine,
Mm-hmm.
one of the guys at the marina, and he liked this girl that trusted, and he basically found out that I'm not going to mention names, but
Good.
and they known each other for a while, and she buttered him up with great comments, and he's about maybe 5'11", 6 feet, and he walked in a bar and basically heard or something. I forgot the exact story that she was cheating on him. It's like, oh my God. So another example of why are you going to waste your time saying you like this guy? This is what I'm saying. You can't trust anybody anymore.
Have you been cheated on?
Have I?
Yeah.
If I have, I've never known about
Oh,
it.
you never caught him on it.
I've-
Okay.
No, and I've never heard about it or nothing.
but you don't trust
Yeah.
women.
You know, let me tell you something. I found that from talking on dating sites with plenty of women for years. And again, no, I'm not trying to bash anybody here, but this is from experience that, you don't question your teacher who's a lawyer who's been in school for 7 years and worked in firms. You don't do that. So you're not going to question me on this. I have experience with all due respect to everybody. You're going to respect this when I say this. No, I don't. I don't respect them because they just lie right, most of them lie right to their face. But I found that once they start to get over like 40 to 50, and even some of them are still whack, but I find that you can actually have a normal conversation and not worry about that shit because they're getting more mature.
Once you get menopause out of the way, you can actually start talking
Yeah.
to these people.
Right.
Yeah. So
Yes.
you consider yourself having a legal degree in the ladies.
At first,
So to speak.
At first, I didn't even have a certificate. Now, yeah, I have a doctorate degree.
What kind of girl are you looking for? Like, what if you could have a girl right now that you could date, steady, and go out with? What are you looking for? What kind of girl?
I mean, height really doesn't matter, but I prefer something, you know. I mean, my wife was 5'4". I've dated 5'7", but I mean, and nothing not too tall, but it doesn't. But I'm really not limiting myself. But my favorite is tan skin with like black hair, and if they have like a pink bikini with black polka dots, if it's over.
Okay,
So
it's
you gotta
over.
get specific. It's
Yeah.
It's over.
Yeah, you want a
Over.
girl from an Elvis movie.
I said it's over. It's just over.
So you want oh, yeah, here's your diet Snapple.
What happened?
Yeah, your diet Snapple's here too if you're thirsty.
Oh, thanks
Yeah,
so much, man. I
yeah.
appreciate it.
So you want
But-
a black girl or a Latin girl? You're saying tan or a white girl?
Oh
or
yeah,
tan?
no, I'm not racist. I'll take anybody I'm attracted to. If I'm attracted to your face, you're in. But my favorite is like Mexican skull, Mexican call. Remember Selena Quintanilla from the 80s?
Of
In
course.
love with her.
Selena.
Yeah,
Bitty Bitty Bum
She
Bum.
was. Oh my god.
How old a girl do you want? Do you have a preference for age?
No. But I mean, as long as if you find the right, because age is just a number, as we know. But if you find one that, listen, I've met girls who are 24 who are more mature than 40-year-olds, and vice versa. It's sick.
Right.
They're
right.
all different. It's incredible. But that's good. That's the way God made it. You don't walk into an ice cream parlor and they all have all mint chocolate chip.
I heard that.
You know?
I heard
So-
that.
So in high school, you said you got picked out or people treated you
course.
shitty.
Actually, not too bad.
Not bad.
Well,
What-
I heard, and this is just,
As high school ended, it got worse. Not in high
but
school.
did they call you Alf in high school?
Yeah, only a couple of guys. I kind of caused that. I'm not going to get into the story, but he did it in reaction to. I'm not going to get into it.
Well,
but
why did he call you Alf?
Yeah,
I don't understand.
Did
I
you
don't know.
started or he did? You
No,
started?
he did. And then
Oh.
one of my friends that knew him said, "Oh, we called you." Blah 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 blah. But I was like, "Oh, okay, whatever." But no, I'm not going to get into the story. But
How come?
Did it hurt your feelings?
no, not really, not at all. Not
Alf
when-
is so small, though.
Or
that's not what it was
Alf was
about.
kind of funny too. So I
Alf
was like,
was
oh,
funny.
okay, I like that. I was like, all right. you know,
See,
but-
see,
Alf
this
is a good show.
You seem like a rational, nice dude.
Of course I am. I'm college educated. Why the fuck wouldn't I?
Yeah,
be?
but the
You know?
minute.
By the way, right there, that's very funny. You seem like a nice guy. Who the fuck said I'm not? But when you
Forget
get angry,
about it. You're a fucking fugazi.
When
Right.
you get
Donnie
angry,
Brasco,
is
one
it
of my
hard for
favorite
you to
movies.
stop it when you get angry?
It depends on the day. It depends on the day. It also depends on how high I get too. So you know what I mean?
Were
You like to
oh,
do drugs? Yeah.
What's that?
You do drugs?
Just marijuana.
Oh, okay.
I see. And that calms you.
Oh,
or
it
does
makes me. Oh yeah, it edifies the personality. Remember when Bill Cosby goes, "But what if you're an asshole?" Remember
Right.
that Bill Cosby stand
So
up himself?
smoking weed can actually make you more angry.
No, I wouldn't say that.
Okay.
It mellows you
No,
out, right?
I mean, I've gotten angry when I was younger, when I never even started doing it. And it's the same shit. If you triggered it, it happens.
Hey, whatever happened to the guys at 7-Eleven? I watched that video too, and you walked in. Can you just give a quick rundown on how that happened? Because that was outrageous.
Can I just tell you what led up to that part?
Yes,
Please do.
Okay. Let me see if I can remember now. All right. So I was living in an apartment in Medford, and they put me through hell, and I was so nice. And
Wait, what did
and
they do? In Medford?
I'm not going to get it. It's
Oh,
a
yeah.
long. We don't have enough time.
But
But
they
anyway,
messed you up.
there were three. So there were three cops that we were talking. 2 male and a female cop. So the female cop goes, "Why so high? What do you want in life?" And I said, I'm going to say it. You told me I could say
Yeah, you can
anything. I
say
says,
it.
"What do I want? A lot of fucking money and the hottest fucking women." And she goes like this,
Okay.
right?
But it's good to
So-
have goals.
Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that. Money and
Goal
a nice
oriented
woman.
person, yeah.
So I moved out of there. Then I found an apartment in Plainview, and it turns out the guy was my high school. I went to high school with him. He lived around the block from my parents. We played football in the street. There was a whole big thing with him and his family. They didn't get along. He didn't pay the mortgage on the house. 2 weeks later, it turns out that some new people bought the house, and I just moved in there. I had bought a $4,000 van, which turned out to be junk underneath it. The steering was all rusted out when it was time to do the inspection 4 months later. So I lost $4,000 on that, right? And then before I left that apartment, everything was going on with when we should leave. Then we set a time, and then they're changing it. Then the guy was going to skip out early, and the lights went out. And then I'm on the road going to a cleaning job, and he goes, "Did you hear something pop last night?" I says, "No." He goes, "Well, your whole basement is flooded." So then he's deciding he wants to skip out, leave me with no lights, no heat, and my basement flooded with a bird down there. So my father had to come because the guy was getting sneaky and he wanted to bail out. We both went on the door the night before.
I
And
mean,
says,
a
"Look,
bird is probably the last animal that's got to worry about a flood.
That is
no,
true.
that's like my kid. I love him. He's like
I know,
a
but I'm
kind-
saying birds can go high.
Oh,
You
yes,
don't have to worry
yes,
about a
yes,
flood.
right.
That's all. Yeah.
And he basically the night before we moved out, we audio taped it, and he's like, we were arguing with him on the steps.
Right.
And the next day he gave me $250 to to help out for a while.
Righteous.
And then I moved to a beautiful place, a beautiful apartment out in Miller Place. Not going to mention names or addresses, and
No,
did
don't do
everything
that.
for this person, and just another another backstab thing, and ever shelled money out to help pick stuff up for this person, and
You were generous and giving, and
Oh,
they
yeah.
fucked you again.
yeah, I shoveled the driveway when it snowed, and it was a bit. I lived on 3 acres.
Do you think
And-
people
and-
mistake your kindness for weakness?
I think.
You think that's what's happening here?
And then the funny thing is when you catch them on it and you get mad, they're like reverse psychology. But that's just their way of, oh shit, I'm wrong, I'm embarrassed, and so they want to push the blame to you.
So do you
no,
think
fuck
that's
you.
what happens?
It's your response.
Sorry, Chris. When you call them out on it, on their deception,
They're embarrassed.
they get mad.
Yeah. And then they play reverse psychology. Fuck you. No.
You're
no.
not going to put up with that shit.
No, I'm done with that shit. I'm too old. I've learned. I've studied. I know. You can't fool me anymore. I'm not a fucking idiot.
Were you
Right.
married?
You know?
You were married at one point.
I was. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
for a
that
long
was
time?
my fault. Yeah.
Oh, it was your fault. Oh, see, I
Really?
like that.
Most of it was my fault. I was having trouble holding jobs, and my anger was worse. And she
Worse
went-
than now?
Well, yeah, because I'm not
Wow.
going to get into why. There were other reasons why, but she was a wonderful woman, and I screwed that up. But I bumped into her 6 years after I was giving out my flyers for my cleaning company, and she seemed happy to see me. She's re-engaged, and I says, I'm so grateful to God. I want to tell you this opportunity. I says, I says, it was mostly me. Don't take the blame. And she says, don't worry about it. And I says, no, I it's important for me to tell you. And when I left that day, I started crying because I was so thankful I had the opportunity to get that closure on it.
So you
but-
You're
felt
an
guilty
emotional
about it.
guy.
You felt
Oh
guilty.
yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. I'm a Cancer. What do you expect?
Yeah, me too. This is July.
Oh,
It's your birthday
I'm
month.
sorry.
Yeah. So you kind of made amends to her and said
I
like,
did.
hey, look.
I did. And she obviously must have made it years before me because unless she was totally acting, when she left before we got legally divorced on paper, we had $15,000 cash in a box, and I offered it to her. She didn't take a nickel, and possibly because my dad gave her a Lexus to help get around. So that's
I
probably
would take the Lexus before the
Yeah,
cash too.
but honest to God, she didn't take a nickel. So
Have you had trouble
good.
replacing her?
oh yeah, she was not from this country. That's why.
Was she
So-
kind of the one who
Oh.
got away?
Say again.
Was she like the one who got away?
I don't want to embarrass the person, but there were parts of me that were not becoming attracted to her because she didn't have. My taste went from girls with big chests to not, and then it started to go back, and it was horrible. I felt bad. It
She
was
wasn't very busted.
Yeah, and she got mad at that, and I don't blame her, but I had to be honest with
What
her.
did you
So
say
at
to
one
her?
felt
point,
so bad.
So
like,
when you got married, you were attracted to girls with smaller chests.
yeah, it changed. What happened
And
was,
then you evolved into a man who liked to bust to your girl.
I started watching James Bond movies, and most of this stuff was shot in the Asian culture. And I had a big
I see.
Great Wall of China, beautiful at night, Great Wall frame with lights on it. I'm like, I want to see this culture.
Yeah.
But I wanted to meet someone first, so I didn't want to go alone because I was scared
Sure.
shit. And I was talking to like 30 women over there in the Philippines, and then eventually got narrowed down to 2.
Would you meet him online or?
on what was the name of that? Tickle.com. That's what it was
Okay.
years ago.
Tickle.com?
Yeah, it was years ago. And then, so I flew over there, and she was a great girl. I was there for 3 weeks. The country was beautiful, but she lived almost on the equator. It was, when I tell you, it was fucking hot.
Right.
Sure.
Hot.
Sure.
But every dollar you spend is like $10 worth there.
But so you meet this wonderful person on Tickle, and you go and you spend some time with her in China,
No, Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Yeah.
Okay, apologies. And then what?
That's fine.
Do you bring her back?
Year later, she came over.
Wow.
And then the government only gives you 3 months to get married.
90 Day
right, 90
Fiance.
Day
I
Fiance.
watched that
Ridiculous.
show. How did you tell? You said that you felt bad
But-
because you liked bigger breasts. You started to like bigger breasts, and she
And then
didn't
with
have
the
them.
small, right.
How did you tell her? Like, how did you say, like, look, these are not working for me?
No, I didn't say
Or-
that.
mean
or
the
how did you
breasts
say
themselves,
it?
yeah.
Yeah.
You know what? To be honest, I don't even remember. But
you
if,
said you felt bad.
you know what? Even if I did remember, I'm not going to say. But I honestly don't remember. But I just do remember saying in a way that
I'm looking
like, I
for a
feel
chest
bad.
to your girl.
we should go. No, you know what? I kind of said like fix yourself. Will you pay for it? I was like, and I
You wanted her
couldn't.
to get implants.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you said that, and she said you paid for it. And
I
you
mean, she
couldn't.
kind of took it pretty good, but I know that must have pissed her off because she came all the way over, and I don't blame her. I fucked up. I told her I fucked
Right.
up.
You bring her to America,
Yeah.
and she thinks she's good the way she is, and then you drop
and she
the bomb.
was. She was a beautiful girl.
Unless you get implants.
Beautiful girl.
But your taste
But-
changed.
It's just like this. Look.
Yeah.
I have all the good qualities, this, that, and I would try to sell myself, but the women wouldn't take me because of one thing and the height. So She had all the good qualities, and to me, you know what? And I don't mean it towards my ex-wife at all, but now, after what these women have done to me, I have a preference. But sadly with her, right, it was like
How do you
that one thing just destroyed it for me in the beginning. And
Do you
then
feel
it's-
like you did? Sorry, Sam. Do you
No,
feel
go
like you
ahead.
did the same thing to her that people do to you? Like there's a physical thing.
But
that,
it wasn't meant maliciously.
No,
though.
no, I know.
Right,
But like
right.
you looked at something you're like, wow, I shouldn't have kind of judged her on her tiny.
It
breasts,
began, and she
titties.
picked up on it. It began to be like, oh, I think you just love me like a sister. Like I kiss her on her forehead instead of a
And
lips.
was it because of the breasts?
It was, and then what happened was she would work and go to school to nursing at night, and then she'd work and do homework on the weekend, and so the amount of times we had sex would go down, and
Is
then
that
we
your
didn't.
choice or hers?
What's that?
Your choice or hers?
Kind of no, more hers, and I didn't blame her because she was exhausted,
Right.
and I didn't want to, like bug her because I didn't blame her, but I was like, what am I going to do?
But at the same time, you weren't as sexually attracted to her anymore because of
No, I was the only thing was
chest.
that, but then it was like we didn't have similar interests, and that's why chemistry is so important. That's why I'm trying to tell the world this is the message to get over the height and the superficial shit because it helps, but
in the
end-
breasts.
well, it helps to be attracted to a person in the beginning, but in the long haul, if you want to be with somebody,
Right.
you gotta have chemistry. You're not gonna be with each other. So what's the fucking point?
So was the
You know,
divorce
so-
your idea? Are you
No,
saying like,
no.
well, if-
I try to save it with counseling, and no.
She
Because
was.
you can't-
She got hurt. You hurt her to a certain point.
Listen,
well, look, you can't
I did
counsel
tr-
tits on,
Absolutely.
That's what they say.
You like what you like.
Yeah.
right, and it was really nothing meant maliciously, and what could I do? But it's
Yeah.
okay.
Do you
know.
regret the way it went down though? Like the way like
I
not
do.
that it
I
ended,
do.
but you regret
I
kind
do.
of the way.
Yeah, I do. I mean, we had great times too, but
Right.
it shit happens.
And it's
you
been
know?
hard
I
to
mean,
find that second person who makes you feel that way, kind of.
Especially when women are telling him to kill himself. 'cause
Yeah,
he's so
of course.
small.
Right. I mean, I don't remember who it was I was talking to in the last day or two, but they're like, just most of the women here are trashy and garbage. Now, I'm not trying to disrespect. This is somebody else telling me this.
Yeah, just relaying it.
And obviously, there's tons and tons and tons of gorgeous women here. But to find your perfect match who's not a bitch or it's really. I had a woman tell it's very hard to find your exact you.
Do you think
It's
American
very
women
hard.
are bitchier than
Oh,
women in
yeah.
other countries?
And I've heard, when you get out of, I had someone tell me, like, if you go to Pennsylvania, you just have a job in a car,
Mhm.
you're having sex.
Right.
But here, it's like you need a Ferrari and a mansion.
Yeah.
It's disgusting.
Right.
So you
And they're still miserable.
do you like girls who are taller? Like or
I
do you-
prefer around my height, but I'm not
do?
gonna. I mean, if they're way too tall, like I'll take like up to here. If I'm up to here, and like no more than that. So
You'll go-
anywhere
you'll-
from here up,
You'll
And
go
then,
up to as long as you're up
within
to their
5,
shoulder.
6 inches, yeah, like no more than that. And then I start to feel really insecure. But you know what's weird? Sometimes, depending on the girl, especially if I get along with her, if she's a little taller, I feel more comfortable with her than a girl my height. I don't know why. It's weird.
Have you been back to
It's
that bagel
weird.
place? Have you
No,
been back?
they invited me back twice.
Of
but I
course
didn't
they
go
did.
Back.
It's good for business.
Yeah. But I was like, I want to let this stuff shit.
Do you
this
think
shit
you'll go
settle
back?
down.
Will you go back there?
I don't know. You know what? I'm going to talk to, my manager about that because if it's obviously something good, then maybe we'll do it.
Your
But-
entertainment manager, or your manager at work, or you have an entertainment manager.
Well, you know him. Can I mention his name?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Anthony.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. All right.
I mean,
Yeah.
before I met him, obviously, I'm like, I'm not fucking going back there.
But
I'm like, is this a setup to have me arrested for trespassing? Fuck that shit.
Right.
And people told me don't go there. But if he wants to call them, and I know I have a crew there, then I'm safe. Yeah, I'll do it. Why
so
not?
what I thought was really interesting about you and what I like about you is that a lot of people they get this viral fame.
Wait.
Go ahead. This guy, huh?
He got both of us though.
Yeah, I did. He did.
You fool.
He did. Yeah,
He is a fool. He's very
I'm
gullible.
going to tell you the truth. I came across like a bit of an idiot there. didn't
Yeah.
I?
Yeah, he got you.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, were you born yesterday, boy?
Yeah. It's like I was born at night, but not last night. You know what I mean? Yeah. Oh boy. He loves it.
He's laughing
At my
again.
expense. It's all, he loves it. It's
Type of
all
laughs we have around here.
all at my expense. This is terrible. Look at.
Could you guess what I have for breakfast today?
Oh my god. Yeah.
He wants to get some pussy.
Oh guys, everybody, I'm yeah.
Chucky, he don't give a fuck.
Oh my god, everybody.
He's dressed pretty
Fish
good.
out there.
Yeah, just
You're
having a laugh
laughing
at my
at us,
expense.
motherfucker.
This is humiliating for
People
me.
I hang out with every day.
I love it. I
It's
love
crazy,
it.
right? The guy dancing in the deli, out
I'm
of control.
I am trying to teach people like there's like even we were bar hopping recently. There's so many gorgeous women and they look miserable. Look at me. This is when I wasn't. This is before all this happened now, right?
Okay.
And my cleaning company is not doing too well. It's okay, but
Is it
but
still
I had-
operational?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's licensed and everything, but So anytime that I was not working, I would be at the marina with all my wacko friends fishing and getting tipsy. I live like this every day.
I love that.
And you never know, because
It's just a party.
the reason, I forgot to tell you this, the reason that I've changed to this mindset is I had a friend down there who collapsed right in front of me of dehydration. And I thought he was having a heart attack.
Right.
And it was at that, and I almost died twice this year because I was fucking with my health. And then when I saw that, he went on his knees and boom, and his hat fell. And I know the guy.
His hat fell.
Yeah, we had to call the paramedics. And so the one, I'm
We
like,
get his hat back on. We gotta get
Yes.
some paramedics out here.
so I guessed that his sugar was high. I told paramedics to check his sugar. It was 211. So then we had gotten him up and he was shaking. He could hear us,
Right.
but he couldn't talk back to us.
Wow.
It was very scary. But anyway, the gist of this is this. The moral is, when I saw that happen, I'm like, you can go anytime. I'm like, fuck this. I'm going to, whatever I want, I'm taking it right now. So if you like a person, no, it's too early to text it. Stop these mind games. If you'll just go, because you could be dead tomorrow.
That brings me back to my
Stop wasting time.
Right. That's what I was going to ask you about. That most people, they get this viral fame and they try to get away from it. They go, "Oh my God, I'm so humiliated."
They panic.
They go, "I don't want people. I look so terrible in this video. They're showing me in a negative light." You leaned all the way in. You started doing interviews. You started reaching out to people. You're here in the studio. You're saying, and not only are you defending your behavior, you're saying,
fuck yeah.
Anybody that
and
thinks,
no one's going to fucking change it, ever.
Right. Anybody that thinks I'm the problem, why don't you take a look at the other people in this video?
Read the book.
Why don't you take a look at why I'm the way that I am?
That's it. You know how many women I dated where they claim that, I'm not, they said that their man beat them up. And I'm like, why?
Right.
Why? You
Okay,
only
so-
get their side of the story.
You're
You don't
saying,
wanna look
you're
good.
saying it wasn't for no reason, probably.
Of course. I mean, look, don't get me wrong. I mean,
Right.
if you didn't know a guy and he's a whack on a drunk, maybe
Sure.
he's in a bed. But one of my ex-landlords said her husband put her fucking head through the sheetrock. What the
Jesus.
fuck did you do? Why
Right,
did you
that's
tell
a-
me that?
Right.
So-
What did you saying? What did she do to make him do that?
Well,
Right.
we got along really well. I liked her a lot. But,
But
I mean,
a
I'm
lot of-
thinking like, hello,
You're
nobody
s-
does that.
You're saying
for
that
no
a lot
reason.
of women that are victims of spousal abuse, it's like, well, it's a two-way street, honey.
Of course it is.
I
Yeah,
see.
yeah.
I wanted
see.
to ask you too, because I watched your News 12 interview. I went on a real Chris loop, and
Yeah.
It was a good interview.
Yeah, it was very good. It was actually in depth, and they didn't just ask you a soundbite question. And you said that for people who I guess are shorter victimized, you're like their Martin Luther King Jr. Right? You said
Yeah,
you
with the whole black thing, it's the same shit. I have a lot of black friends, so I relate.
You said
I like
you're the
Public
new.
Enemy. That's why I relate to these fucking people.
I see. Do you use
You
the
know,
N-word?
fight the power that be.
Right.
Public Enemy. That's
What,
great.
is that your
man.
favorite song by them? That's probably mine.
Oh, yeah, man. And it's like, fuck, we ain't taking this shit no more.
When you're
Fuck
singing,
you.
I was going to ask when you're singing along to
Oh,
Public.
fuck you.
That's
Yeah.
right.
You know?
When you're singing along to Public
Who the
Enemy.
fuck you to talk to me like that?
Right. they are-
Exactly. I mean, they come
to
at
talk
you
Who the
like-
fuck are you?
And
you
they
didn't
come at you-
create me.
Right.
Fuck you, mother. You're not God or my boss or my father.
Right.
Fuck you.
And they come at you like you're the crazy one.
Yeah, like they're God or you're flawless. Like, yeah, that's what I'm saying. And not only that,
Right.
that do they think they're flawless, but
do.
like this don't even involve you, this conversation. Who the fuck do you think you are to get involved in someone's business?
So your dad.
Shut up.
Right.
You have a good
Yeah.
relationship with your dad because you mentioned your dad. So obviously he's a guy that is your dad still living?
Yeah, they're both alive.
Oh, okay. So you have a good relationship with him.
I mean, we kind of had a bad fight a few weeks ago, but I mean, they've been
hard to
very, very
believe.
good to me.
Was that on you or him? The fight.
I don't want to get into details, but they've been. This is what. Oh, and I literally said someday that that this is going to happen to Fame because I want to take care of them with a surprise gift. And
What
I'm
do you
like,
want to give him?
I can't say that.
Well, they're not listening. I mean,
It's not a surprise if he says it.
Yeah, it's
well,
a surprise. It's a
But
surprise.
they're not listening.
Well,
What
you
do
don't know that. Someone can hear it and tell them.
Just whisper.
yeah. A what?
Yeah.
Nice.
But,
To
and they
where?
deserve it.
To where?
They
Yeah.
monetarily with all the help they've got, and you know, they deserve it.
I think I like that you're paying it forward. I think that it's
Yeah.
important, you know?
I mean, once it comes in where I can pay for it, I'm doing it.
Hey, when you're
So-
singing along with Public Enemy, will you use the N-word with the A, though?
No,
Never.
You drop it. Like when it's.
let's not touch that subject. I can't do that. I don't want to offend anybody of color or
Right.
anything like that.
But
So,
if you're
you
singing
know.
along with the song,
If it's understood that it's just for comical reasons, of course.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
that only. I don't want to get the shit kicked out of me. you
Right.
know?
No. That's important.
People,
Walking down through Harlem on myself. Hey, did you see my video?
Yeah. You're right.
You ain't gonna see me no more.
That makes sense.
You know?
how
Yeah,
have people
yeah.
responded to you? Pretty much, people have been.
You mean-
in general, like since the
After
video.
the video, yeah.
Let me tell you something. This is the latest update on your question. I was hanging out last night in the backseat of my friend's car and talking about business, and he was holding up
his office.
Wait, yeah.
No.
It's a weird place for
We
a
were just
meeting.
in his car, bullshit, listening to radio and shit. So he's holding his phone up, and I see, and my eyes aren't too good. I got diabetes, it's a little blurry. So I see all these little bubbles, and I'm like, "What the fuck is that?" He goes, "These are all your fans. These are all hearts from when I'm." And I was like,
You dropped your Snapple
"It
right
was like
there.
it was like a torrential rain of fucking rain of hearts pouring down,
Right.
pouring down on his cell phone." I'm
Now,
like,
how many of those women do you think you
what?
could trust?
Yeah, a lot of people said, they could just be there because and I get it, but there might be some good ones out there. But
That's
just
true.
the fact that they were exploding like that was
Ever
like,
the optimist. Ever the
yeah,
optimist.
I couldn't believe it.
Are you going to use this opportunity? You think maybe meet a nice girl, like because now
Oh.
it's easier when they know who you are. They'll give
Of
you the
course.
benefit of the doubt.
Yeah. Of course,
Where do you want to
know.
go on a date? If you could take a girl
I'm
out,
not
where
picky.
would you? Like,
I'm not picky.
you're not picky, right?
Well, listen.
I can
listen,
name one deli you
if
won't
I-
go to.
That's right.
Which,
A bagel shop.
Bagel
Yeah,
shop.
The
bagel-
deli is
bagel.
where Romeo was dancing. That was fun.
I get
oh,
confused.
he's a
Yeah.
nut.
Does he Romeo
I love
dance
that
in a
guy.
bagel shop? I mean,
What's
in the
that?
deli. Romeo dances in the deli
He
sometimes.
was going to take that girl away from him.
Oh yeah.
You
really?
remember she smacked him like, hey, like that, and he.
Should we
He
play
didn't,
the
they
video
didn't,
of Romeo
they
dancing?
didn't stay long if you noticed. Like they left after that because he was cool with him, but he's gonna steal my woman.
No,
Yeah.
that's you're thinking of it. Oh yeah, Romeo the
Romeo
Romancer.
the-
Romeo the
Crazy in
Romancer.
deli. Oh,
Romeo the Romancer.
I was thinking about Romeo
No,
going
no,
crazy in the
yeah.
deli. What do you think of this, Crit? Romeo,
He's awesome, man.
you love him.
Yeah.
He's hysterical. This fucking guy.
Yeah.
This is Romeo in the back. You can't see him that well.
No,
What's-
that man.
You can't play it.
Yeah, oh, this is November last year.
Romeo's hitting on a girl.
Puerto Rican.
It's a busy bar.
You can't hear. Is he trying to take that girl away?
Indirectly, yes, I know him.
I see.
He's trying to take the girl away from the guy.
Yeah.
He knows. Listen, he knows the boyfriend's there, but if he can have it, come on.
Who was the? This is
It's like a duck in heat. Look at him.
Yeah,
a,
that's
dog-
right.
a duck in heat is obviously the.
Yeah, but
definitely the-
we were
nothing
hanging.
wants to fuck
we,
more
we
than
were,
a duck
we
in
were
heat.
hanging out. We were hanging out at the marina, right?
Right.
So this woman's walking the dog with the tongue out. I said, "Look, that's me when I'm horny." The whole fucking dog was rolling. Did I
It's
tell
like
you?
this. It's like, right? Yeah.
It just came to me like it was so perfect.
You know. Yeah.
Are we watching more of this? Or
Wait,
what?
you were in a bar. Who was the fat fuck that was talking about you when you walked out? Like you were the girl. Was she a friend of yours, or did you not know her and she told you the guy was talking about you? There's one you had a fat fuck at the bar.
Who, the owner?
No. Which one is it? Do we have fat
There it
fuck
is,
at the bar?
It looks like number 13.
That's the video. The Fat Fuck at Grizzlies bar.
Yeah.
That's the video. Yeah, rigging on my high.
Oh, it's the same
Oh,
place.
that one. Yeah. Okay. See the guy with the jet shirt? He's
Yes.
the owner. He. Let me just tell you real quick.
Yeah.
There were times I wasn't at this bar, and Romeo was, and he was listening to him degrade the fucking workers there. He was a nasty bastard.
So
I
were
see.
you a
Yeah,
regular
he
in
was
this
a,
place?
he was a fucking bully.
I see.
So he had called after the. Oh, by the way, after this happened, he called me much later that night, and he's trying to, weasel me over to calm me down. I says, let me ask you a question, bro. If you're sincere in your apology, I says that girl you were with when she was whispering you. She's what did she say to you? He goes, in all honesty, she's like, lighten up. You're being kind of tough on him. I'm like, then why don't you fucking listen to her? I said, you're doing it to her. And he goes, well, I'm telling you, apologize, and I leave it on you. And I knew what he was. I'm like, I never called him back.
What did he
You know.
say about you? Because you said he says things about you.
Just the same. I got him good. He made a comment, and now he's overweight. I says, geez. I know. I let him have his moment. Everyone's laughing, and the bartender looked kind of like Christy Brinkley, and she was loving this because
Nice.
she was shaking a drink, and he walks by and goes, "Oh, I like how you shake that, yo." You don't fucking do that to your workers. They there to make money. So when this was going on, you're gonna see it pan. Yeah, you're gonna see it pan quickly, and she's the bartender, and you're gonna see quickly she's giving somebody a drink, and she was loving it because I was ripping the fuck out of this
She
guy.
enjoyed seeing the boss get it.
So
Yeah.
he said something, I don't remember what it was, and they're kind of laughing, I'm like, yeah. I'm like, wow, geez, That's funny. I knew Shamu could do a lot of tricks, but I didn't know it could talk too. The fucking ball was rolling.
I bet. Yeah, big Shamu is, Jim.
Fat.
So
The whale.
The whale, blubber.
I had a black friend and an overweight Spanish friend arguing. This was hilarious.
That's not a shock, is it?
The Spanish.
Jim got one in.
The Spanish guy goes, the fat guy goes to the black guy, you look like a zebra without the white stripes, right? So the guy pauses and the black guy goes, and you look like an elephant without a trunk. Dude, I fucking had a heart attack. Oh, you guys are hilarious. And this is about 6 years ago, though.
People insulting each other is awesome.
You got to remember those gems, though.
Dude, this is great, man.
Yeah,
So let me ask you, too, because I know you, are you a lonely guy?
Who isn't when when there's all this gorgeous women on the planet, you can't get one. It's like throwing a diamond jig in a school of blues and you ain't snagging one in 3 hours. What the fuck is going on?
So if you could sell yourself,
Exactly.
if you could say like, all right, now you have this is a fairly large platform. How would you not sell yourself like a product, but like what would you tell a woman that you have to offer? Like
the same thing I tell everybody else. I basically just stop being so superficial.
Mm-hmm.
I've told women that the first thing I see is your face. That's the most important thing. And then, of course, she's got to have some kind of a nice sized chest. That's just my preference. But and if you're 60 pounds overweight, I don't care. I'm about 30,
as long
35.
as the chest is there.
Yeah, and a personality and things in common. That you need that. And some of these women that have didn't want to go back out with me all because I'm short, and they weren't even much taller than me. They were heavier than me. I'm like, who the fuck are you? You ain't no.
But doesn't this go
model,
back to, isn't that a bit of a double standard if you're saying, we have to get along, we have to have a lot in common, but you should have a chest. If a woman responds by saying, yeah, we have to get along and you should
it helps.
You should be 5.5 feet tall or more. Like, you can't really get upset by that, can you?
No, from that standpoint, you're right.
Right.
You're right.
Right.
Yeah. But if I was willing to totally accept you, even if they weren't that big, which was
in
the case.
The chest area.
Yeah, and they were heavier than me, and I'm not. They're like, oh, you're not attracted enough to me. I'm like, well, look at you.
You don't need a
You fat fucking baboon. You look like a barrel.
Right. No, that's...
Did you say that to a girl?
Troy
gets it,
Yeah, Troy knows.
Oh, yeah.
Yo, you've been there. You've been there.
More times than I'd like to admit.
Oh, yeah.
You stupid motherfuckers, you.
Yeah. Let's just put it this way. Troy's been in the barrel.
Troy's gone
What
pigging. He's
what
gone pigging before.
Oh, yeah.
I'll go pigging. Oh, fuck yeah.
Dude, look at this guy. He's like
gorgeous.
a god.
He
Why
is.
would you pig? Are you serious?
Why would you
Dude,
pig,
you're in
Troy?
shape. Dude, why would you settle
You know
for
what?
that?
Sometimes the low-hanging fruit's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But he is good looking.
I do hear though that like heavier women they're good because they don't
work
get it
for
much,
it.
and when they get it, they want you to they want to hold you.
Hey, we saw...
But dude, seriously, like
Yeah.
what?
You got to work.
Look
They
at
gotta
him.
work
He's
for
in
it.
shit. What the fuck?
We talk about it every
You-
day.
you
Such
need
a
to-
handsome
You're
guy.
on drugs, kid.
Yeah. This guy. He had his breasts done. He had his breast
he had
augmented.
augmentation.
He did have... Troy.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he had his...
My man boobs
can't-
were getting a little big.
had a
So.
breast augmentation.
No, but I mean,
You
you
would've
look
liked him 6
fantastic.
months
I don't even
ago.
know why you know.
Yeah, and a rhinoplasty. He had a rhinoplasty. Yeah.
I had a deviated septum.
And let me
And-
guess, the most obvious thing, obvious thing, a lobotomy.
He nailed you. He nailed
I'm
you.
just fucking with him.
nailed
Something
it.
about Mary in the movie. I was just fucking with
Love
him.
it. Love it.
Great
Love
movie.
it. We saw a video on another YouTube channel of a man who we believe is you, right? And you're with a woman of Asian descent, and you get in, you're outside the car, and you go, why don't you come back to my house to fool around? And she said, no, thank you. And then you say, okay, well, I'm going to get in the car. I'll let you in.
It's a whole story.
And
to
you
it.
get in the car and you drive away from her.
She was a very, very nasty bitch.
Tell me.
Yeah, what happened?
We met online, and then she was like not going to go out with me because of my height. And she's 5'1", right? So then she finally, this is like,
And what's your height for the record?
5 feet. So now this is 11 o'clock at night before the date the next morning, right? So she's so adamant. She's like, all right, well, she lived in Flushing, and I lived in Medford.
Ah.
That's a far ride. It's like an hour. So
Yeah.
she's like, all right, we'll be here at 11. I'll be waiting. It's okay, fine. I left the house around 9:30, text her on the way, texting her, nothing. I get out to the house, and I got early. I got there at 20 to 11. I was early. And I remember it was hot that day. I was dressed up and shit. She didn't get in touch with me till like 20 after 11. I'm like, she just woke up, and then now it's 11:45. Okay, I sorry. Now I do makeup. She texts me. I'm like,
Is that what she's talking about?
yeah, I do makeup.
Right.
Okay. She comes out to the car. How are you? I says, I swear to God, this is what I said. Though I said, are you fucking kidding me? I says, get in the fucking car. We're going to dinner. That's what I said to her.
That seems hard.
What
That seems
time was this
severe.
now? 11 something
She's
p.m.
cold bitch, man.
I
This
see.
is the morning or at night?
Yeah, the next morning, 11 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday.
You had
so
a suit on, if I remember, or you had like a shirt and tie. It looked like
yeah,
in
I
the
was
video.
dressed really well. So then we went to dinner and all that, and then she said, no, I went home, and then she slowly starts asking me for money. And then she begins to convince me she's from planet Pluto.
Wow.
Yeah,
do you mean?
She was born on planet Pluto.
She really said
oh,
that?
she's a fucking winner, this one. So I'm like, and I'm like, I'm laughing it off. Like, I think she's trying to fuck me. And she's like, I'm dead serious. And I have assets there. I'm like, do you realize that's negative 400 degrees there? A dead fish couldn't live there. Oh, well, I'm from there.
Much too cold.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Plus,
so-
a dead fish can't live anywhere.
No.
Right. So she's like, she's trying to pull over this thing on me about, well, I need you to look up a rocket ship ride to me. I'm like, okay, I'm going to fuck with this girl so good.
Okay.
So I gave her like a day or two, and I'm like, you're in luck. I have a friend that works at NASA. I'm like, I'm going to get you your ticket, but it's going to take a little while. It's going to cost me $750,000. That's where that number
That's
comes
where that
from.
came
I
So
see.
I picked her up the second time now. So what happened? No,
Let
what
me
happened
ask you
was
this. Were you trying to get her to maybe give you some sex in exchange for a rocket ship ride?
No, not at all. I wanted to just see how much of a fucking gold digger she was. So
I see.
the first date ended. We stopped talking because she was a bitch. I met this other girl from Queens. Then in January, we broke up for a week. I called this bitch back.
I see.
That's when I picked her up in Flushing, took her out to Bayshore to eat. I want to go home now. It's cold. I says, we just agreed we're going to hang out all day. I took you out here for an hour to eat. I go, no, we're going to go out to Patchogue now to have a beer. And I'm planning this to take her out even farther away from her home, right?
Okay.
We go to the bar. I'm like, I got to think of something. I got to go to the bathroom and come back. Now we're walking out. Now she's convinced that I'm going to be having her things being mailed to her, and it cost me. So now I have my hands in my coat pockets. All of a sudden, she puts her on. She calls me hon. I'm like, look at this, right?
Right.
So that's when it takes over. I'm like, you fucking greedy bitch, and that's why she got what she got.
So you literally were trying to go out there, and this is why I like you. You wanted to have sex with a girl
Good, right?
who believed she was from Pluto.
Yes. Yes. I had another girlfriend. She forgot the name. You know, you guys should smoke before you hear this. Of our planet.
Is it Earth? Is that the?
She forgot the name of up.
She did.
I don't even remember how it came about. And I was like, "You're kidding, right?" And she's like, "Are you serious?" I'm like, "Did your parents pay to have you fucking graduate high school?"
Right.
Maybe
right.
she has.
Public
Maybe
school,
she's
probably.
got dementia.
No, I didn't. No, I don't think so.
She might be having. How old was she?
She was
Maybe
98.
20 or something. Yeah. But this one, I mean, she said a lot of. She was a fucking bitch. Always, she was the type you always bought. She never thank you. Just
Right.
a cold bitch.
Entitled.
Yeah, oh yeah.
You know,
yeah. The ones that don't have
Yeah.
a piss in, I've noticed, think the world fucking owes them everything,
Right. Right.
and
When-
and they don't even try. No.
now let me ask you this.
Go to college, get the fuck out there and try.
Yeah, you
Right.
did.
I did it all. I've been knocked down so many fucking times,
But
bro.
you get back up.
Damn straight, I get
Yes,
back
you
up.
do.
When you were a court reporter, how long did you do that?
Couple of years, maybe 3,
Why'd
4
you
years.
stop?
I couldn't live on it because what happened is that now when you sue somebody, you either take the settlement where you're not going to get as much, but you're guaranteed.
Right.
But if you go, double or whatever, it's going to go longer. You may win a big thing, but you're not guaranteed it. So since they settle, there's no need for a deposition. So that cut the amount of work down. There was a company in Mineola that closed down. They used to get like 1,000 a month. They were down to like 400.
Yeah.
So you couldn't survive as a freelancer. I took the test to get in the courts, but I never got called.
I
passed, but I never got called.
Do you feel like there are times in life when you maybe take out your anger on people that don't deserve it?
Yeah, no, I'll admit that I do if I'm in a bad mood. Everybody does.
Would you want to apologize?
Yeah,
to-
for that I do. Yeah,
You do.
but for antagonistic smart, I don't go for that shit no more. I fucking hate it.
So you haven't-
I get embarrassed when there's a lot of people around and she's doing. I get embarrassed.
Do you think though do you think they, like Sam said, do you think that they got a bit of the wrath that was built up before? Like, do you think it was a little unfair to the bagel people?
Yeah, to an extent, yeah, I do.
You haven't seen the bagel video at all?
No, I don't. Yeah, no, I have.
You
I
watched
have.
it. What
I
did you think when you watched it? When you saw it, like, whoa.
There's a guy who's justified in his anger. Is that what you thought?
Yeah, it says, do you justify my
one.
Napoleon complex now? Like that. No one said a fucking word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I mean, I didn't
know.
from the video,
But
talking to you maybe a little bit more clear, but from the video, I don't know if it was wholly justified.
Right. We don't.
no,
we
I
didn't see the
understand.
beginning.
I understand that. I apologize for everybody I may have scared or nothing. That they didn't deserve that, but it's just you got to understand me too. But then I couldn't fucking breathe.
So did have you gone back to apologize to them?
No, I haven't gone there yet.
Do you think you will?
It's up to the boss over here. I'm not going in there myself. Like I said, they could trap me.
Right.
I don't know what the fuck they're gonna do. I'm not. Trust me. And if that happens, this whole thing's shot with my boss. I'm not gonna risk going to jail for trespassing. Who the fuck knows what they're gonna play?
Well, they would probably ask you. I don't think they would arrest you.
I'm not trusting it. I'm leaving it up to the boss. I'm not fucking trusting these people.
You consider yourself a prophet? Yes.
Yes, I do.
How so?
Everything we talked about.
Okay.
And I'm going to change people's fucking minds until I'm dead. If
You are.
it kills me. Yeah. I said, if I take a bullet like JFK did and Lennon and Martin, so will I, so be it. Because I'm not going to change my mind. I'll speak the truth. I don't give a fuck who likes it.
Do you think somebody would want to, like, those guys got cut down because their messages were
their lives were cut short because they wanted fucking peace. Give me a break.
Is that what you want? Peace?
Yeah, everybody make money and tons of love. Stop fighting. Stop fighting in the bar. This shit's crazy. Stop trying to. So hard to be a hot. Yeah, you're hot. You're hot. Now, if you're hot and you can get anybody you want, why are you miserable for?
Are you afraid?
Does it make sense to you? It doesn't make sense to me.
Not me.
Are you afraid, Chris?
I don't get it. Like,
no, I
are
don't
you afraid
understand.
somebody would want to cut you down for your message?
Not at all.
Okay.
I would think that anybody that did that, with all due respect, you're a fool.
Right.
A fool. That means you're the devil. You're a fool.
Have you talked to your friend in the 7-Eleven who asked what your height was when you called, and then you called the police?
I've been
on
back
him?
there, but we just kind of slowly, but we haven't
You don't
it's just
address
business
it.
and right.
So what does he do when you walk in now? Just go, hey, how much do you weigh?
Exactly. But it's slowly,
the relationship's being repaired.
Right, because it didn't erupt to the extent that the bagel thing did. But a couple of people told me, even some family members, maybe you shouldn't go in there. I says, no, I'm not going in there. I'm not going to fucking lose my freedom for that shit.
Is it frustrating when somebody asks you how tall you are and then you call the police and the police tell you, I can't do anything about that?
Like, for example, the other night, we read about there was a ton of fights.
Yeah.
And there was 6 cop cars. They didn't do a fucking thing.
Right.
2 guys were laying in the street. Just one guy had him in a headlock, and the other guy was hitting him, and they didn't do nothing.
Right.
Why are we paying all this money? And, I don't get it, man.
What would you have liked? I remember that time the cops came in the 7-Eleven video, and you were kind of annoyed they weren't doing anything. What did you want them to do when they came there? What did you want the police to do?
Give him a citation or something for harassment.
No
handcuff him. He didn't put his hands on me. Give him a fucking citation.
Right.
For harassing you.
Yeah, because I'm tired of getting tickets for this, speeding, that, marijuana. Give him a fucking... Come on.
Have you gotten tickets for speeding and marijuana?
Yeah. Well, no, only one speeding ticket, but yeah.
But you didn't have marijuana at the time. Like you were. It wasn't like you were high.
No. I was trying. I was in a rush to get somewhere. So yeah. But
if women want to meet you, how can they meet you? Because obviously now that you have this newfound fame, there's a lot of people that want.
I'm always at the Bayshore Marina. I'm not hard to find.
You do. That's where you hang out, the Bayshore Marina.
Always, yeah.
Were you telling? I watched the interview you did with News 12, and you were saying that you've made the conscious choice to live in your van.
Yes, I walked out from the landlord, and it was something new I wanted to try. It's not going to be forever.
How long has it been?
A little over 2 months, and everyone's like has this idea in their head like it's so horrible. It's not. I've having the time. I've never been happier as far as how my life's going.
So
since
when
I
we
did
saw
that.
you in that bagel store,
yeah,
that was you at your happiest point in life.
What do you mean? You don't mean me flipping out. You mean at that point?
In general.
Yeah. I mean, every day it's like, I'll be back. I'm going to do that. I mean, I know everybody in town. We're like a clique and a family. And yeah, I mean,
where do you
I'm
park the van?
I'm not going to say.
Just in case.
Well, there were certain. I can't reveal it.
Right.
We can talk about that off camera.
Doesn't it get hot at night without air conditioning?
No, because it's a 2008 Talon Country Chrysler, so it's got tinted windows, so it diffuses the light.
Have you gotten laid in that van?
Yeah.
You have?
You've had sex in the van?
Yes, the
my
best.
guy.
Right? Van sex is
my
the
guy.
best.
I have a picture of who she is on my phone.
You do?
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's pretty hot.
Are you seeing her regularly?
I have a bunch of them who I've had sex with. They're pretty good looking. So yeah.
Do you send? I mean, because you're living in the digital age. You know what I mean? Yeah. Obviously, you're meeting women online. Do you send pictures of your genitals? A lot of people do.
No.
Jim, you do? Yes.
No. A lot.
Lots of
do
them.
You?
Yeah. Oh,
really?
Whoever wants it.
And no one's ever threatened like sexual harassment, take you to court or nothing.
No, I mean I don't lead off with that.
Do they threaten you? Oh my God, I'm doing this now.
Because it's a dirty discussion. Like I'm just talking to somebody and go, what time do you need me
but
there?
Still, don't ever trust anybody because that could be a trap.
Well, but it's in text. If
it doesn't matter.
No, he's right, Jim. Could be a trap.
Look, I went to...
One time, I got in trouble. One time, someone asked me, a girl I was dating asked me, what time do you want to meet? And I wrapped a watch around my penis, and I said, dick o'clock. That's right.
Yo!
Yeah, and she started claiming sexual harassment. Can you believe that?
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean,
Yeah.
these chicks, huh? You know? You can't trust them, Jim, is what I'm
No,
trying to
you
tell
can't.
you.
And I've heard this from tons of people,
Right.
men.
So you've never
So-
sent a dick photo or anything like that? You don't do
No.
that?
What about like ass shots or
No,
anything? Nothing.
No,
Nothing
I
like
never
that.
share that public.
Do you get them from them? Yeah, you ask girls to send you breast pictures?
No, all the shit's pouring in. I didn't even ask for any of this shit.
But you get it?
They're telling me all these naked photos now. I'm like,
Nice.
I didn't ask for this shit.
Nice.
They're just throwing out like frisbees. Remember Ebony Murphy? Excuse me, that's mine. Pussy's mine.
Right.
Then we did the stand-up fall in my pocket. Excuse me, the pussy's mine.
Yeah,
Right, right. Yeah. Jim, you remember that? You remember that?
Yes, I do.
Hey,
Eddie Murphy's
that's
fucking
mine.
great.
So you want to just find a nice girl. You're not looking to fuck a bunch of different girls. You want to find a nice girl.
Until I find the right one, I want to fuck as many as I can.
I stand corrected.
I don't need to say it.
Throw him off to get the fuck out of here. I mean, come on,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, what am I going to do? Be syllabus until that? I
Yeah.
may never find the right
You don't
one.
need to be syllabus.
No,
like, until you
absolutely.
meet
But
the
here's the
right
kicker:
girl. Yeah.
anybody, all they want to do is cheat. Well, hello, what do you do to us? It's a two-way. It goes both ways, ladies.
Right.
There are a lot of shitty men. I give you that.
Here's the thing
But,
about here's the thing about your bad behavior. You can justify it.
Thank you.
Right.
Yeah, it's
I
not.
appreciate that.
It's not unreasonable.
Yeah, I'm not just some homeless lunatic that's got severe mental problems.
No.
We all have problems.
You have a
but-
van.
Yeah,
Right.
I go to the gym. I shower. I clean my clothes. I'm not a
where,
dirty bum.
Where do you shower?
I belong to a gym.
In the gym.
Perfect.
Yeah.
And
what-
it's open all day, so you can go in whenever you want.
Exactly.
And you go to laundromat to wash your clothes?
Of course. I vacuum the van out. I spray clean it. Yeah, of
You
course.
do. You Febreze in there, I'm sure.
Yeah, of course, man.
Yeah. Where do you defecate? Shit.
If I find a bathroom or wherever, the gyms have it.
Right.
If I'm fishing out, they have bathrooms down at the marina.
You ever go in
bucket.
a, you ever
Yeah,
go in
you
a
know-
bucket?
No, ew. Oh, no,
No?
man.
Ever go in a bush or something?
If you had to go real bad in the past, yeah, I have.
Why not,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean,
Why
if it's late at night, if you're night fishing,
Right.
like if you're like at Smith Point Bridge, and there's a trail that goes down,
Mm-hmm.
and you go under the bridge and you fish here, but you can literally go sit in the overpass. And I know it's gross, but if you got to do what you got to
That's
do.
right.
There's no bathrooms around there.
That's the shitting area. They
You
call
have
it.
to.
Yeah.
You got no choice.
Yeah.
I hate
You know?
shitting outdoors.
It is. It's gross, but what the fuck can you
What
do?
are you going to do? You got to get it
You
out of
have to do it,
You
man.
You
have
bring
to.
paper with you? Like you
Yeah,
bring?
yeah. You have to.
You have to bring toilet paper.
What do you do with
Sure.
all the fish? Because you
I
seem
f-
like you fish a lot.
I either sell them or I flame and give them to friends.
It's nice.
Yeah.
That's
Do you
really
hate
nice.
not being able to store food in the van, or do you have a cooler?
I have a cooler, yeah. And one guy I traded for marijuana. He gives me bags of marijuana. I give him fish.
You trade fish,
Fish?
for weed. That's actually that's
now that's a barter system, huh?
yeah, yeah. Hey, what are you fishing
Right.
for?
So you have
fishing
to pay for
weed?
it. Yeah, exactly.
That's very old school. You
Yeah.
kind of
Yes.
you'll catch your own food
Hey,
and trade it for stuff.
barter
you want.
system.
In
System.
the, yeah, in
barter.
the ancient days when all the different cultures would pass through the Great Wall of China, they exchanged goods.
Right, and you've seen
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
big into the Great Wall
Since
of
the
China.
ancient times, the Roman Empire, they've been doing that shit.
So you went? Did you?
So-
Oh, you went to the Great Wall of China. Did you actually go to the wall itself?
I want to, but I hate to fly. But I would love to do that. Italy and Vegas.
Oh, you went to Indonesia.
Indonesia.
Oh,
yeah.
sorry,
I would
sorry.
love to go to Italy,
I thought you
China.
said you went to
and,
China, okay.
Yeah, and I would love to retire in San Diego. Never been there. My dad has, and he says it's got one of the most beautiful sunsets there. But
How close are you to retirement? Do you think?
nowhere's near it.
You want to retire to San Diego?
Either that or maybe Cape Cod.
Well, if you live in a van already,
Down by the river.
yeah. Why don't you just drive the van to Cape Cod now?
You
could.
Like
I
it's
could,
not
but,
like it
well,
would.
things
just,
are happening here now, so I'm not
That's
leaving.
true.
When it's time where I know I can, I will.
That's true. You got to be
If
around
I could,
show
God bless
business
them.
at the moment.
What's that?
You got to be around show business at the
Of
moment.
course, yeah,
so
yeah.
you have a manager. You're trying to capitalize on the show business aspect of this. What are your goals in the entertainment industry?
I'll grab any kind of work, like commercials, ad-libbing, boxing matches. I would love to have my own talk show, rock videos, anything.
Talk show now. Would you want to interview on a talk show?
It's endless, bro.
Yeah.
Like what kind of a talk show would you want to do? A monologue and then ask questions or sketches or like?
I want to do like what Carson would do when Rodney would come on and make him piss his fucking pants, shit like that.
Yeah, but except for you, it'd be you and Romeo.
Exactly.
that.
He's an everyman co-host. Romeo's a co-host. He's
Well,
not a
do
guest.
you want to
yeah.
hear me imitate the Iron Sheik?
More than anything.
That would be great.
I'd fuck his ass and make him humble. That fucking piece of shit, Hulk Hogan. He steal my coke. That fucking piece of shit. Fuck his ass and make him humble and break his back. Fuck you. I'm the one with the 10-inch cock.
That's great. That's really terrific. Yeah.
I studied
really
it
very
so
good.
much, man.
That's very
I
good.
used to imitate it
Who
5,
else
6
do you
years
do?
ago.
Who else do you do?
You do imitations, a lot of them.
Yeah, Joe Pesci I've done.
I mean, you got to hear Pesci. Because somebody else compared you to Pesci.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of one of the. Don Rickles was a fucking god in the industry.
What
man.
does Don Rickles sound
I
like?
don't. I can't imitate him. He's one of the few I can't. But
Can
he
you do
was like-
Pesci?
What does
he's a
Pesci sound like?
Yo,
What is-
Don Rickles is a psycho.
But what does
He's
Pesci
lovely.
sound
Yeah, what does
like?
Pesci sound like? You do sound like him naturally.
He thinks this is funny, huh? The fuck you looking at, you? You believe this prick? Hey, he asked me to christen his kid. I says, yeah, all right, you're 7,000. I charged them.
Yeah, that was good. I like that. That was good stuff. That was good stuff.
So you make your friends laugh.
Oh, I love making people. I people are coming up to bars saying I'm changing their life, and that's why I love my fans. I'll never charge them $1 for because the industry, I'm sure, will take care of that.
Sure.
I'm not going to charge my fans any money to ever meet me. You don't have to ask me for a photo. It's nonsense.
What if it's a convention?
What do you
That's
mean?
true. They have conventions where you go and people
You do-
pay to meet you.
Yeah, you stand at a convention, sit at a table.
Again,
different.
that's something that will be left up to the people that handle the business. That's not I.
Yeah, I
if
mean,
it-
I would talk to
if
your
it-
manager right now and say, like, let's charge for some pictures.
That's
and
up to him.
autographs, you know what
I
mean?
wouldn't, but that's up to him. As far as photos and all that shit, no, I'm not charging. If somebody throws one guy did this at the bar. He threw me $20, and I refused, and he goes, no. I says, all right, but other than that, I don't expect nothing.
You'll just take a picture because people want
I
to.
love it. Yeah, I love it,
fun.
man. And if I can inspire somebody that can get through what I went through, hell yeah, man.
Now
It makes you feel good,
I've heard
know?
you have a celebrity boxing match coming up in September
Yeah,
with
yeah.
the Hide Your Kids, Hide Your Wife guy from YouTube,
Right.
Antoine Dodson.
Yeah, I was just seeing the
Who
picture.
is
of him,
that?
actually.
He's the guy who says like, hide your kids, hide your wife.
He kind of looks like a heroin version of RuPaul.
You're already trash
That's what he
talking.
looks like.
Already trash talking. That's good stuff.
I'm just being honest. I'm not even trying to be rude.
You got to
That's
talk
what
people
I
into the
thought.
building.
Yeah,
I don't know
that's-
who he is.
You don't
I
know who
didn't
Hide
either.
Your Kids, Hide Your Wife is?
Look at him.
Yes.
Look at him.
Okay.
That's what he looks like.
Yeah,
So
you
now are
think
you-
you're going to kick the shit out of him, do you think?
I don't know if I'm allowed to reveal details. I just know I'm fighting him.
Can you fight? Have you fought?
I
in a while?
haven't ever taken boxing, but I mean, I could do pretty good for myself. Yeah, sure.
Are you training?
No, I don't need to train.
Is this a fixed fight?
No, I'm sure it's not a fixed fight. No,
ask Anthony. I don't know if I should.
No, it's not a fixed fight. It's a real fight. So, do you think you should train maybe a little bit?
Probably fixed. Yeah.
Duh. But WrestleMania is not fixed.
Okay, good. Okay. Okay.
Do you want to train a little
But,
bit?
oh my God, I just want to smack him for being so goddamn ugly. No
Yeah.
offense.
So who's scripted in there to win this one? Do we know yet?
You want me to spoil that? I
Could
can't
you?
spoil that?
Could you?
I mean,
I want to know.
Ask him.
Who's gonna win?
You'll have to see.
yeah.
Yeah, we'll have
go.
to
The
The
see. We'll have to
manager's
wait
being a
and find-
manager.
Right.
He's got to say.
You know, I would think that they'll probably script our friend here to win. I think Antoine is a little bit yesterday's news. Chris the Bagel Guy is today's news.
That's right.
I think the fix is in for Chris the Bagel Guy. That's what I think.
Where are you doing this fight? Is it Garden?
Where is it again, Anthony?
It's somebody's garden.
I think it's in Jersey.
It's in Atlantic
somewhere.
City.
Oh, it is in Atlantic.
Chris is giving you.
There you go.
He's giving you the information.
you want
At
me
the
to
bottom there.
Yeah, it's in Atlantic City.
So yeah, subscribe to us Facebook, blah blah blah, for all that stuff. Instagram, Chris Bagel Boss Morgan, and then, yeah, I'm fighting in Atlantic City, September 7th at the Showboat Hotel.
Oh, all right. It's a
And
legit
go-
place.
Yeah.
Go to @CelebrityBoxing1 on Instagram.
Oh,
for
Celebrity
more.
What's your
Boxing.
Instagram, Chris?
Oh, you wanna see this?
Yeah, no, I want to. You can plug it. You should plug it.
What do you mean plug it?
Say oh,
It doesn't have a plug to plug in.
Damn it, Sal! How you gonna plug it in?
I don't know, you do it. I don't know what you mean, man. I don't
yeah.
know what you-
It's hold on.
Read it.
Chris
I just
Bagel
did.
Boss
I did.
Morgan on Instagram.
Oh.
So people want to follow you. Chris
just read
Bagel
that.
Boss
Yeah.
Morgan.
Jimmy,
Chris,
just read it.
I know. I'm not saying I'm not a stupid asshole. I'm
No,
just
but you're
reiterating.
making him look stupid.
That's what he's saying.
You know,
This guy over here. This guy.
who are you on
He
YouTube?
nailed me again.
Whatever it says there.
It
Yeah.
doesn't say who's he on YouTube. Chris Bagel Boss Morgan.
On YouTube, just search Chris, real bagel boss. He'll pop up.
Real bagel boss.
Yeah.
Here's your thing, mister.
Now, let me ask you this, Chris. You're putting a lot of trust into this manager. How do you know that he's not, and no offense to your manager, of course, but how do you know, based on history, he's not another person who's going to take money from you?
Because first of all, we're in contract, and the last few days, the work they've put in.
I see.
There were things that he went out of his way above and beyond to, do things and all that kind of stuff that I didn't know, and then it constantly showing me the numbers that I trust these guys.
Yeah.
And plus the fact that things have been taken care of where I didn't have to go on my own wall, and it's just like, holy crap.
They're looking to
So,
make money with you,
of course,
not take
it's a
money
valuable investment, but
Yeah.
not everybody does. Nobody's ever done that. So I mean, listen, if nobody ever forks $1 out, that's sketchy. But
They're already spending
they've
money.
taගෙන very
They're
well
already
care of
proving
it.
that they're in this for the long
Oh
haul.
yeah.
Okay.
They're like the best I've ever seen. I trust.
I mean, what's it like to be on that list of the top viral stars, of the famous viral stars? You're going to be, I mean, you're Chocolate Rain over here.
I don't even know what to say, to be honest, but except thank all my fans and all the guys that did the work to put me on that platform.
How do you feel about all the negative response, though? A lot of
It
people
doesn't
making
affect me
fun
that-
of you.
I don't give a shit.
You don't.
care.
It
You
doesn't
don't care.
affect me that much anymore ever since I got hooked up with this opportunity.
Right, because you're making money.
Hello.
Cash
man, kiss
is
my
king.
motherfucking ass.
So how are you going to do a follow-up? Because people always want to follow up. They always want to go, all right, what do you got now for us? What do you got for us now?
Well-
So what are you going to do next?
Well, I'm always writing. I used to write like comedy songs and real songs like Weird Al, and so I could throw.
What's
in
a
some,
comedy song you wrote?
Oh, I wrote a bunch, but they were mostly sexually explicit. But one of them.
That's okay. That's fine.
The only thing I can remember, the one line is this: it was about instead of the Billy Joel Big Shot, it was about Obama. Why do you gotta be a big cock dick? Stuff like that. You
Not
know?
afraid to get political either.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
Or instead of, do you really want to hurt me from Boy
Culture
George?
Club.
Do you really want to rape me?
Okay,
But I
tough,
didn't keep
yeah.
the fucking songs. I had like 8 of them stapled, and I had them for years, and I threw them out. Had I known I was going to be here today, I would have kept the fucking.
What do you throw them out for?
It sat in my closet for years, and it just collected dust.
Maybe
Fuck
you
it, I threw
Did
it
you
away.
sing them or just write them?
I just wrote them.
Oh,
yeah,
I
I
think
didn't
an
record
audio.
them. No, they were all typed out, but I just fucking didn't keep them.
Let me ask you this.
You know, so-
How often do you find yourself falling into a fit of rage?
Not as much as I used to. Especially now, I don't even have the time, which is great because we're working.
But I mean,
And they pulled me away from that, which is like,
let's start with, starting from the Bagel Boss incident, as
Right.
we'll say, and before. How often is not as much? Are we talking about
like on and off, like not every day, but on and off.
a couple times
a
a week?
Yeah, but there,
Yeah,
were, but there were reasons why.
You're not
People
starting the problems.
No,
Never.
not at all. Like there'll be people that go up to your stuff at the marina and just touch your shit,
Right.
and it's like you didn't pay for this, and they wait to steal your shit.
You should get on Cameo. Sorry, Sam. You should
ahead.
get on Cameo.
Yes.
That's what you should do on
Yes.
Cameo.
They told me that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you got to do
you're
it
on top of
fast.
Right.
Have the
right,
fucking
right.
Bagel Boss guy yell at you on Cameo.
Yeah.
Or give a nice message.
Whatever you want.
Happy
Yeah.
birthday, you flat-titted idiot. You know,
Right,
whatever the
right.
fucking message would be.
Right, but that's just to his ex-wife. Now, what do you...
Are we allowed to tell jokes here? It's
bet.
just
We
jokes.
prefer
Just
it. No,
jokes.
whatever you want.
as long as it's just jokes?
It is not meant for race. It's just funny. Can I
Just
say it or
jokes.
no?
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not out to offend anybody.
But just
free
make a
form.
joke.
It's
Open
just
forum.
jokes.
Open forum.
I'm trying to think of the two, but okay. So, are you sure this is okay?
It's an open forum.
Okay. How are black people and slinkies alike?
Mm-hmm.
They're both useless, but they're fun to watch fall down the stairs.
Okay.
That's a rough one, Chris.
tough,
It's
yeah.
just a joke. I didn't make it up.
I
didn't
can't
ma-
say that I would agree with that one.
All right,
Yeah, you
all right.
should-
But it's not. You remember the truly tasteless jokes that came out in
Blanche
the 90s?
Knott, I
That's
think.
where I got it from. There were
Yeah.
books published on
You
it.
know
You
what?
love that joke.
This is hysterical.
Yeah,
It's
it's
not, you don't take
I
it
was just in a
seriously, you know.
documentary about this.
But I won't
books.
tell anymore.
But you don't,
yeah.
Chris, you don't want to
That's
do a lot of
fine,
racist
that's
stuff these days because
But look, so I've taken tons of short jokes, so fucking
Sure.
take it. Not you, meaning the public. But I won't mention it.
times have changed and people get really mad at that stuff now. and-
Everything bothers me. You
Right.
know, come on.
I mean, take this
It's
from a
like-
guy who gets into fights with store clerks a couple times a week over short jokes. I would think that you'd be sensitive to
Yeah,
the people who
like-
get bothered by things, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah, you should. Not
Fuck
the
'em though,
racist
right?
jokes have no place, but you don't want to. This day and age, people get in trouble for that stuff, and,
I know,
and you don't
I
want to
know.
shout yourself in the foot. You get all
Of
this
course
fame
not.
going on in this
Yeah,
career.
Especially close range.
Yeah.
Right. But it's everything's just joke and fun. It's nothing's meant to look. I don't turn into that kind of a person unless there's a reason.
Right.
I don't start shit with anybody unless
Well,
you
let me
fuck
ask you
with me.
this. What do you say to these people to kind of get on your case a little bit? And they would say, the people that would say, hey, Chris, if everyone's the problem, that means you're the problem.
Yeah, I know. Well, that's another method of what's called reverse psychology.
I see.
Now, you don't want people to get the wrong idea because you told a joke like that. So what would you say to people who said, hey, this guy's a racist or this guy is...
I'm not. I have black friends I hang out with at the marina. I'm not racist, for God's sakes.
I mean, come on.
I think of at least 7 that just popped in my head that I used to see every day when I was unemployed fishing there.
Right.
So your perception of that is bullshit, not you.
Yeah,
Whoever may
in
think
general,
that.
I'm asking you
Bullshit.
to say, yeah.
Right.
How much more real you want me to be?
Yeah, you don't want people to misinterpret a joke
Of
and say this
course.
is who this guy is.
And
Right.
if you still have a problem, I don't know what to tell you. It's called a scotoma. It's a block in your head that I can't change your thinking.
You know, it's
It's
interesting.
not my problem.
Right.
It does
know?
seem like a lot of times your philosophy is, here's my statement,
Right,
and if you would like to disagree or question it,
right.
you're an idiot.
No, not that they're an idiot,
I
but
see.
if they question it, that's fine. If I come across as ambiguous,
Right.
but if I'm telling you it's a joke and you still get mad, then you got a fucking problem.
You don't like when people judge you. Like, you don't mind if they disagree with you, but when someone starts judging you.
Yeah, like people will joke with me a lot, but and then it starts to get out of hand, and they don't say they're joking. I'm telling you I'm joking. If you still have a problem with it, that's not my problem. I'm not gonna sit here and try to convince. I got enough shit to worry about.
Hey, remember when Romeo
know?
was in there, just kind of dancing in the back
Yes.
of the alley like that? Troy, can you pull up the
He's
video?
about an inch taller than me. He's got the biggest fucking swagger I've ever seen.
I
in
thought you
my
were going to
life.
say cock.
He is fucking hilarious, man. Oh, that's why he's taking advantage of you. Did you see that at the end?
yeah.
Yo, he was fucking off.
Yeah, look at him. He's flipping. You love it.
You look tickled.
Well, watch. He's gonna go suck it. watch.
He likes that.
Romeo, I love this guy. Look, watch.
Oh, he's dancing.
Holy shit, this guy's great.
The other table full of people didn't seem entertained.
They didn't get it. They didn't get it.
I was so focused, I'm not even
That's
see
their
that.
problem,
Yeah.
right?
What's that?
That's their problem.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You look so happy
That was
when
so
he's around.
fucking funny, my guy.
Yeah.
Is that the same guy that did the fucking puppet video?
No,
oh,
no,
I
no.
didn't realize that.
No, that was Romeo. The puppet guy was Jose.
I couldn't see because he had a hat on. He was behind
Right,
the puppet.
Right. Yeah, we thought he was the same, but
No, he's
different.
not the same guy.
So what's next for Chris Morgan? Where can people keep up with
you
you?
play
Oh,
this with me?
he wants to see it again.
You love this.
Play
This
from the
is-
beginning. Play from the
From the beginning, Troy.
This is Jose. This is Chris's friend Jose.
Oh, wait, hold on. Stop.
Backstory.
Stop. Before you play this,
Yes.
he told me a story. Like, now he used to hang down there, and I didn't know him, but he knew me. He told me a story. I didn't know this. He goes, I had passed out in my car one day with a blunt hanging out, burning out of the window.
Right.
He goes, this is how he wanted to get to know me. He's like, the cops went by, looked at me, they looked at each other, went. He goes, that's crazy, motherfucker. He goes, that's something I would do. I'm like, are you serious? They didn't say nothing. It was burning. He goes, yeah, you fucking crazy fuck. But anyway, that's it.
So he basically saw you with you you're just sitting there
'Cause I
kind of
got
hanging
so-
your hand out of your house.
Yeah, they probably looked it up. I got like 20 tickets. And like, fucking, I'm tired of this shit.
Yeah.
I'm like, you're bullshit.
This guy.
Play,
And now
play,
here he
play,
is.
play.
Here he is leaning into your living room window, and he's got his Ernie puppet.
Play this shit.
Yeah.
I'm looking for pussy. Just because you're a tall motherfucker, you think your shit don't stink? If you want to know something, I can get pussy too. Look at me. I got a red nose. My name is Chucky and I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I love this motherfucker out there. What the fuck you laughing for? Is there any fish out there, motherfucker? Because I'm down to make soup.
This is how we live every day.
It's incredible.
Every day.
What
that's
a
how
party. What a party.
Fucking guy.
Now, did he write that or did he just improv that?
He's an improver.
Really?
Yo, you know what he did before this?
No.
He
Drugs?
whips out he'll put that's up.
Get out of jail?
Yeah. He pulls up and he'll just sit there and he whips out a megaphone and he was fucking with people.
What was he saying?
No.
It was, and then another friend of mine. There was a couple hot chick on the beach. I says, "Yo, go down there, roll the windows down, and blast porno music." And they started laughing. Another time, you know that many uses of the word "fuck." You know that?
Oh yeah.
You know that, right?
Oh yeah.
I'm like, blast that at the beach. People are like, one guy comes up and goes, "What radio station is that?" I says, "It's not a radio, it's fucking YouTube." They're loving it.
Yeah. Welcome to 2019, dickhead.
But we started pulling the most erratic shit down at that marina, like 2 weeks before we met Anthony and all them. This is how we were living. Every
You guys
fucking
like
day.
to go. It's
Laughing
like a
our
party
asses
everywhere. It's
off.
a party everywhere.
Yeah,
pretty much.
and there's a ton of my friends, tons of them doing wacky shit like this.
Highs and lows
Fucking
for you, huh?
We are back with more Best of Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Michael Rappaport on his way in. He's going to be at the Stress Factory in New Brunswick Friday through Sunday. I mean, that's that's legit stand-up.
That's six shows.
Yeah, that's for real. That's stand-up comedy.
Five shows.
Oh, so Friday through Sunday?
Friday through Sunday at the Stress Factory in New Jersey. It's actually the first time I've done that. The 5 shows in 3 nights.
Yeah,
You've headlined 2 sets in a night.
Yes, but I've never done boom, 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 boom.
It's great. I mean, it's great. Then the money comes at the end. You're like, that was fun. And, you get the if you want to try a joke, you get 5 shots at it.
Do you feel like you get respected? You get respect from the other stand-ups, or do they look at you like, oh, this famous guy actor wants to do stand-up all of a sudden?
Well, stand-ups in general, they could be haters, but I think for the most part they've been cool.
Mm-hmm.
There's a few clicky bitches. And I'm talking about the guys, but
Right.
I don't sweat them. I mean, I bust my ass in all facets of what I do. I respect the craft. I respect the medium. I'm working hard and I'm enjoying it, and I know where I'm at. I know where I want to go as a stand up, and I know that nothing comes easy because whether you're Will Smith or Joe Schmo off the street, you get in front of a crowd, and you could be the most famous person in the world. You got 5 minutes, and then you could get over being cute.
Can I ask you how long you've been doing it as stand-up?
Well, I started as a stand-up. When I was 19, that's what I started as in 1989. When I first went to Los Angeles, I started doing stand-up, and I did it for about 4 years. I worked at the Improv in Los Angeles, and I was around everybody, the Wayans brothers and Sandler and Seinfeld and Jay Leno, and I mean guys that didn't make it, and Robert Townsend, and just tons of different people. And then when I started acting, I stopped when I was about 23, 24. It was obviously the infamous retirement of '93 that everybody still talks about. And then I got back into it in December. A lot of people had been saying, you should do it. And I thought about doing it because when I was younger, I didn't understand. I was so young, and I didn't understand the craft of it and I was 19, 20, 21, and unless you're like one of these like stand-up savants, like Eddie Murphy was doing his best shit when he was
Jim
or
Norton.
Chappelle.
Right.
Chappelle was 15 and fucking doing.
I saw Chappelle when he was very young.
It's amazing when he was that
amazing.
young.
And I
My
do
mom
want to
would-
correct you, Ralph. A lot of the stuff that Jim did when he was very young, very bad, actually.
Okay,
Yeah, it
right.
really was.
Very
Yeah.
bad.
My
Yeah,
mom,
very
Not a
bad.
contributor.
My
No,
mom
not
ran a
good.
comedy club here in New York, and I got to see a lot of those people when I was like 13.
What club?
It was called Upstairs at Green Street. It was a like cabaret with comics and musicians. But I saw Seinfeld. I saw everybody. Think of Ray Romano and Chris Rock and all of them when I was like 13 because it was cheaper than a babysitter.
And when you're watching guys like that when you're coming up, I mean, like, because people forget, like, Michael's, he's been involved with the Improvs for a long time, his family. So it's not like you don't know comedy. You've been around it for a long, long time.
Oh yeah, and this whole notion of comedy, like I said, you get up there, you got to make shit happen. And
Being famous, sorry to interrupt you, is almost a disadvantage because they're paying a higher ticket price to see you. And a lot of times a guy will go in there
they
who's...
ain't paying a higher ticket price to see me, but no, but
they have expectations that they wouldn't have if they didn't know you.
Yes, and you gotta bring. I mean, stand up. The thing that I love about it is the immediacy, the good, the bad, and in between. There's no there's no excuses, and you can't blame the editor, you can't blame the director, you can't.
I've seen a lot of comics blame audiences, so I don't know.
Yeah, and you're talking to one of them. I love it.
That you can do. Some audiences are hotter than the others. Some are with you or more than others. But in general, you're responsible. You're there to make people laugh. It's like if you're an Uber driver, you're there to get somebody from one place to another. If you're a garbage man, you're there to remove garbage from the street. You're there to make people laugh. So yeah, some nights are better than the others, and some crowds may be more with you or not with you, or more sensitive, not sensitive. But you gotta. There's a responsibility, and you have to. It's on you to figure it out. So for me as an actor, you can't say, "Oh, well, they cut this scene out, or they use this take, or the other things where you're not in control." That's
you're
what I like
responsible
about it.
for it. Like at the end of the day, if the audience is bad, you should be a good enough comic to turn the audience.
Yes, you should be.
I don't know.
Sometimes it depends on why. Like if you're just bombing and they're like, I've bombed when they're quiet, and I'm like, it's me. They just like they didn't like me. Like, maybe they. But when they're talking, when you go up and there's a fucking bachelorette party yapping, or when somebody is heckling you and his table is laughing and you say something, the crowd's like, oh, that was. There are certain things you can't overcome because they're cunty, and then there's other things when you're bombing and the crowd is just watching you, not liking you. That's what I'll take the full.
You know what's funny is that Big J, my co-host on SDR, wants me to open for him. I've never done comedy before, and he just thinks it's a funny experiment to work a year on trying to create a set, and my first set ever is going to be opening for him somewhere.
Why not? I mean, we did that as staff for Opie and Anthony. We had our guys go up, and people who have never done stand-up to watch them try it is good.
Shit, that would be. I mean, that would be interesting.
You've also been talking shit forever, though.
I've been talking
like even
shit
when
forever.
you were an actor.
Yeah,
where most actors like
an
learned.
actor.
but like when you became an actor,
yeah,
you didn't decide to go like, you know what? I got to make sure I keep my friends.
I'm Marlon Brando. I don't speak. I take myself. So
he didn't have to speak. He punched paparazzi in the face.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I'm comfortable on stage, and I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm comfortable doing it. And like so I don't get like I don't really get nervous with that. I just try to do the best I can do.
Who is the most difficult fans to deal with? Because social media, you're a beast on social media. I think everybody knows by now, and you've created a lot of enemies on social media. You've gone off, but you go after like. You'll go after Ariana Grande. You'll go after like pop stars who all now have developed these like online armies that will swarm after you if you attack them. Who, in your experience,
from my shit talking,
from your shit talking, is
Ariana Grande's fans?
Worst.
They're the fucking. They're the fucking. When I said some stuff about Ariana Grande, I mean they.
What did you say about Ariana Grande?
I said something to the effect. I don't remember
something like her voice isn't up to snuff.
No, I said something with it. I said something about without the makeup, the hair pieces, and the high heel boots. My barista at Starbucks is better looking. It was more eloquent than that.
Yeah,
but that's what I love. That's what I mean about the shit talking. Like most actors, especially actors that are playing like a nice dad on a Netflix show, would go like, you know what? I want to make sure that my image as a nice dad is okay.
That's one thing that I feel like I'm losing respect for my fellow thespians.
Right.
These motherfuckers are the most gallow humor, self-centered, just sort of, self-important motherfuckers.
Do you think they lost respect for you because you called them thespians?
Nah. But they like actors are still like there's still a few that just like take themselves so seriously, and when they get in front of a camera, it's like, oh, I can't speak unless I'm in character. And I'm like, I know you, motherfucker. This is not how you really are. Not that I expect them to all be like me, but as far as the shit talking, the Ariana Grande fans,
was it the volume of it or the ruthlessness of it?
It was the volume and. It was the volume and the eclectic, worldwide attention from all over the world. And they would DM me in foreign languages, but be able to spell the curses, like fuck, asshole, but it would be like in Portuguese or Korean.
Did they know you or no? They just know this guy with a check by his name.
How dare you, who you are, and you saying this stuff, and it was.
Did you enjoy it, or did you go like, this is too much?
That one I didn't mind it because I was like, these guys they were so offended.
Yeah. Did you at her or you just said the statement?
I'm pretty sure I added her. I mean, adding, not adding. If you talk good shit, you're going viral,
Right.
Like, so I don't like. Sometimes I add people, sometimes I don't. It doesn't. There's no really technique in that. Like I believe if
I think adding is weirder to me. Like
it makes them. You want them to acknowledge.
You want them to acknowledge it.
I don't do it for the acknowledgement.
Yeah,
I do it for the pure sport,
Right.
and I don't. I'll say this: I don't think twice before I say something, whether it's on my podcast that people have got offended to, or on social media. They're really just instant, like it's like bleh, it's like a sneeze and it just comes out, and so I don't think like, oh well, this person's gonna get offended or this person might say that. I just say it.
Have people bothered you? Because we've all gotten shit blasted at us on social media. Are there people that say things that like actually get to you? Or anybody even famous, like when you're attacked by like a famous person, it's like, hey, wait, you also have a blue check.
If another comedian were to say
famous that you
something
respect
about you,
is the one that's
or
involved
whatever it
here.
is.
Yes. What's that?
Famous that you respect is different than famous.
Even if I didn't respect him, it would annoy me. Like if it was somebody in my field who attacked me.
We're supposed to be in the same fraternity, right?
Or if it was like, what the fuck are you? Like, I know your work, your shit. Like, has anybody gotten to you?
No famous. The only person that. It didn't bother me. I was just like, damn, what a bitch is LeBron James.
Okay.
Because so like he responded to one of his cohorts saying something to me, and he was like, whatever. But
what did you say then? What did he respond?
It's too much of a boring backstory. But I always fuck with LeBron James. Okay. And
he's never responded to you directly, but he responded to someone else who responded to you.
Exactly, and wanted somebody who in his world,
right.
in his world.
But isn't that nice to know? That even though LeBron James hasn't been responding, you know that you're getting to him. Like you know that he's aware.
He's
of
read
what's
it.
going
He's
on.
heard it.
One thing I know about celebrity and particularly sports, which is I talk a lot of shit about sports, and when people get offended about the sports thing, that to me is so dumb because I look at them like characters.
Mm-hmm.
They're like Marvel characters or like Game of Thrones or like Star Wars. Like Tom Brady, LeBron James, whoever you don't like, I don't give a fuck about the person. I'm talking about the person in the jersey. I don't care that you're a good person, and I'm sure you're a great father. I'm talking about you as a player on a team that I don't like.
That you root against.
That's it. It's a character. It's like literally like rooting for or against Darth Vader. The fact that people
How dare you?
Yeah, but people get so offended by that shit. That to me is crazy. But I know this because some people, like NBA people and NFL people, they'll contact me or I'll meet them in real life and they'll say, I saw this, I saw that, and they don't like it. Because in the NBA, if I say, let's just say I say LeBron James sucks, and I'm just throwing out a name, and Kyrie Irving likes it, then that puts like, oh, you like something against. People will scrutinize. Oh, Kyrie Irving likes something that Michael Rappaport said against LeBron James, so they see it all.
Yeah, totally.
They see
the same thing that Jim was just saying. Sorry about when someone in the same field as you acknowledges it, it hurts a lot more. It affects you a lot.
Yeah,
more.
you hate it more.
But is there anything better?
You've had comedians try to talk shit to you?
Not really comics I respect, and it's rare. I mean, but I'm just saying it's like one of those things when you hear it, you're like, ugh, fuck you. I've seen what you do. It's shit.
And even if it's not, it's like suck my fucking dick. Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
So I had a comedian, a writer guy say something, and I was on Twitter, who I know, who I text, and I was like, "Fuck you, blah blah." Like, you're talking to me on this shit?
Yeah.
About something I said about a third party. Like, who the fuck are you talking to?
Did he criticize you, or just did he disagree? Like, hey, I didn't like what you just said, or did he go like, hey, fuck it? Was he kind of
trying to correct me? But like about somebody, like I'm like, don't correct me. Fuck you. Like
right.
You could text me and correct
me. Text me and say,
or if you
he
think
did
this
it
person
online.
is cool and you don't agree, then say, yo, I actually know that. Don't tweet.
Don't do it publicly.
Don't fuck out of here. Fuck. Yeah. He was from Boston, so they do that shit sometimes.
You're talking about the sports world. Is there anything better than when an athlete or a team owner or somebody like that accidentally tweet from their burner account, or you know what I mean, and you realize like, oh my God, you just exposed that you have a burner account,
right.
that you're either talking shit about somebody else, or my favorite is when the athletes or their wives or whoever it is gets exposed,
or the moms,
and it's like, oh my, you're supporting the athlete through a burner account.
That's funny, but I mean, who in life really doesn't have a burner account at this point of social media?
Do you have one?
I don't. I don't have one.
Did you at one point?
I got something that's it's more sophisticated than a burner account.
It's Michael Schmappaport.
Yeah,
no
exactly. That guy.
You know who we love on the show? I think you're a giant fan of as much as we are. Our favorite musical act is they're a band called JD and the Straight Shot.
Oh, okay.
Awesome.
Yeah.
The lead
So
singer is
good.
James Dolan.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah, really
You guys
good.
love them, right?
Big
James-
JD and the Straight Shot.
Yeah, James.
Yeah.
Can you fucking be a billionaire blues guy?
It makes me so happy. The guy, because he brings such soul and such advanced lyrical expertise.
Authenticity.
But the soul is what it is, though, because it, I once never owned any buildings in New York, and then Daddy came and gave me the and it's like, you know, I always
feel his
dreamed
pain.
of,
You feel his pain.
yeah, I always dreamed of being an NBA owner, and then Daddy gave me a team. So yeah, James Dolan.
I was thinking that maybe we could watch the music video for Better Find a Church, because it might be great to get Michael's reaction.
Because he really is good in music videos. Like a lot of guys jump around
He
and
does
stuff.
music videos.
Oh yeah,
we've watched
as
all
he
of
should.
them. Yeah.
But either
should.
that or Glide. Which is a better video?
I mean, I feel like Better Find a Church has become our anthem. That's why I picked it. But Glide is also great.
because Glide, he smiles a lot, and his hands are where they belong. Like he looks good in a video. Like I know you don't
I've
like
never seen this.
Okay,
Well, what do you want? A church
Let's-
or do you want a ski slope?
I'll let you guys take the
Travis, where's Travis? God
Take me
damn it,
down
he
this
killed
road.
himself.
Yeah. We need
James Dolan
to.
and the Straight
You know
Shots.
what, Troy? You've been on board with all this. Do you pick Glide or Better Find a Church?
Better Find a Church is the hit.
It's
Better
our
Find a
anthem on the
Church.
show.
Yeah, and it's a
Okay.
well-produced video.
Okay, and
Okay.
then at some point, we'll have you do Glide as
A
well. 'cause
little
I'm
it's
bit.
so
surprised he
great.
doesn't have a song called "Better Find a Garden." He's
He's very good though, but his lyrics, he writes the lyrics. They're so good. He's a really brilliant
Well, the pain,
lyricist.
you know, like he exudes pain, and like when you think of blues, it's like Albert King, BB King, fucking James Dolan. Like it's
Absolutely.
like, you know. So
Yeah.
yeah, I get it.
He's
Yeah.
a bluesman.
Check
a
this out.
bluesman. Yo, I can't fucking
Well, his hands are in his pockets. That's the way.
believe this shit.
Hands
What
are
do
in
you
the
mean?
pockets.
What can't you believe?
Look at this fucking guy, James Dolan.
You don't like his hands?
Yo, look at his hat.
It's great. He's a bluesman.
Oh my
He's a
God.
bluesman.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's one of the great bluesmen.
He's a bluesman.
One of the great bluesmen.
I think so.
Look
no?
at this fucking guy.
Look, he's got his
shirt
natural
unbuttoned.
his natural hair color and his eyebrows
Yeah,
and beard.
yeah. He
Absolutely.
doesn't look like a gnome. Like so he doesn't look like something from Game of Thrones. No, he doesn't.
Hands in the pockets, relax,
Yeah.
just belting it out in the
Just
church.
feels totally comfortable in front of camera.
Yeah, I don't think he used a Sharpie to color his
No,
eyebrows.
no. His beard is that color.
Yeah, I think so.
You really believe they just were hanging out in this church and they just decided to
found
write
it.
a song
They just
together?
decided to sing.
Yeah,
It happened.
Really, it seems authentic.
It came.
Wow. You know, these other three people in his band are probably like lifelong struggling musicians.
they're
and
miserable.
Like, and they're like, I got to work with this
Yeah.
fucking clown.
They're getting paid.
I went
bet
to
you-
They're getting
Juilliard,
paid
for
a
God's
lot.
sakes.
Good for them.
But can you imagine just showing up and having the lyrics brought to you and going, I get to play music to these lyrics?
Well, let's listen to some of the lyrics.
Yeah.
Jesus, he looks so goddamn uncomfortable.
Damn. Yo, this shit is. I never saw this, and my feelings about the Knicks and James Dolan's are so frustrating. They should. This is crazy to me.
Can you
What
put
do
a
you
little
mean?
bit of Glide, just the video?
I should do a little Glide. We've seen Better
Because
Find a
I'm
Church.
missing out.
Mike, you got a negative vibe on James Dolan. I don't like it. Glide has a nice outdoorsy feel.
Yeah, that was weird that you didn't like that one, Michael. You'll
I know.
like Glide.
I'm not getting it.
This
the,
is
the
weird.
blues side, I get it, but the outdoor, the fun side, for Pete's
Right.
sake.
Yeah, the happiness.
This is the Jim Dolan I like.
yeah.
JD and the Straight Shot.
It's good stuff, actually.
Yeah, the outdoors they're on
They're on the ski slopes.
Yeah.
He probably owns a mountain. Oh my goodness gracious!
What?
Look at this fucking guy,
But
man.
he said glide, and he moved his hand in a
I
gliding
get it.
way.
I didn't know what he meant until he did that.
"Holy shit!"
Look at his natural teeth.
And he's just smiling. Yeah, and in those teeth, yeah, they
Same color as the
But
glistening
you
They're
snow.
know-
frolicking in the
What it is
snow.
that they're just having fun.
They're having fun.
It's just a day. It's just an afternoon out in the sun.
Wait until the verse kicks in.
Yeah. Look at him standing there.
Who comes up with the concept for this video? What's the
I'm
point
sure
of
it's
this
all
video?
him. It's all him.
Him. It's James.
What
That
a
big
fucking
fucking
snow
clown.
angels.
Snow angels.
That's fun.
James fucking Dolan. All
here it
his
comes,
teeth
here it
are the
comes.
same. And now they're in a club just jamming.
Huh? Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't like the ears, your ears are fucking broken.
Yeah.
All his teeth are the same length, which means they're always natural.
That's right.
Can I ask how many views does this video actually have?
I mean,
whatever it is, only 4 of them are not from this show.
Yeah. I'd say 98,000 are from us.
We're obsessed. 44,000.
Look at the snow dogs.
JD and the straight shots.
Are you enjoying them?
You a fan?
Oh man, I'm blown away by this shit.
You know they got to open for the Eagles in a building that James Dolan owns.
Right. I'm sure the Eagles requested them.
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, of course we want JD and the straight shot to open for us.
Who else would it be?
And a lot of people came just to see JD and the straight shot.
The place emptied out.
Emptied out immediately.
Yeah, as soon as they started Hotel California, people were like,
we've
saw
heard
it.
this. Boom.
Yeah.
The truth is everyone just stayed for Glide. That's
We
why
got
they
what
were
we
there.
wanted.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Hey Eagles, you better find a church.
That's right.
That poor girl having to make eye contact with James Dolan.
We theorized too. When you watch the videos, she's amazing and she's sexy. She looks him in the eye and like there's a weird flirt going on, like where she's convincing him, "I love you and you're owning me." Like it's amazing how good she is.
We're connecting.
We're
musically.
connecting musically
about the blues.
As long as those checks clear, we're connecting
clear
on
those
a
fucking
musical
checks.
level. Keep
That's
clearing
crazy.
those checks.
I didn't even know these shits existed, man.
We spent a lot of hours watching.
His stage presence when like the on stage stuff. I mean, you just feel it. Like he seems comfortable up on stage.
Yeah.
And he just feels like he was meant to be there. And I don't feel like he ever had to cut any corners to get this band.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Because there's one
Juke joints, like probably like little gigs in Alabama, like playing the blues circuit.
The blues circuit.
You know, by the way, this is what your weekend is going to be. After every Stress Factory show, you're going to go back to the hotel and you're going to go on a loop and you're going to hate watch these. You have to watch the one. What's the video that he does? We want to
Ballyhoo?
Ballyhoo.
Watch
There's
Ballyhoo.
a live version of Ballyhoo.
Oh, thank you for this.
He rolls
Yes.
the sleeves up. You're going to go crazy.
I love that you quantify it. Make sure it's the live version.
The live version is
It's-
better.
it's the
Yes,
best.
yeah. And
I feel like you got like 4 to 5 podcasts in you just dedicated to all the content. As a matter of fact, if you want to come back and just do a day with us,
on James Dolan.
It's
we'll
all
do a
we'll
James.
talk
We
about.
will honestly do a James Dolan
JD
day.
in the straight shot. Do you think anyone calls him JD?
I would.
The straight shots do.
Yep.
Sam Roberts.
I don't want to put you on the spot,
Sure.
but I was told. I haven't spoken to him. Travis told me that Hot Dog. He came in hot.
Did he?
Yeah, he came in hot.
Sometimes he does.
Yeah, sometimes Hot Dog comes in hot. He argues. We've had 2 real arguments from Hot Dog. One, arguments, discussions, whatever.
Sure.
One was with you and him, and that was kind of
Trump.
about Trump, and that was kind of on the fly. Then we did the Great Debato, which Hot Dog lost big time.
I think so.
Yeah, he very much lost. And if you look, congratulations again, Rob. And if you look at what's happened to Beto since, he's performed about as well as What Dog did in the Great Debato.
Yeah, Beto's had a rough time.
Yes. You bummed out about that, Hot Dog?
I was never a Beto fan.
You were debating for him.
For the sport.
Oh, I see.
So now, what is today's issue?
Yeah.
Well, I was listening yesterday to the show, as I always do.
As you should.
My
Yeah.
guy.
Thank you.
And I
Look at that chain, huh? Look at that. Hot Dog wants the world to know he's doing quite well for himself.
H&M
Showing off those
$5.
muscles.
Yeah, he's
Nice.
showing. You working on the biceps?
Forearms. I got small forearms, so I'm working on that.
No,
Not anymore.
not at all.
Yeah, they're a little skinny.
Looking good.
Your forearms like a wasp.
But so what were you saying, Hot Dog?
That's gonna that doesn't help with my self-confidence.
They got those skinny little arms, you know?
Always fucking moving honey around.
So small and scrawny.
Oh, that doesn't help.
If you have skinny forearms, one thing that you do, if you work out your biceps and not your forearms, that's really, it's going to do well. It's not going to make your forearms look even skinnier. or
Forearms
anything
are
like
hard
that.
too. It's hard to work them
I
out.
know.
It's hard to get movement on forearms.
Yeah. You got to pull.
Yeah, and then you start sweating. And
You do these things where you put the fucking little weight on your thing and just do that and then go down like that. There's not.
Yeah, but then you get uncomfortable.
Well, yes, yeah, but it's uncomfortable. But you can build them up. But it's hard to get forearms.
You know what's good for forearm strength? Grip.
Grip is.
Grip.
Those pressure ball things.
Or if you do, when you're doing pull-ups or whatnot.
I stopped doing pull-ups because my fucking elbow was so bad. I gave myself a few months away.
Good.
I
Treat
miss-
yourself right.
No, I miss
Health
them.
first.
I miss them though. They make you feel strong.
I have a medicine ball at home. I have a pull-up bar. I have a bunch of stuff. And
What is this, 1950?
Yeah, it's funny.
Just throw
Do 20 jumping jacks.
Yeah.
You know what Hot Dog told me too? He works out at home, but he doesn't like to work out to the point that he sweats because he doesn't like to change his clothes after.
Yeah, it's probably defeating the purpose. Why don't you go to a gym? They get like $10 a month in some gyms.
I'm whatever. I don't feel comfortable working out
in front of people.
Yeah,
That's
why?
I mean, the gym, you could be. Trust me. Once Jim said it 100 times. When you see somebody that's embarrassing to look at working out, but they're doing it at the gym, everybody at the gym just goes, good for them.
Respects them. No one, like when we see big fat guys at the gym, people never laugh at big fat people, and everyone's like, good for you. This is where you belong. Good.
Dude,
it's good for you.
I go to a strongman gym. You think there's a lot of people at the strongman gym that look like me?
The WWE wrestlers and stuff?
No, strongmen. Like, strongman's a sport.
But they'll look at a guy like Sam and go, all right, well,
He
he's
thought
here.
you meant literal
I meant they look like them is what I'm saying.
Is Undertaker there? Okay, whatever. Whatever.
You
Never
belong in
mind.
a gym, though. People always happy to see anybody in a gym.
True.
Old people.
Yep.
You see old guys, right? The trainer's just walking them, and they're just walking. You're like, yeah, he's recovering from a stroke. Or anybody in the gym gets respected by most people in the gym.
Especially if they see any kind of improvement or hard work.
There's a guy I know who owns a comedy club, and he goes in there with a friend of his. And they work out, and I've watched this guy lose like 25 pounds. It's like, you want people to notice you look good.
Yeah.
There's people I don't even know. I've told they look good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've seen them over the course of a year. I'm like, holy fuck.
You go like, damn, daddy?
Yeah, I'll say that. Damn, daddy look good.
Okay.
I say it like that.
That's creepy, man. That's not, I wouldn't go to that gym anymore.
Yeah. It's a really nice moment in the steam room. So what is it? We're running out of show here. I apologize.
Yeah, get off your chest.
No. I mean, I was listening yesterday, and then I was hearing the conversation you had with that one caller. And
what was the caller?
Over the Trump stuff with the 4 congresswomen and his comments.
The squad?
The squad.
Yeah.
And you're still at the point where you don't think Trump is a racist, and I'm so frustrated listening to that.
Don't be. I'm not invested enough in not believing he's a racist to defend it to the death. Like, when I say I don't care, I don't mean I don't care if there's a racist president. I mean, I don't have a personal investment on who he is as a man. Like, I'm not like, no, he's not. I'm just, it's something that people commonly say. And when you look at the dumb shit he said or the ill-advised stuff he said about so many people, he's fired out awful remarks about John McCain. He fired out remarks about how stupid I think he's Muslim, the mayor of London was, or who the ambassador to London was, like Merkel in Germany. He fucking fires out ill-advised comments, or maybe not even ill-advised, about everyone. So when he says something like, go back, that's a schoolyard thing to say. Even if they were all white, it doesn't matter. If there was no racial component, I would still say, what a dumb thing.
He wouldn't have said that if they were all white, though.
You're probably right.
Yeah.
He probably wouldn't have.
And
but then again, how many white ones are from other countries, too? I think the fact that she was from Somalia, he was talking about her, and he was just it was stupid to say about other people. And there's not a black guy that hears that doesn't think he's a racist for saying it.
You get judged by how you respond to criticism.
Absolutely, 100%. Yes.
What he said about McCain makes him really not fucking patriotic at all. When he says, "I don't respect,"
guys who get caught.
I respect winners.
Yeah, and if your go-to for like criticizing from some congresswomen is go back to your countries and then come back and whatever, that tells me that the first thing you go to is race and whatever the fuck.
Or the obvious thing that wins you in the moment, as you see yourself winning in the moment. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that's what I think the way his mind works. I think he looks to. He doesn't like. He grabs like whatever the moment is, whatever he thinks will win him that moment. Just grab it. Like I think that's what he does.
Right.
And in this one, it's a racial component to it. And by the way, Omar, I can't stand her. I think what he said about her was dumb. But, she doesn't make her own cause any more likable by saying things like some people did some things about 9/11, and then people say she's an Al-Qaeda sympathizer, which I don't think she is. But what do you expect people to think when you describe 9/11 like salt? You know what I mean? It'd be like if somebody raped a woman and you said a couple of boys got carried away.
Here's the difference right now, though. You really caught up on this whole Omar comment on 9/11.
Sure.
And you're saying, fuck her for saying this. But for Trump, any single thing that comes... You find a way somehow to go, well, this isn't what he was thinking. I don't think this is... I think he meant to like
I also
this.
did that for her.
I know.
So I was trying to interrupt you. I just said to her, I don't think she's an Al-Qaeda sympathizer.
No.
But I did...
And if you look it up, that quote was taken out of context.
Okay, but I did say that. I didn't say she sympathized with Al-Qaeda. I said I don't think she's
No, yeah, I'm
sympathize.
talking about the 9/11 remark where she said when she did it in a passe way.
So you're not so invested in the fact that you're not sitting here declaring Trump is no racist. You're saying if you go by the rules of the court, innocent until proven guilty, you don't think that this statement proves beyond a reasonable doubt that Trump is
I don't think
a
Trump
racist.
dislikes black people. I think Trump, and I've said this, is the kind of racial racism or the kind of old man racism that Donald Sterling had, where you don't see yourself as being that way. Like there's guys that know they don't like blacks. There's guys that know they don't like Jews. There's people who know who they don't like. I don't think Trump feels that way. I don't think he looks at blacks and goes, I don't like Mexicans.
I don't think he hates them. I think he looks down on them.
He might.
And I don't think that's fit for the highest office in the land.
I mean, I mean, how do you think Bush felt? Everyone looks down.
I don't think Bush was a racist.
I think everybody in that position looks down on somebody, and I'm not excusing his racism. I'm saying I don't have any higher expectation for those guys. I don't have any higher expectations that they're any morally better than anybody else.
The last maybe 5 or 6 presidents, Republican or Democrat, I could confidently say I don't think they're racist, even though there are people in the liberal side of the party, like the extremists, who would go, "Oh, this Bush hates black people. Bush does this," or Bush
Kanye said that.
Yeah, or Reagan was this and that.
You don't think Reagan was racist?
No, I think I don't think I'm a crazy liberal. I think I'm moderate enough to be like, all right, this is what it is.
Who do you think was the last racist president?
Probably Nixon, maybe.
Why was he
Why do
racist?
you think Nixon was racist?
I mean, wasn't he caught on tape saying some racist shit?
Probably, right?
Yeah.
You're just saying, like, you look at him, he's like probably racist.
He caught on tape, saying he actually taped it. I mean, he caught himself, and he was with Jews. He was talking about kissing me Jews. He badmouthed everybody, kind of.
Yeah.
So I'm not the guy who's like, I don't want to sound like every other person who like Boy Who Cried Wolf and be like, oh my God, this guy's racist. But when I see this one guy, this one president that we have right now, and I actually, just because I did ask to be on air, I have a whole list of examples.
Okay.
Of things that
and to be fair, we didn't know until you came in, so Jim isn't
but I don't even need
studied
to
up
prepare.
on
Like I
this
said,
stuff.
I'm not invested enough in it. Like I'm not living and dying by the fact. Like if it came out all of a sudden, there's fucking audio of him dropping the M-bomb, I wouldn't maybe go, oh, but I was right.
You're not invested, but anytime something comes up on air and someone mentions, oh, this might be it, you automatically go. You try to see, not that you're defending him, but you try to see it in a way that well, maybe he wasn't like this. I don't think he was thinking this. I don't think he hates them. I think it was like more like reactionary. When it is what it is, you should call a spade a spade.
Because the reason I do
Can't say that.
is because in this culture especially, all we do is immediately pin somebody with that label.
Right.
Like people are saying he's racist because he wants to fix the Mexican border.
That's wrong.
But none of them are saying, you know what, there are a lot of problems coming. Like you're either a racist or you're not a racist. And I'm tired of that word being used every time there's any type of racial component, even though sometimes it's right.
Right. But the proper reaction isn't to automatically go, nothing's racist.
I don't believe nothing's racist at all.
I need to hear Trump to say the N-word, or I need Trump to say whatever in order to say he's racist. There's enough evidence, and I don't think one example is enough to be like, this is like he's racist.
What's an example of him being racist?
Or not one example isn't going to prove he's racist.
No, but I'm saying I'm not saying the only one.
What's your racist list?
Racist list. All right. Trump's real estate company tried to avoid renting apartments to African Americans in the 1970s and gave preferential treatment to whites, according to the federal government.
Let me ask you. Now that definitely is illegal and shitty to do.
Racist.
Was that him personally, or was that him?
Trump and his father.
So, do you think that he said, "Don't rent to blacks," or were they going over? And again, I'm asking this: Are they going over economic stuff and going, "All right, well, these guys have more money and pay the bills, and these guys don't"? Not even looking at that. And then all of a sudden, it's like he hasn't rented to a black guy in 6 months. Oh well, I don't. Again,
didn't they separate the applications by race?
Yeah.
Did they?
Yeah.
Okay, but
they got a whole
that's
thing
racist.
for this.
And again, one thing doesn't mean you're racist.
But you brought up his dad, and if we've learned anything, it is taught in the home.
That is true.
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right. Well, if he did that, that's racist.
1989, Trump took out. This is the Central Park Five. You guys already know about this.
Yeah.
But as late as October 2016, more than 10 years after DNA evidence had exonerated them, he still refuses to admit that.
I do not believe that's racism. I think that that's his stubbornness, and he's also and a lot of people do believe. Why would you confess to something you didn't do? Like that's where his mind is at with that. I don't think that's a racist thing. I think he doesn't want to admit that he was wrong.
Right.
I think that's about being. That's again about being stubborn and dug in, and not. Nope. Like you'll never get him to bend.
All right.
Somebody should get him a Netflix subscription. There's all kinds of false confessions. Oh, they have 2 seasons of false confessions.
Yes, there are. But I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, absolutely.
His
a lot
argument was, well, why would you confess to something you didn't do?
And that's what all the lawyers in that case say, that like, these kids, they got convinced that because they were innocent, that would prevail over everything.
Which makes sense.
Of course, but realistically and according to the law, they didn't realize that false confessions are about the toughest thing to walk out of. A confession is way better than like an eyewitness, for example.
Because we don't, you know what it is? Because every one of us, as a person, can't picture ourselves doing it.
Right.
Like you can't picture yourself ever going, yeah, I raped her and murdered her when I didn't. Like, or beat her up when I didn't. So it's kind of hard for most people to fathom. So I think that's what his thing is with that.
But he just can't. He can't accept fault, and he can't just go along with like everyone thought that at some time.
Sure.
Why not just go with the public sentiment? It's not controversial.
He's stubborn.
But he's also, a lot of the cops who are involved in that case are standing by what they did. And Colin said he watched interviews. I haven't seen the interviews, so I can't comment on them. On things that the cops who were involved said that the documentary got wrong. I haven't seen the interviews, so I don't know.
You mean the series?
I'm sorry, the series, yeah. So again, I still think that they did not do it, and I think that they got the guy who did it, who said he did it alone.
And the DNA match.
But yeah, and then DNA match. I absolutely don't think they did it.
I'll just put these two together. The whole 2016, starting the campaign with the people that are coming here aren't the best people. Most of them are rapists, and some I assume are good people.
Yeah. Is he talking about people who come here or people who come illegally over the border, sneak over the border?
He's talking about illegally.
I think he was talking about illegally.
But statistically, that doesn't
It's probably
match
wrong.
up.
Yeah, it's probably wrong.
Fear mongering, but whatever. Then 2015, Trump called for a total complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
Again, what he said was he said something he shouldn't have said. But didn't Obama have the same 7 countries that there was some kind of a travel restrictions on?
Right.
I believe Obama did. He just didn't say it. Again,
he didn't say the term Muslim.
He didn't use. He would never say Muslim. And to me, that was a flaw of Obama. He never said that there was a religious component to why they were doing what they were doing, even though they were saying it.
Yeah, that's fair.
So Trump at least said it, and people were so used to Obama avoiding it that Trump oversaid it. I think he oversaid it to prove he would say it instead of just using it balanced. So when he said those countries, he was pretty much doing maybe a little bit more than Obama did with it. But Obama, I think, was also, I mean, he was not soft on that stuff as people thought he was. I mean, he had the same, I believe, restrictions, or maybe the same countries.
What Snopes says here that Troy has opened up, it's like 50-50.
He didn't ban Muslims, but he had restrictions on those countries.
But the focus,
I'm glad
on Muslims.
I'm glad that you came in and researched, Hot Dog.
Right.
Look, Troy has Snopes open.
What? I'm just
they didn't stop them entirely. It was affected a single type of visa from a single country, and not all entry from several countries. So there was something. Again, he was a milder version of what Trump did, but he was aware of that issue, and come on. I mean, he was on top of it as much as he could be.
Let's see. Trump calling for less immigration from Haiti and Africa and more from Norway. The whole shithole country remark. The shithole country remark, I don't have a problem with.
Sure.
It's asking for more immigrants from one country than the other. If they all qualify to be here,
sure,
it shouldn't matter what country they should.
Yeah, that's a
stupid
thing to say.
Stupid. All right.
Yeah.
So we're not at the racist.
No. But I'm saying that's a dumb thing. It's a dumb thing to say. I don't want Haitian or African. Maybe there is a racial component to it that he's not even aware of.
He has retweeted white nationalists in the past.
Did he know they were? Like, there was one he
might have been on accident.
That was a fake. He retweeted some kind of a fake video too, where it looked like there was which was, again, it was a racist video, but it was fake, like where he thought that a white guy was being abused or by a Muslim or something, but he wasn't.
Well, the handle on one of them said white genocide.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's still
That's
there.
tough.
I clicked on it this morning.
Did he really see that? Did he really? What a dope.
That's tough.
Just Donald Trump Twitter white genocide.
Where is that?
And it's still there.
I would, yeah, because he can't delete stuff.
Yeah.
He can't delete his tweet. I want to see that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I want to see it.
Looking it up.
That's tough because I mean there's a lot of racial connotations in that Twitter name.
No, that's not it. There's a retweet. White genocide.
Trump tweet. White nationalists booted from.
I could maybe send you the link.
Yeah. I would just want to see where that hashtag is.
All right. Well, we can keep going. The whole Obama wasn't born here; he was born in Kenya.
The birther deal,
which was a dumb. It was a strategy. I believe again, Hillary is the one who started that. I believe she's the first one to say it, but he ran with it.
I think that is right. Trump just buckled down.
Trump doubled down on it, but I believe she's the one who said that first.
We went over this last time we were talking about it, and a caller actually corrected you on it. Hillary didn't start it. I forgot what the exact details were on it. You can look it up. But Hillary did not start that. She kind of did flame it up a little bit. Or she didn't deny or whatnot. But to double down on it and make that your whole...
Sure.
That was his entering politics. That was it. And to this day, doesn't take it back. And
he said Obama was born
here. The whole thing was a strategy to make Obama show his birth certificate. It was dumb, and it was like everybody knew Obama was from here. But it was one of those things where
was it dumb or was it racist?
Not racist. It was just about being right, and it was the thing he could get Obama on. It was almost like.
But there is a thing where when he's going for things that he can get people on, if he can get them on not being from here, or he can get them from not. It seems like people of color, he gets them on that.
Maybe.
This isn't, when you look at the Obama thing, when you look at the squad thing, like there are multiple examples of him going, oh, I can get them on the fact that they're not like us.
Yeah, but he can't come out and say he was wrong. To say go back to your country, like someone's like, you didn't see, said go back to where you're from, but the countries was before that. We all know.
Last night when they were chanting "Send her back," and he was just smiling.
Yeah, again,
he was looking satisfied.
Chant. Yeah,
he was looking satisfied.
Stupid. Yeah, he was very satisfied.
He was satisfied. Hot dog. I'll give you that.
It's not like she came here last year. She's been here since she was 10.
Yeah, look, she got elected. I mean, she's legit.
She's a citizen.
Yeah,
and also the other three were born here.
Mm-hmm.
They're Americans.
Yeah,
they're all 4 Americans.
There was a Mexican judge that was looking over.
I remember that one.
Yeah, he was looking over some Trump University case, and he said he might be biased because of his heritage.
So what? He's probably right. To say that, to assume that. How many people? There's hip hop concerts charging more to white patrons than black patrons. That was recently a hip hop festival was doing that. Let's not pretend that we don't all look into, hey, that person might be biased because. How many times are white people accused of being biased because they're white? Well, that's your white privilege or that's your white thought. So if Trump says, hey, this guy might be looking into this different because he's Mexican, that's a fairly human thing.
Oh, he was an American. He was just of Mexican heritage. Okay, and even if he was a Mexican, he's a judge. You shouldn't just go, this guy's biased because
that's true. He is a judge. That's
dumb thing to say. Absolutely a dumb thing to say. But let's not pretend that we don't all think that about other people.
That's like when Chris Darden in the OJ case said that black jurors couldn't hear the N-word because it would make them too emotional. And then Johnny Cochran went to town on him, saying, what do you think, that black people can't understand words, can't handle
So you think because of someone's heritage, someone shouldn't, they might be biased on a certain case?
No, what I'm saying is we all have that thought. I'm not saying it's a right thought or a polite thought or a wise thing for a president to say. But you can't act like it's a foreign thought that none of us have.
More Best Of. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts on the way.
Hey, how's it going? It's Regan from SiriusXM's Alt Rock channel, Alt Nation. Now you've got even more of what you love with over 100 commercial-free extra channels online and on the app. Workout channels, channels for parties, or just chilling out. There's even mashup channels of our favorite SiriusXM music channels. And it's all included with your SiriusXM subscription. Just create a username and password and you're ready to go. Learn more at SiriusXM.com/more.
Paid non-attorney spokesperson. Janelle & Associates Law Firm with principal office in Houston, Texas is responsible for the content of this ad. Attention all active or retired.
LASIK Plus. Now, for a limited time only, LASIK Plus can help fix your vision for only $250 per eye. With over 1.5 million procedures performed, LASIK Plus will recommend the best treatment for your nearsightedness, farsightedness, or astigmatism for our lowest price ever, $250. For more details about this amazing $250 offer, simply call 844-343-2020 or visit LASIK250.com to schedule your free LASIK exam. That's 844-343-2020 or visit LASIK250.com. LASIK Plus, you won't believe your eyes, or our amazing $250 LASIK special. Results may vary. Restrictions apply. See details at LASIK250.com.
We are back with more Best Of. Jim Norton and Sam Roberts.
Marina Franklin is here.
Hi, Marina.
Hi, everyone.
Marina Franklin of her
Good
new
morning,
special.
Or good afternoon.
Available. It is still the morning.
Is it still morning?
9 o'clock. Bree.
It was a few hours before the afternoon. Yeah. Single Black Female, the new special, will be available July 23rd, all over the place. iTunes,
nice.
Amazon Prime, Comcast, Spectrum, Dish, Google, everywhere.
Go to my
everywhere.
website, marinafranklin.com, and it's easy that way. You'll get all those options.
It's
Where'd you get
amazing.
it?
I
Where'd
was
you tape
there.
it?
I taped it in Chicago at the Vic Theater, the historic Vic Theater.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it was historical at the time, but I found out
It's
afterwards.
because you've
so-
never worked the theater.
Hmm?
I said you never worked that theater.
Oh, you mumbled
That's
hatred?
not what you
Is
said.
that what
I
you
said
did?
you didn't work that
He
theater.
mumbled some hate.
No,
Marina,
I
we're
was
really-
at the
Because you
tape.
never worked it.
I was at the taping. It was amazing.
We're very glad that.
Not at the taping.
Okay.
Ew, Voss. He's trying to be supportive, like talking up. Good for you. Call him out of that shit. It is believable, though, on a Saturday he'd be available to go to Chicago and watch a taping.
I was doing an early show in Chicago. Oh, boy.
Well, I call it like the wedding I never had.
the special?
Yes.
Because you got to plan it.
Well, because it's home, it's in Chicago,
Mhm.
it's a homecoming, and all my family was there, my friends are all there, and
Do you like that when you're doing a gig for
no,
family and
not
friends?
at all, not ever.
No.
But this actually worked out, and it was surprisingly good. You know, to have everyone there and support me. And I've never been married. They've all asked me to get married. It never happened.
Right.
So they could all come to this place and pretend.
And taping a special in a theater is probably the optimal place to have your family and friends go see you.
Yeah.
Like, because then it's like,
absolutely.
look at what a big deal it is, what I'm doing.
Yeah, they think it's a big deal.
Right.
So good
Did you
for
do
them.
Did you do 2 shows or 1?
I did 2 shows.
Yeah.
Yes, because it's best that way.
Yeah, you mix and match them.
If you mess,
No, I only
Remember
I
you
could
walking
only do
Voss
1.
through filming a special.
I only did 1 because I
you only
couldn't.
did 1?
Because it was at an NA convention, and you
They can't do 2.
You can't do 2. They had another.
Some people probably could have.
In terms of the draw, you mean?
Yeah. It's not because one of their addicts, they can only do 1.
Are you fucking stupid? They had
Yes.
other things going. Yeah, okay. They had other things going on that
Like what?
night. Matter of fact, when I was on there, it was around. I'm going. It's going great. And
What time did it
people-
start?
And people are walking out. I'm going. What the fuck? Then I find out there was a midnight meeting.
Oh, they had things.
They
to
left
do.
your taping for a midnight meeting.
Well, I
They
was
had
doing
things
it.
to
I
do.
did it an hour and a half.
Why'd you start
I'm
so
very
late?
subtle that way.
I did an hour and a half. But go talk about her special.
Why didn't you do 8 and 10 o'clock? I'm more fascinated with why you decided to go on at 11:20 for a special.
I
Yeah.
go on 11:20. I went on whatever. We're talking about
A
her
5-hour
It's
special?
because- no, it
Recovery
was-
time.
I was doing what the convention set, placed me to do. It was
A 5 p.m.
We've
show.
they've never had cameras at an NA convention.
Oh, that's
so,
true.
So it was almost impossible
the
even
A?
to get the thing done there. So we had to go, but they're very,
They film the audience at all or no?
No, I'm not showing the audience. It's
Oh, because they're anonymous.
Right.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, that's difficult.
Plus, how are you going to get 25 people to sign off on?
Right.
what did I
That's such
say,
a small
7
audience,
times in a
Jim.
row?
What's that?
You fucking dirtbag scumbag.
Marina, we're really glad that you're here this morning
Thank you.
because
To
we're
save
just
the show.
Yeah, Voss is having a real rough one.
Very
I
bad.
know.
night.
I saw him in the hallway. I was like, "What's going on? You always look ruffled." Is
It
that
was
the
a bad,
word?
especially the last segment, very bad segment.
It was
and
a
it,
good
and it was
one.
on Rich.
But the
terrible
first
segment.
one was great.
It wasn't great.
It was
It was
great.
average
It was
compared to
fine.
the last one. It was great.
Yeah,
What
so
happened?
that's what I'm going
But
by.
compared to when you had Bonnie in here with you,
That
the
was
first
great.
one
Yeah,
wasn't
Well,
nearly as
because-
good.
Yeah, no.
It's much better when you two
The
are
best.
together.
The first one was average. The second one was a disaster.
Horrible.
It wasn't
Bonnie
a-
is like the highlights to your hair.
What's that? I don't know.
Marina, we literally had to sit. It's the first time we've ever had to sit a guest in the break chair in the middle of a show.
He
had
was
to sit
eating
down
on
and
the
take
air.
a break.
We had to put him over there. It was enraging.
It was. I was furious.
You know what? Rich is that person though that you love because he's awful. That's the thing.
Yeah, he keeps coming back. We keep
I mean,
inviting
not-
him.
Awful.
No, awful is right. Awful.
No, you know what though? See, I never want to insult because you have so much love in your eyes.
No,
you said stupidity wrong.
You have so much stupidity in your eyes.
Yeah.
But I never want to hurt Rich. I love Rich.
No, I mean,
but the thing is like when you just can only be you, and it's just hilarious.
It's endearing.
Yeah.
look at.
I've seen you size me up for a joke. I've seen you look me up and down. And I'm like, oh boy, here it comes.
Yeah, he can't hide it.
No.
He can't hide it.
Remember that? We're at the cellar and you're just looking at. I was like, "What are you gonna say, Rich?" It's
I was
coming.
looking to find somebody to attack, but you're so perfect. It's so hard so many times to go.
I hate how your feet are
so
dangling.
Nice.
Yeah,
You always make me out to be a pop soul singer. That's what you always call me, Melba Moore.
Listen, I think you're one of the best comics that sit in the corner section of the table.
Are you doing your best Rich
When Voss is thinking, it's fun to watch his head
I know.
move. It's like a wind-up toll. He's like, and his head goes back and forth.
Like
Right.
Katharine Hepburn.
Yeah.
Yeah, you just hope another thought is coming because otherwise he's having a stroke.
Yeah, her stand-up is fucking killing.
No, you were at the taping. Wink.
In spirit, you were there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I listen. She called, talked to Bonnie. We talked to her at the table, and she told everybody how she killed. So I'm sure it went well.
It did go. I didn't
Yeah.
do that at the table. I don't think.
Oh, you
I've
probably
never
did.
in my life said I killed it.
Hey guys,
You
hear how
never
great
had
I did?
fans.
I always. What'd you say?
I said.
You mumbled it again.
What'd you say?
You mumbled that
'cause
hate.
I stopped. I don't want to say
What did you
anything
say,
negative.
Rich? Go ahead.
I'm trying to be a nice person to Marina. You're not.
I'm always nice to Marina.
You're faking. Stop being a
Stop
phony.
being a fake and holding your.
I like that outfit too. Did you throw that
Oh,
together
gosh.
for radio?
Well, I did. I like wearing Bon Jovi in front of white people. It makes me likable.
It does.
Right.
Relatable. Hey, that's my music.
Relatable. I always wear it in Jersey, Atlantic City. This is the go-to shirt.
Yeah.
So
Don't worry, she's on our side.
Yeah, she's a good one.
yeah. Oh, they do that from the front row. They go, yes,
Oh,
approved attire.
So, Rich, why are you pretending to be nice now that
Yeah,
Marina's
stop
walked
it.
in? You've been nothing but a
She knows you
scumbag
for
the whole
20
time
years.
you've been here.
I've not. Are you crazy?
No.
What sneakers are you wearing?
I got these Spider-Man ones on today.
Are they new?
No.
I mean, yeah, they
they
came out a few months ago. Why?
I want to see what you're wearing. I like.
You
your
didn't want to.
style.
You wanted to ask me and not go
He
anywhere.
had nothing.
Why would he start it
He had
then?
nothing.
What do you mean? I said, "What are you wearing?" You showed me. That there, I was answering.
Did you get
guys
your
do have
hotel
nice
problem
sneakers.
settled?
No, that's what's driving me fucking
Okay,
nuts.
then we need to talk about this, Rich. It's a creative block right now. You know,
What
Yes.
happened to him?
Rich is having some kind of hotel problems,
is.
and it's stopping the things that are bothering him are stopping him
You're
from
right.
being entertaining
And
on the
that's-
radio today.
you're right.
So we need to talk about what's bothering you, then get it off your
Get it
chest,
out of here, yeah.
so we can move on.
Money.
Norton's co-host won. Okay. No, they were
I don't
taking-
like that you're not comfortable crossing your legs and you have
I
to
know
hold
this
your
yoga
shin.
pose.
I'm very
Because his little foot's gonna slip off. That's what it is. He's so unflexible that his little foot's gonna
I'm
slip
so
off.
flexible.
There's
You're
nothing
not.
better
Can
than
you touch your
Rich's.
toes?
What?
Can you touch your toes? When
Yeah,
you
right there.
bend over and touch
Yes.
your toes? No, you can't.
Rich, let's see you do
I
it.
can.
I can't. No, I can. But no,
Yeah,
I'm not
right, you
doing
can't do
count.
it.
You can. You
I can do anything you can do.
There's no way you can touch your toes.
Want to bet?
Yep,
How much?
$2.
Get the fuck out of here. You got a raise.
Touch your toes.
That's why he went to 2.
Let's see. Don't do Jim's joke.
Just
touch your toes, dude.
Well, we video everything. There's cameras all the time.
Yeah,
Rich.
it's
Jesus Christ.
Multimedia experience. Let's see. Did he do it?
Yeah, his little fingers just barely reached his little toes.
That's fantastic.
You don't do
That
any
was pretty
flat-handed.
good.
It's fantastic.
Everything.
I can't touch my toes. I got scoliosis.
You can't?
No, I
Can
can't.
you
Come
do the
on.
warrior pose?
What's a warrior pose?
That's a yoga pose where you have both arms straight up
Yeah.
like this, and then you go into a full lunge.
Can you do
What
that?
do you mean a full lunge? I don't get what you're saying.
It's
I don't
a
know.
lunge.
Like a forward lunge.
Like jump in front.
Like with
No,
your-
lunge. It's a thing.
It's a lunge.
Like, you know what a lunge is? Like when you move forward with things.
No,
Marina,
how
I'm
would
gonna
you know that?
I'm gonna take a guess that he does not know what a lunge
If
is.
it was called the stagnate, he'd know.
What are you talking
You're
about?
right, Jim. There's a look of dummy in there.
Show a video. I don't know what a forward. Do you do CrossFit or something?
I don't
It's a
do
lunge.
CrossFit.
I know.
It's yoga.
Yeah, there you go.
which
There's
one?
a good lunge.
That?
Yeah.
Yes.
What's
That's
so
why I
hard
do
Now
it.
about
that I
Yeah,
want
try
to
it.
see you do.
Let's do warrior pose. Troy,
you have
Troy
to
show
have
him
the
warrior
arms.
pose.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich.
Troy will show you how to
Oh,
do
yeah,
it.
bro,
He's a
Troy
yoga
really
man.
knows yoga. That's
Okay,
right.
knee forward.
No, other foot. Use your other foot.
Let me see a little.
Are we making sure we got camera coverage on
I
this?
don't think his legs are long enough for the lunge.
I don't know.
Is there coverage?
No.
Like sink down low.
Yeah.
Elbows straight or.
Keep his legs straight.
How's he doing?
It's okay. I mean, he's never done it.
Oh, no.
Right.
Straight up arms.
But would you consider him flexible?
No.
Oh, okay. So no.
Do this
Okay.
one.
So he's not really terribly.
He's squatting down like a fucking.
Touch your butt to your legs.
Okay.
Touch your butt to your
Touch
legs.
your butt to your legs. It's just kneeling down.
Neither are you, Rich. You just have short legs.
My legs are like double your length.
That's true.
I would love Rich to be in a yoga class telling people what to do.
No, you're not
Touch
doing it
your
right.
legs
You're
to
not
my
touching
legs.
it.
So no warrior pose.
No.
Well, no, I didn't even really try.
You said that was
talking
easy.
off the mic.
I did what he told me.
Right, that was the warrior pose. Okay.
He's out of breath, though, it sounds like.
Oh, yeah, you are. You're blown the fuck up.
No, I'm not.
You're totally out of breath, dude. You're
I'm
holding
not
your
out
breath
of
to
breath.
talk.
No, what are you talking
So you can't hear
about?
it panting.
Listen. See? Am I out of breath?
Yes.
No.
A little bit.
Is that out of breath?
Yeah, it is. Yep.
No.
Yeah, you heard that, didn't you, Jim?
But yep.
No.
Yeah. He's winded.
Do you do yoga?
I used to, but then I hated it because
It's got to be the dumbest thing.
well, the teacher was rude, and she was like, "You do whatever you want to do,"
That's not a good teacher.
and then left. It's,
To the class or
it's
just
some
you
type of
personally?
technique where you learn it on your own, is what she said.
It's called the internet.
Yeah, it's called being a fucking a smart teacher. Go ahead, you guys do it.
yeah, but
She
what are you
leaves the
paying her for?
room.
Just YouTube it.
She gives you one lesson, and then you're on your own, and it's about you developing on your own, which was not good enough for me for the amount of money I was paying.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, good for you. So but you didn't try to find a teacher that would stick around. You just said yoga is not for me.
I just said yoga's. I don't know. I had a lot of theater training in my younger years,
Mhm.
and it's one of those things where I was like, I don't need to do this anymore.
Right.
Breathing and neck rolls.
I
I'm
see.
good.
Yeah.
I did do it though in preparing for my set during Last Comic Standing.
You
and
did
they
yoga?
caught it on camera. No, my breathing exercises.
Oh.
What are your breathing exercises? Do you still do them?
You do like a lip, like that type of stuff.
Yeah, wait,
Like
red
Ron
leather, yellow
Burgundy.
leather, red leather, yellow
How now,
leather.
brown cow.
Yeah.
Red leather, yellow leather. What does that do?
You want to get the vibrations
Vibrational
going on your
breaths.
mouth. Yes.
Red
It
leather,
relieves stress.
Red leather, yellow leather.
Red leather, yellow leather, red leather.
You don't have to say it so condescending when you're
Red
you're
leather,
exercising.
Yellow leather, red, yellow. Yes.
Rubber baby buggy bumper, rubber baby buggy bumper, all those
It doesn't
things.
do anything, does it?
It's supposed to create vibration, and then you speak better because apparently, like, your voice is the thing that communicates to the audience, and if it's not there, it's not good.
So when you
What
came,
do you do with your lips? What was that?
I mean, what?
It's you sticking your head out of the car window.
You're such a.
So when you came from theater and you saw that a lot of experienced comics would mock you for taking your craft professionally enough to do breathing exercises, were you confused by this? Were you like, I thought performers are supposed to do this? No?
I did, but I then realized when I didn't make it to the house, that
Mhm.
probably looked stupid. Me doing these vocal
Oh,
exercises.
they must have loved the fact that you didn't make it to the house and you're still sitting there doing vocal exercises.
Yes.
Jim, you don't do vocal exercises even before
No,
like your
I
specials?
don't. No.
How do you warm up your vocal cords?
I just walk out there and I just
Yeah, he keeps them lubricated in different ways, doesn't he?
So you were going to be an actress. Did you go up on auditions and stuff, and you just said, "Fuck this, I'm going to do stand up"? Or
I just never was good at sharing the stage and listening well. That's what I
That's
learned.
hard, right,
about-
to listen.
It is so hard. So I just was more of like a solo performer always. I just didn't realize it. And acting is tough. It's actually, I always felt uncomfortable in it, in scenes. And when I tried to do a play after doing stand up, the actors got mad at me.
did you try to steal the show, or like?
Yeah, I would steal the show, or I would just not have the line in my head, and I'd make up a line.
Yeah, well,
Oh, yeah, you got it. Right.
And I'd improv in the middle. I go, come on, you
Yeah.
know what I'm saying. So,
Context.
yeah. So one of the actor was like, you're just disappointing because you're very talented, and then you're just not focused. And I was like,
Plus,
improv with me.
Plus, stand
Right.
Stand up, you get instant gratification. When you're acting, you don't know if what's going on.
Well, it's a
If they-
play.
It's theater acting. You
Well,
absolutely get the same
Yeah,
inspiration.
Not if it's dramatic scene. You're not going to get the loud applause or the laughter.
Unless it's a
You're not
black
going to
audience.
laughter during a dramatic scene, no.
Why would
Well,
you?
whatever.
Not getting laughter would be the reaction.
Yeah.
A black audience gives you. I did a play out
yeah.
in Brooklyn at the Billie Holiday Theater, and there was always a reaction. And my name was Shashu Aisha. That was the character I played. And I was like this revolutionary sister. So every time I was not this type of person, but they loved me. They hated the girl who played my sister. So every time I came out, they're like, oh, here comes Shashu. Here comes Shashu.
They liked you?
They loved me. They didn't know I had a white boyfriend.
Yeah.
After the play, after the play, my boyfriend came. They were like, "What's Shashu doing?" So yeah. So yeah. In that way, it's, oh no,
Oh, Rich.
That's right.
That was maybe the worst attack I've ever heard in my life.
I don't care.
Oh,
it
Rich.
wasn't even a confident.
That's
No. Felt like, like not like mean racist, but kind of old man racist. You know what I mean?
That's what I am.
Terrible.
Like kind of Sanford
I'd
and
love to see
Sonsy,
you.
you know? Like,
I'd love to see you in a play.
I'd love to see you in one too with Lincoln.
So when did you realize that you're like, I'm not going to pursue theater acting anymore?
Well, when I moved to New York and I wasn't getting parts, it's pretty simple.
Right. You're like, this is not, I didn't reject them. They went ahead and let me know it's not for me.
It wasn't, I had already said to myself, if I come to New York and it doesn't work out, I want to do stand-up. I had always said that. I said that to the actors that I met. I was in Syracuse, so a lot of the actors like Wood Harris is an example of one, and I knew him well, and he would say,
That's Avon Barksdale from The Wire, from anybody who doesn't recognize that amazing name.
Yeah.
I know, I love dropping that name. Man.
Yeah, as you should. It makes me really jealous that you know him.
I know him from Chicago, and when we both went into theater school at the same time, and
was he good?
Very good, in so many ways. And then,
did you hang?
I didn't mean to slip that in.
Did you hang out with him
He didn't either.
away from the? You hung out with him outside of the play.
I did. Not his like.
Does he have a large penis?
It's not. I
Go
won't
ahead.
say that I saw it.
But if you had to guess,
If I had to guess, yeah. Fantastic, I think.
Yeah.
Which one was he on The Wire? The dude that was
Avon, the main drug dealer in the first 3 seasons.
who was in the movie?
He played Jimi Hendrix.
I didn't see it.
That's a guy who
Yeah.
played music.
I know he's not the one that had the
Can we
scar.
look at a
on
picture up of Wood Harris?
He didn't have
And
the
Jimi
scar on
Hendrix.
his face in the Wire.
No, that's Michael K. Williams. That's Omar.
No. There was another one.
Jamie
that-
Hector played Marlowe. Different.
So this is Wood. Wood is a very, really
How about from The Wire? Yeah.
exceptional actor.
Yeah, he's great.
Right.
He's
And
very, very different.
And you could assume that he's got large genitals.
Yeah, he's tall.
Yeah, yeah.
Sitting.
You remember him? Top right picture.
Oh yeah,
Of course.
Yes, yes.
Everybody on The Wire is an amazing actor.
So we were always good friends, and he would say to me, you should probably try stand up, because I would always tell these stories. And so when I moved to New York and I wasn't getting parts, I started doing open mics. Well, I'm gonna be honest, I took a class.
Did you?
From who? Who was your teacher?
It's so embarrassing.
Why? It's probably good for like everybody that's in those classes who gets made fun of for being in classes.
Yes.
It's probably really good to hear anybody that's made it in stand up that came from a class, because they're like, okay, there is somebody.
Yeah, I don't know anybody who's taken one who's successful, but you're actually okay. So I'm saying you're like the only person I know who's successful who took one. I don't know many people that took one. Who taught it?
Lee Frank.
Oh,
Do you
okay.
remember
Wow,
him?
I haven't seen Lee in
Skinny
years.
guy.
Yeah. I haven't seen him in a long time. Where was it?
It was at Gotham Comedy Club.
How
Oh,
long
okay,
did
the
you take it
original,
for?
right? The old one on
The original club. And-
25th or whatever it was.
Yep.
22nd.
And it's because I came from theater. You took classes. You took breathing exercises, like I said. You
Sure.
did all those method classes, scene study. So I was like, yeah, you take a class. And then I took the class, and then all the comics would make fun of me for taking the class. But it was just a good way to start. That's all. It just made me do something.
It's just a foot in the door.
Foot in the door. I didn't know anything. I didn't know there were open mics. I didn't know where to go.
Yeah.
So I found out that from taking that class.
Do you have your diploma from there, from that class?
Yeah, it's on the wall. No.
Was there anybody else in your class that you remember who's still doing stand-up?
No one. None of them.
Wow.
That's crazy.
There was a guy named Richard Frontfell.
Some of those,
wow, showbiz name.
That was his joke. His name.
People take those classes to get over the fear of public speaking too. That have to at work.
Sometimes when I speak publicly, I piss pronunciate my worms.
You're excited, huh?
And my segment was bad. Oh.
Okay. He didn't get the reference.
I get it.
No,
I didn't get it. I didn't get it. I didn't get it.
It's okay.
What was the reference?
It doesn't matter.
Was it from a movie?
No, from a TV show.
What one?
The Office, the original Office.
Yeah.
Ooh, you better get that.
It's all right. It'll sneak up on you. Do you ever talk to any of the people, or have you come into contact with any of the people that either started at the same time as you or were in the class with you?
One of them was my friend, and we're no longer friends, so no. And then the Richard
Why aren't you friends anymore?
I think because I was funnier than her.
Oh,
and it became weird.
Yeah.
Has he seen you do stand-up, the actor that's on the wall?
Well, he moved, and I haven't been in touch with him in a really long. I talked to him on Instagram once. I mean, he went off. I think he's doing music now. So I don't see him, but no, I have not seen him and talked to him. I would love to. I took before he became huge, and we were taking the subway together. This was when he did Above the Rim. And he's like really like a soft, kind person. He's not like the character he played. And we were on the subway, and these brothers was on the subway. I gotta say brothers. They were on the subway walking towards us, and Wood looked kind of nervous. And the brothers was like, "Yo, you gotta be a soldier, son," because that's the line.
Yeah.
That he has in the, and he was just like, "Oh, I'm so nervous. I forget that I'm playing this character." So. Yeah, that's the story.
He's he's definitely a different guy.
Yeah, totally. That's why Woody Allen used him in Celebrity. You know, Woody Allen doesn't use like a lot of black characters, but he's very different, unique.
Right.
You know.
So you guys went to school in Syracuse?
No, he went to NYU.
Oh, okay.
And I went to Syracuse. So at that same time, we were both going off to theater school. I had a party. He came to it. Like my father used to always throw these big parties for me and stuff.
I see.
Yeah.
You went to
It was great.
You went to college?
I did. I was in graduate school too. Yes, Rich.
Are you
These
impressed?
things do happen.
No, because you
didn't know I went to college?
He didn't go to college. I didn't go. Did
Oh,
you go?
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
I went to Syracuse.
Really?
It's a waste of time.
Yeah.
It really was. I don't remember it much, except for Syracuse was good for the theater experience and the fact that I could go and all that stuff.
Right, yeah, you know all your vocal warm-ups.
It taught you that.
Yeah.
Right. So like $250,000 and you learn some vocal warm-ups and you're
I
good.
used to show, when I first started doing comedy and I worked with Jason Steinberg, he would have me take the comedians and do some of those vocal warm-ups so that they could prepare for their auditions. Like Donnell Rawlings, I would do that, but it was awful.
Yeah, I would hate to tell a comedian, all right, do this. Yeah.
Donnell was Ashley Larry for those. And it was the worst. He would yell at me in the middle of the warm-up. He goes, "You're not doing it, son. You're not doing it right, son." And I'm like, "I'm showing you." So
yeah, I don't know if you need it. I mean, you can't.
Do you do vocal warm-ups, Rich?
I could barely talk.
That's a good point.
You should do vocal
you know what?
warm-ups.
You should do some.
Do you want to
Let's see
teach?
your tongue?
Huh?
Look at his tongue.
Not
Take your
lick,
pants off.
but stick out your tongue. Just open your mouth and stick out your
Yep.
tongue. Oh my!
What do you see? It's like a lizard tongue. it's like a turtle's back.
Open your mouth. Oh, see, you don't open your mouth wide enough. Is Bonnie okay? Now
I
look.
open it wide enough. I'm not him.
Does he have a little teeny dumb mouth?
Oh my god!
Oh, he does. He has a tiny, teeny
You
mouth.
can only open your mouth so wide.
What a fool's
that
mouth.
You'll rip your fucking face in
It's a
half.
really
But that's
dumb
the whole
mouth.
point.
You have a mouth
You
like a
don't do it
cricket.
enough.
Huh?
So what do you see when you see, I mean, as a vocal warm-up expert, what do you see when Rich...
He's got a lot of tension in his face.
Really?
Sure.
Look where I'm at.
Well, what are some vocal warm-ups that he could do?
Well, he should do that more often.
What, just opening?
your mouth wider.
You do that?
Never.
Huh?
No.
And then
But
opening
why
the
is it?
back
Why
of
you
your
why you
throat.
frowning like that when you do it?
Yeah,
Well,
you
how
can't.
do
You're
you
so
do it? Let
tense.
me see you do it. Go
I don't
ahead.
need to do it. I can
Come
speak.
on,
He
I
looks
do
like
it.
tribal
perfectly.
artwork when he opens his mouth. It's not a happy face. New Zealand? No. All right.
That should be the cover
Tell
of
me
your
what
next
you do.
album.
Let me
Opening
see.
up.
Let me see what you're saying. Oh, you're not sticking your tongue out.
See, she's actually.
Voss has a tiny tongue.
He's got a little tongue, a tiny
Yes,
little mouth.
It's a tiny
Now
little
put
tongue.
the tip of your tongue behind the bottom teeth and stretch out the tongue.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the
There he's
voice comes-
drooling.
Oh my
Well,
god!
it's the first time I did
That's
it.
true.
Yeah, these are exercises to
But
move
what
the
does it
voice
do for you?
forward. Move the voice forward and come out.
See how well she enunciated that?
Move the voice forward and come
And
out.
come out.
Yes, they're
come
two,
out of the closet.
They're two
yes.
different activities for you.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
And then there's the throat. A lot of
yeah,
times
but
our
we're
throat's
comics. You don't
closed.
need that for comedy.
You talk for a living.
Yeah, people should
Yeah, but
understand
you-
what you're
you
saying.
don't need it.
You're
Shut
literally on the radio mumbling through
That is
3
true.
hours.
Who cares about this? You don't need it for comedy.
Yes, you do.
You do.
I'm very soft spoken. You know, when
Soft-spoken.
I'm performing.
Yeah.
I
You're
am.
not
I'm
soft-spoken.
soft spoken. I am
You
when
say
I'm.
guff. You don't pronounce your words right.
Does he say golf?
Mispronunciate your words.
You did it already, man.
I know. I'm going to keep doing it.
It's too much.
I'll do it when he's here.
You will?
Yep.
It's just
The
fun.
minute he walks in.
The more rich practices. That's good. Keep it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What can he
keep
like? What
going.
kind of what can he say? Like you were saying, the red leather, yellow leather. Like what?
What can he say?
Tip of the tongue. Tip of the tongue. The teeth. The lips.
No wonder Darnell yelled at you. You're fucking
Tip
aggravating.
of the tongue.
Tip of the tongue.
Tip of the tongue.
Shut up! You're not from England.
The
You're
teeth.
from
The lips.
town.
You see how he said
the
England?
teeth, the lips.
Say it
Go ahead,
again.
Rich. Say it.
Do it. What
You
was
said
that?
England.
You said England.
You said
I said
England.
I said England.
You did not. You said England.
England. You
Also,
did.
A big little mistake.
England.
England.
I say words wrong all the time. It's okay.
I haven't heard
Who
you say
cares?
one word
No,
wrong
no,
the whole
you-
time
Not
you've
yet,
been here.
but I do. It's
I've heard
embarrassing.
Rich say
Tell me
very
what you
many.
say.
Tip of the tongue. The teeth. The lips.
Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips.
Split the split pea soup, please.
What?
He can't even process
Split the
it.
split pea
It's
soup.
too
First of all,
please.
you already said tip of the tongue.
Yeah.
You're not doing any of this. You're just sitting here saying you do it.
I'm a professional broadcaster.
No, you're not.
I don't have issues.
For fucking wrestling, that doesn't count. Do
Rich,
what,
I do this, what we're doing right now, for a living.
Yeah, by default, because he didn't get along with Opie. Shut your mouth. Okay. Ugh. Anybody down the hall could do what you're doing. Tip of the tongue?
You don't have to sound like a British woman when you do it, just so you know.
Yeah.
You can just go tip. It's about saying the T's and the P's and the getting the g
Yes.
out.
Good.
Tip of the tongue, the teeth,
The lips.
the lips.
Tongue,
Yes.
the teeth.
And you can
the
smile when you do it.
You don't have to do it like that, like you're a dainty lady. Just say it. The teeth
And
the
say
lips.
the.
Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips.
Stop saying duh. The.
The
Tip of the tongue.
The tip of the tongue.
Tip of the tongue.
Like just picture if
you're
someone
doing
says,
it.
if somebody
Yeah.
says, like, just answer honestly. If someone says, where should a cock be? Tip of the tongue, my teeth, my lips.
Split pea soup, please.
Oh, I hate that so much.
I never knew why that came in, but yeah.
Split the split pea soup, please. I hate it.
Split the split pea soup.
I hate
please.
it. I fucking hate it.
Try it, Rich.
No, because you know what? All that stuff when you're going on,
Just try it.
when you're going
Just
on an
try to do it.
audition, all that crap in your head, you got too much going on in your head, and it's gonna fuck you
Well, that's
up.
why you have no. It's practice, and that's
Yeah.
what helps if you do it enough.
Why don't you
Yeah,
split
if
the
you're
split
a-
pea soup,
If
please?
you're a
Fucking
Shakespeare
great.
actor, if
It
you-
does actually help though in ways like when your voice closes up or a night. You know, have had comedians that lose their voice, right?
Yeah.
So the reason they lose their voice is because they're not talking from the right place ever. They're not connected. They don't have it connecting from here,
I don't,
right?
and she's pointing to her asshole.
So you've got to talk from the right place. Yes, Rich.
In the diaphragm, I don't know how to do that either. I can't do it either. They say it, but I can't. Yeah, I know I've heard it, but I don't know exactly how to incorporate it.
Do you project on stage?
No, but I mean, what she's saying is right though, because sometimes your throat closes up when you're nervous.
Right.
Like if I'm doing an audition, all of a sudden I feel small and like my voice isn't. But as opposed to now, where I'm just totally relaxed and comfortable, it's weird. It's hard to get your body so relaxed that you're just comfortable talking.
Yeah, you have to be conscious of everything without thinking about it.
Yes.
But I had a teacher that was so strict about it, and she would make the students cry because they weren't breathing properly. It was crazy.
Rich, try the split pea soup thing.
No.
Why?
Because
it would be really good for you.
Try the split pea soup, please.
Okay,
Go on
what
now.
you tell him? What was it again?
Tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. Oh, tip of the tongue, the teeth, the lips. Split the split pea soup, please.
Oh, I feel like this is like the Sound of Music or something. It's really bothering me.
Freddie fights with Flipper on the Flim Flam.
Oh, that's never going to happen. Without all you getting bathed. Holy fuck.
Maybe
You're
just
really
split
good
the
at
split
this.
pea soup, please.
You could have a class.
I could, I just refuse.
Split the split pea soup.
You could have a class and you.
You
and
say
you'll be
crass.
relaxed.
You said you could have a
I
crash.
can't believe I actually remember these things, but it was so ingrained in me in theater school.
Why don't you split the split pea soup, please? Try it.
Why don't you split the split pea soup, please? Try it.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah.
You did it.
Listen, I'm a quick learner.
The best one
Yeah.
is opening
Not
your
with
throat, though.
password. Huh?
There's ways of opening your throat.
Yes.
Jim, is that true?
It sure is. Yes.
That was yes, but the
If you did that on stage, people were sitting on us like, "What the fuck is she doing?"
no,
I know you're like the succubus from when we were kings.
it's really backstage where you do it. You know, you don't do it.
Yeah, you're not supposed to do it while you're
Do
performing.
it again.
You just turn it.
It helps
but-
when you have a sore throat. Too.
Sounds like you're trying to say it, but you can't.
It's like a KAW sound, and you're
terrible.
bringing it in.
I hate it.
Oh, that's very helpful, though.
Yeah.
Go ahead, do it.
Do you before? I've never.
Try it.
I've never seen you prepare
I'm-
like that before you go on stage.
I don't do it anymore. I mean, I
Oh.
did it.
What
when
about
it was
before,
a
like the
mistake.
special?
Hypocrite.
I did that for the special. No, I haven't done these warm up exercises for years.
Let's try
Wow.
it.
Try it.
Try one now. Cock. What like
Cock.
that?
No one said cock.
Why
Did you want to put that in?
Why you say
Where?
Yes. Treating it like it's a food order.
But I guess cock could work. Cock.
Yeah, if that's what you want.
Somebody's trying to get work. How do you do cock? It's dumb. It's really
It
dumb.
really just opens your throat. I mean, seriously, you have no idea how. You never felt that where your throat was just totally closed up,
No.
and you took a mint, but really, this is all you had to do. It was just open.
I think a mint's easier.
A mint does actually, to Voss's credit, sound easier than doing
Much
this.
easier.
If a mint works,
Yeah.
like I'd probably just take a
Doesn't.
mint.
It doesn't.
Huh?
Like, let's say you don't have one though. What are you gonna do?
Oh yeah, you do need these tools if you don't have a mint.
If
You
you're
just carry a mint.
somewhere you can get a mint,
Yeah.
you know.
All right.
I
Voss
always-
performs in a lot of restaurants. There's mints
there's
everywhere,
mints
right?
everywhere.
Yeah, so it's
Yeah.
no problem.
So an actor prepares that way, but comedian does not.
No, because you
Right.
can acknowledge if your voice is a little fucked up, or you can just go, I sound fucked. You know, it's a little different.
Yeah, when I've lost my voice before and on stage, and it actually was kind of cool.
For them.
Finally, the bitch is silent.
Wow.
But no,
Is this your first special?
it is my first special.
Is it nerve wracking that this is going to be out there? Like this is your thing that will people go like, yeah, you're a comic. Yeah, here's my special. This is your representative going
It's-
forward.
It's fine. It just feels like a relief.
Did you?
Right.
Not nerve wracking. It feels like a relief. I mean, there's a little bit of, I'm sure some people will get upset with me, but
Why do
other
people
than-
get upset?
Well, because I talk about not being the wokest person in the room. I talk about not being excellent in the phrase of Black excellence. I talk about very vulnerable things of just being honest in a time where everyone's forcing me to be something I'm not, and that can hurt some people's feelings. I talk about not being good at the pronouns, the theys and the the stuff.
This is like exposing the audience to the fact that you have a white boyfriend. This is going to break a lot of hearts.
I've moved on.
Yeah.
To nothing.
I've moved on to loneliness.
Just loneliness and staring at myself in the mirror. Yes.
How far did you go back in material? Like, did you only do the new stuff, or since you didn't do one before this, did you go further back in your material, like maybe 3-4 years ago?
They wanted me to, but I just physically and emotionally couldn't do it.
Didn't feel right.
Didn't feel right.
Yeah.
There were some things like my name that always is a joke. It's my name. Why not? It says hello. And there are some things that just always work, but like most of it just didn't feel right to do again.
Yeah.
It didn't make sense.
'Cause
I
you're
always talk
past it.
from where I am. That's it. And that's the thing that connects me to the material. I
Yeah.
can't connect to old material.
Yeah,
It's
Marina's
hard.
a really good stand-up. I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'll
Yeah.
watch it.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to seeing this. I'll
Yeah.
watch it.
Thank you, Jim. You know, Jim is the only one, by the way, who can give me like tags, and I've always said this.
Well, he's the only one that watches you. Just give you tags.
Jim was forced to watch me at the Cellar because I would host, and I was the worst at listening to the audience or asking questions.
That was my favorite, was watching Marina do crowd work.
Oh.
What do you
Not
do for a
good.
living? I'm an electrician. Oh, that's nice job.
That's right.
And then go to the next person. That's just not giving a fuck at all.
Yeah, I didn't have the ability to care with the interaction as a host. It just was so difficult, or give the right intros.
Do you host there at all anymore or no?
No,
You
I had to stop because I just wanted to work on my act. It's the craft. It's why not? You
Yeah.
know, I can't craft an act and go, hey, where are you from?
Yeah. All right, the servers are going to be coming around. Welcome to it's a
The
fucking...
announcements, I can't. The announcements killed me.
Yeah, that's a fucking...
I never did them, by the way.
thankless job. No, I know.
I would mess up like Judah's intro all the time about where he was doing his book, The Tears Drops or something like that. That's how I would bring him up. And he was like, Marina, you never get that
What
correct.
do you want you to say?
The right title of his book.
Oh,
you still don't remember the title, though?
I would just get it wrong.
Yeah.
When the rain drops or something, but I would say when the teardrops
Right.
fall.
And would he correct you on stage?
Yes. Yeah, he would do like 2 minutes. So I gave him material, so it was fine.